For real? Oh, no. Chris! Let's go!
Boston
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Walt Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. This sports program begins right now.
Football!
It is absolutely magical, and we're so lucky that we get to talk about it every single day. We are now in a world post-trade deadline for all of our NFL teams. Did your team get better at the trade deadline? Did they take a massive swing and give up a couple first-round picks maybe so that they can put their team in a position to go ahead and win the Super Bowl like the Indianapolis Colts did, and even the Dallas Cowboys who traded away a first-rounder? Or are you on the New York Jets and staring down a full rebuild with who? Young players that are good. Well, we just got rid of a couple young players that are good. We need to find new young players that are good so we can kind of strip this thing down and rebuild it in a brand new image because we've been ass. So we apologize for getting rid of some of your favorite players and that little boy over there who learned of Sauce Gardner's release from his father in the kitchen. He would go on to throw a full-on fit, temper tantrum, tears, yelling, screams, because Sauce Gardner, his favorite player, is no longer a member of the Jets, and now he's a member of the Indianapolis Colts. I would like to let that boy know. Come on over to the shoe, brother.
Be smart.
It is a great time to be a part of the shoe. We got a team. We got a quarterback. We got a coach. And we got an ownership group, the big three, that aren't scared to step right into the batter's box and take a massive hack just a few months into being the owners of the Indianapolis Colts. They give away a couple first-rounders to bring Sauce Gardner back. And breaking news as of yesterday, Josh Downs will go Dahn's to business, just like his brother Caleb, and wear the number 2. He was previously the number 1 as of 2 days ago. He's going to 2. He is too slippery, too good, too cool, too sweet. And he's Dahn's to business alongside his brother with the number 2. Sauce Gardner will be wearing the number 1 for the Indianapolis Colts. As a person who wore the number 1 with a lot of pride, okay, I appreciate that. That number 1, we had it top 10 in jersey sales there for a little bit, that number 1 for the Indianapolis Colts. It's obviously slimming, not as slimming as the number 11, so that is why I necessarily liked it. And on draft day, I was drafted pick 222, 7th round. There's a lot of commotion after you get drafted to an NFL team, especially if it feels like you're not going to get drafted and you're going to have to go back to school. Maybe all the drunks in your house who have given up hope on you making it to the NFL are now realizing, oh, he's just going to be drunk with us, basically. That's what we're going to do. And then you get drafted, and it's announced on television, and everybody goes crazy, and you're talking to somebody that's in Indianapolis. They're like, we got a couple of things. What time do you want to fly out for rookie minicamp? Whatever the earliest flight is, I'm good with whatever. Thank you, no problems. And then you got people saying, yeah, we're fine. We did it. We did. What number do you want? What's that? What number do you want? What's available? 1. Good. I'll take that one. I can't believe I have a number. I'll take number 1 for sure. Okay, we'll see you on Friday. Good. Bang, hang up. Beers, celebration, craziness. Pat, why'd you pick the number 1? Literally, because it was just full chaos around me. And then once you get the number 1, you're like, this is a pretty sick number. All of a sudden, you feel like a sense of purpose. Okay, I am number 1. This 2 is not a winner. You start thinking about it. All of a sudden, it starts looking cool. And then you start doing well, and you're like, wait, I do seemingly have a connection to this number. I love this number. This is a cool number. It's better to be number 1 than any other number, I guess, especially if you're going to do your job well. And then all of a sudden, that number 1 just gets handed off to somebody else literally the year after I retired. I'm like, no connection. Why do I have any connection to that number? I should not feel a connection to that number. Then it gets handed off again. Then Josh Downs gets it, and I see him electrifying. I'm like, at least the number 1's out there flying around. Like, I like what we're doing right there. It's a nice trip back in time. I love Josh Downs with it. Now a guy named Sauce is going to be wearing it. He's going to look so filthy. This is his forever, I believe. Every one jersey you see going forward will say Gardner. I'm going to get one because I would like Sauce to know that we are very thankful that he is a member of the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, it's the headline of trade deadline. It's the big storyline, and we're trying to get, more information as it unfolds. How'd we get here? There's a guy named Seth Walder.
Yep,
Yeah,
sure.
Walder.
Seth Walder works at ESPN. Now, we looked him up. We don't know if it's his accurate account or not. 77 followers or so. So if Seth says it, we know that it's a big deal. He said that the Colts got a D on this trade, and the Jets got an A. Okay, because they also get A.D. Mitchell alongside the 2 first-rounders. Saw a lot of people potentially saying that that's the case. Hey, Jets fleece the Colts. If we're Sauce Gardner away from winning a Super Bowl,
bingo.
Fleece us all you want. Fleece whatever the hell you want to fleece, because we'll be wearing our fleeces, and right outside of them will be a fucking Super Bowl ring. And the Colts think that this was a move that can put them in a position to go win. I asked Big Three, hey, This is a huge move. Congratulations. Very thankful you did this. It's a message to your entire fan base, to the entire NFL. Hey, we understand what window we're in right now. We're going to go for it, and we're not scared to get a deal done. Whenever some other people would not maybe push it through, we'll do that. And also, they trust Chris. Like, hey, Chris Ballard has always said, we like our guys, we like our guys, we like our guys. All his guys right now are playing the football that they're playing. They just bring in a quarterback and a couple other culture setters, and then all of a sudden, we got a super team. And that's what it feels like here in Indianapolis. So you can say it's a D. You can say we gave up too much. We here in India are like, we're in a fucking Super Bowl because Sauce Gardner's on the team. Reach out to Lou Anarumo, defensive coordinator of the Indianapolis Colts. Say, hey, what's cool? You know, he spoke to press right before the trade happened. So just want to get his thoughts on it. Love the addition of Sauce. It gives us another Pro Bowl corner. The guy's been a lockdown player his whole career and gives us the chance to match him and Ward up on different receivers. Two super smart football players. I can't say enough about Sauce Gardner being on our team. We just elevated our whole defense. His Lou Anarumo, who every player that's ever played for loves him. And you see his defense and what he's been able to do for us this year. Had a couple injuries. Obviously, we're trying to figure it out. But they've invested a lot of money into this defense. We invest in Lou Anarumo as our defensive coordinator. Obviously think the offense good with Shane Steichen. Let's lock up the defense. What did you get from that quote from Lou? Because whenever he said they're both super smart players and we're able to put them on receivers, what does that mean, you think, in Lou Anarumo's eyes with what he can do with the defense?
Man, that just gives you so much freedom, so many more resources, so many more different places that you could put resources, like a left tackle who you could just put on the island, just put by themselves. When all these teams, we look around the league, especially the teams that's going to be there in the end, they have 1, 2, maybe 3 like weapons that can kind of change the math. So when you have corners that can offset down on the other side, chess pieces almost, that can match up with these different receivers, that's huge. And the Colts, they kind of played their most man-to-man coverage last week against the Steelers. Obviously, we lost, but I feel like the defense had a pretty good outing, played a lot of man-to-man, so maybe that's Lou wants to do a little more of with this defense. You know, all the different things that he as far as disguise, different simulated pressures, blitzes. When you do all those different things, a lot of these coverages on the edges, they turn to man-to-man for the corners. Quarters, cover 3, all these, they turn into man-to-man once these routes release down the field. So getting a weapon like this, if he can play up to who he's been in this league at his peak. Now, I would say it's kind of been a not a fall off, but a little decline in his play. I would say probably last season and a half maybe. But I think fresh start, new place, he can definitely get back to being that top 2, 3 corner.
Motivation.
League, for sure.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He immediately
Good team.
He immediately goes 1-7.
Yeah.
Okay. To 7-2. Hey, we're trying to go for a Super Bowl. And you saw what we just gave up for you. It's like this team is very thankful for you.
It's a lot.
That type of mentality and mindset coming into a place, he's going to be welcomed and he's going to be celebrated like hell. And the number one is hopefully going to be gluing guys down. Let's talk about some other storylines. Obviously, trade deadline day. It's basically been announced now. Jacoby Brissett's the starter for the Arizona Cardinals. Congrats to him.
Yeah. Wow.
Jacoby Brissett, former starter for the Indianapolis Colts. This man, I was pushing for him to be the MVP that season. He led the Indianapolis Colts whenever we were in the middle of a quarterback carousel in phenomenal ways. He was a leader. Everybody loved him. He was calling meetings. The team would obviously fight for him. He was doing an offense, Frank Reich, I believe, offense in a way that we hadn't seen. And it was like everybody's on board. This guy is leading the Colts to the promised land. Now, obviously, one thing leads to another. He ends up leaving us. He goes to another job, kind of bounces around. Jacoby Brissett, backup quarterback. Why is this guy still in the league? A lot of people say, well, it's because he's a damn good football player. And out there in Arizona, they haven't had a chance to be able to get him on the field. And that offense is executing better with him than anybody else we've seen, including Kyler Murray, who they just paid $200 million. We were talking to Bruce Arians yesterday, former coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he said Kyler Murray is going to be starting quarterback for that team whenever he's healthy. A lot of money was given to Kyler Murray. There's no way they're just going to let that kind of just sit on the sideline. Then just a couple hours later, yep, we actually will do that. They're moving on with Jacoby. Let's go to their color commentator, the Arizona Cardinals, a man who knows this team a lot better than maybe anybody with the research that he's had to do to call these games for the Arizona Cardinals fans. And he rides the wave of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he rides the wave. You kind of got shades of Myron Cope in there whenever he's talking about stuff, the legendary Pittsburgh Steelers commentator. AQ Shipley here. Now, AQ, obviously you played for the Arizona Cardinals amongst many other teams. You're a Super Bowl champion. Now you're doing color commentary for the team, for the local audience. What is the reaction out there? You know, because obviously BA's reaction was it will never happen because business-wise. Across the entire league, it's like Kyler Murray's upside, what he could be special, obviously. Very high draft pick, very high draft pick. In Arizona, how do they view it? Is everybody on board with Jacoby, like basically fan-wise? And what does this mean for the future, you think, with Kyler and the Cardinals?
They love Jacoby Brissett. He's been fantastic. And when you watch what he's done, when you look at
him against the Colts, then to the Packers, two of the best teams in football, the offense was so much more fluid, so much more efficient. The ball is getting distributed to more people. He has been fantastic, and then he comes out against the Cowboys and was basically flawless. The one interesting thing, he's been fantastic on 3rd and long, whereas you typically go draws, you go screens, you do all these things. He's hitting 3rd and 23. He's throwing a 43-yard pass, and they're getting first downs. He's been fantastic. He's great in the play action. He knows Drew Petzing, and he's distributing. He's thrown more touchdown passes to Trey McBride this year than he has thrown to Trey McBride from Kyler his entire career.
Yeah, I heard Trey McBride more touchdowns in like the last 3 games than Trey McBride and Kyler throughout the entirety of a couple seasons. Adam Schefter reported that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals have consulted with multiple doctors on his foot injury and have been told the timetables for recovery have been anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, 1 month to 2 months. With an increased chance of setback until it's properly healed, Murray now has more time to heal, while the Cardinals get a chance to kind of experience what Jacoby Brissett could be as a starter, D. But that's kind of that's good news. Get him completely healthy and also get a chance to see what it's like for Jacoby. That's in a good spot for the Arizona Cardinals, you think?
Yes, it's a good spot. It's a good problem to have. Obviously, we always said, now, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any. So you do want to have a clear direction with whoever that guy will be. Now, with Kyler not being 100%, I know a lot of people were kind of calling this a soft benching. I did see a quote, I believe from Jonathan Gannon. I don't know if it was confirmed. I did see Rap Sheet retweeted, so I kind of took it for, it being the truth, and then basically saying even if Kyler was healthy, they would be going forward with Jacoby, which is wild. It's a big decision. But
Burns and Gambo are on it. Though.
They're on it. I mean, once I saw Rap Sheet put a stamp it, and I said, all right, it got to be real. What's that?
Burns and Gambo are his peers.
That's my peers.
Those are his
Those
peers.
are my coworkers.
Hey, they did
so
good
it's legit
interviews.
then.
Good quote there, D-Bud, from Burns and Gambo, who we certainly appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge. So it is it's a real benching at this point. Now, you still want him to get healthy, but you are going forward with Jacoby, and he's proved it. It's you get your opportunity, take full advantage of it. You can't lose the locker room by saying, hey, we're going with this guy because he's making $40 more million because we're fighting. This is a good football team. It's a good football team.
Even last year, remember, they didn't win a lot of games, but it's like defense is going to be stubborn.
Yep.
Defense is going to be stubborn, and they were going to fight and fight and fight.
Yes.
It was like a lot of close games. Then this year, close games. It's like they're not as ass as their record has looked. Just like the Colts, kind of. The Colts were a team that was much better team than what didn't make the playoffs the last few years. Colts were a much better team than what their record showed. I think Arizona kind of the same. Now their record is still ass though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
It's still an ass Chiefs record right now if you look at that. But a lot of football left to maybe go on a run.
They have a long way to climb. There's really no room for error moving forward, but they're doing it differently than they have in the years past because their run game coordinator went to Dallas this offseason. They relied solely on the run the last couple of years, 13 personnel. They ran the heck out of the ball. Now, all of a sudden, they're becoming a passing team. They're doing a ton of play action. They're pushing the ball down the field with Jacoby.
Jacoby might be a sleeper fantasy pick.
He might be.
Go ahead and trade for Jacoby. Sounds like they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Marvin Harrison Jr. said whenever he was told that he was going to be a focal point in the Dallas Cowboys plan, he was excited about that. And then I saw somebody tweet, go, yeah, the guy should be a focal point. Yeah, maybe we should be focused.
Maybe every week.
Maybe we should do that. But nonetheless, Arizona Cardinals make a massive win. What's next for Kyler? The natural instinct for, football fans, especially whenever Kyler has as much talent in his pinky as, some people have in their entire bodies. And we're talking about a super athlete here. This guy, unbelievable. We've obviously seen the highlights on football fields where he runs for 3 miles and he's outrunning everybody. We've seen him full speed run and have a perfect throw. We've seen him be able to do things on a football field that are very special athletically, but he's also top 10 draft pick in MLB. Okay.
Yeah.
Also top 10 draft pick in MLB. How old is he? Can't be that old.
Like 27, I think.
Okay, so now the question is, if this is from Burns and Gambo,
And they know.
What's the station?
98.7 Arizona Sports.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Your peers.
Hell yeah. Nailed
But what's next for Kyler? You assume that maybe another team will say, hey, if we get him in our building, he'll be able to be unbelievable. But is there a little bit of Kyler that's maybe thinking, hey, I I could see that curveball. I could see that curveball, and he's still young enough. He's still young enough to potentially be able to do that. How impossible would that be in that conversation, and how realistic? Probably not that much because other teams will want him. But we're talking about a freak athlete here. Whenever we're chit-chatting about Kyler, and I think that gets forgotten about with all the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
the video game stuff,
right?
Clause in the contract stuff, and then this stuff and that stuff. It's like, hey, we're talking about a special elite athlete that has ever been one of one. Top 10 in both football and MLB. So I think that kind of gets lost in the conversation of all this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he hasn't played baseball in like 6 years, and who knows how much, he's like going to the batting cages, because I'm sure he can still do that kind of stuff like pretty easily. But the big thing is like he hasn't played in 6 years, so it's not like he's going to be able to, let's say he's done with football, he's not going to go sign with like the Red Sox and then be on their opening day roster.
See Russell Wilson at training camp.
Sure?
Like,
I see Russell Wilson comes jogging out.
Yeah, he goes to spring training. He gets 2 at-bats. He strikes out. He looks like an idiot against like a guy who has been playing baseball and hasn't just taken 6 years off.
I hope Russell Wilson tweets you right now.
I hope he does too. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Hey, this guy can't hit a curveball either. And what if Russell Wilson says to you in response during a tweet, says, I'd take you yard 10 times. Just straight. Why don't you pitch against Russell Wilson?
I would love to, and I would hope Russell Wilson would take me yard 10 times because he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's an unbelievable athlete, and he's also got drafted to play in
But
the
how
majors.
sick would that be if you struck his ass out?
I mean,
That'd be pretty sick. And you know what?
Yeah,
I was going to say,
Mm-hmm.
he's never seen my knuckle curveball, so like we'll say that. But the big thing about Kyler is you make $200 million. Like, if you had made $200 million, do you want to go back down and play single A, double A, and be on buses with guys who, like, that's never going to happen, ever.
Is that what he has to do?
Yeah, there's no way that, I mean, I suppose he could get invited to like a team spring training and then all of a sudden it's like he's batting 500, he hits a bunch of homers, but there's just no, like, over the course.
Imagine Kyler walking into spring training, haven't played in 6 years. How do you do? Steps in there. Bomb.
But it'd also be a thing like, with Tebow, like, you know how much every one of those guys is relishing, like, I'm going to strike this motherfucker out. Like, this guy thinks he can just come in. Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's completely different. Obviously, Tebow, like, these guys knew that was kind of more of a publicity stunt. Like, yeah, he had played baseball before, but like Kyler, I mean,
he couldn't catch a fly ball.
I mean, yeah, he got pop-ups bouncing off his head going into the crowd.
As somebody that played Frontier League baseball, alongside Michael Jordan as well, I would say what I was doing. A little bit of a publicity stunt. A little bit of a publicity. I had a microphone.
Mic'd up.
I was
the whole
mic'd up,
game.
having a conversation, maybe a little ahead of our time.
Yeah.
Now that you look at that entire thing, Tim Tebow was on these buses driving time to time.
Yeah.
I don't think he was doing I think he was trying to make it in MLB. Like, I think he was trying to do
I
it.
agree. He absolutely was. Do you think, personality-wise, how similar do you think Tim Tebow and Kyler Murray are?
Well, so what if Kyler, so let's get rid of all the bus taking.
Okay.
In the single A.
That's a pretty big part of it, though.
Well, let's get rid of it.
Okay, all right.
Let's get rid of it. It's out of the way.
Okay, all right.
Now we're double A.
Every game is in his backyard.
Bingo.
Okay,
We're
all right.
traveling
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's got the money. We're buying the tickets.
Exactly. Okay.
Let's say move double A out of there, too. Let's say he goes in triple A. Okay, like they did with Mr. Skeens. Okay, he comes in triple A. Maybe here in Indianapolis.
Maybe.
Would be great to have him.
Ooh.
Not a chance that they would just drop him into AAA because he's a 28-year-old who might be a special talent?
There's a chance, because I assume with a guy like that, like you said, like he is one of one. Like, and it could be like riding a bike, but I mean, just it's a lot. It's obviously very difficult. Like, all these guys talk about how hard it is to hit a baseball, and I'm assuming that, like, if you're going to be an NFL quarterback, like, there can't be any, like, he is all NFL. He hasn't probably thought about baseball.
That's
for
not
6
what I've
years.
heard, potentially.
Really?
I've heard that maybe there is bat to ball in some of the workouts in the offseason.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's the case, like, yeah, I mean, it might be like riding a bike.
Kyler to know, we are not telling you should quit football. Okay? I'm not telling you that. But I'm saying, if an opportunity presents itself for you to be one of the first of all time to do something, I wonder if that is something that kind of spurs motivation, inspiration to maybe go and get it. Or another NFL team would say, hey, you get in our building. You'll be. Imagine him with Kevin O'Connell. Not that he will, because J.J. McCarthy is seemingly going to be a guy. But you start thinking about like offensive gurus like that. If McDaniel got, with Caleb Williams, would they be able to time something up and be able to come in efficient offense, especially because he has an absolute host? Now, can he break down a defense? Will he spend all that type of stuff is the whole conversation? But We're talking about a special talent, and we need to never forget that.
And BA, obviously he's not coaching now, but you would think a lot of coaches probably still think like him, especially offensive-minded coach. Like, and BA definitely was not out on him. He's still, hey, Kyler can still be a guy. There's still a lot of tread on his tire. And he's 20-something years old. We talk about the freak athlete that he is. He has the arm talent. We've seen quarterbacks go to different systems and different coaches, and personality and all that stuff matters as well. But still, I think we'll obviously see Kyler Murray on the football field. But I mean, look, I would love him.
I don't want to see him dying single. Hey, Kyler, you're representing the NFL now.
MJ did it, right? Where did he go? Where was the Barons?
Yeah, Birmingham Barons, Double A.
Okay, yeah, he did. I mean, MJ ain't too much shit now, but
back then also there's no internet, there was no Call of Duty. I don't think there was no really anything else to do, So,
MJ had shit to do.
Always did, didn't he? He was good at all of it. How about his legendary golf stories? Playing 36 holes before a game 4 or whatever, game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Scoring 50.
Yeah.
I played 36 holes with this guy. He's playing tonight. It's a playoff game. Drops 32, winks at me as he's going out. It's unbelievable. The guy, different animal. Couldn't even imagine him in the modern world, with all the content that is happening. Imagine him on a golf course day of a playoff game.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they caught Tyrese's big ass on the day of a playoff game. He would get absolutely eviscerated. Joining us now is a man who might have a little bit more information on all the moves that we saw yesterday. He's an insider everywhere, has friends literally in every single building. Now he's with ESPN, formerly Emmy Award winner at NFL Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager. Schrags, how you doing, brother? We're talking about Kyler Murray. Any thoughts on that entire situation over there?
I'll tell you this. I was there Monday for that Monday Night Football game, and I'm walking around the field before the game, and I'm, talking to everyone, doing my thing, kind of kissing babies, shaking hands, whatever. Mm-hmm. And everybody in Arizona, was talking about Jacoby Brissett and how good he had been the last 5 weeks, and what a shame it was that he wasn't able to get the victory. And they had 3 walk-off field goals. And the elephant in the room is there's Kyler Murray standing there. He's dressed in a Dallas Stars jersey. He looked great. And he's there on the sidelines. And he was 9-0. in his life, going back to high school, college, and the pros in that building. And he was just a complete non-factor in this game because he was out with the injury. But the juice around Jacoby was so real that I came away from this one thinking, I don't know if they're just pumping him up or not, but there's maybe a future with Jacoby Brissett as the guy there. The problem is Kyler's contract the next 3 years, it's over $100 million in dead cap space. So what do you do with that? But in a post-Russell Wilson era where teams just say, rip the Band-Aid off, that might be the move. I'll say this. They are still paying Cliff Kingsbury his full salary. They are still paying Steve Keim his full salary. Those guys are from a different era. Those are the guys who brought Kyler in. These new guys, Gannon and Monty Ossenfort and his crew, they didn't draft Kyler. They didn't sign him to that extension. And if you go to the owner and say, hey, we tried it for 2 years, we're going to move on. We got to take a financial hit. We'll figure it out. They might be more open to it than if they were the guys who actually drafted him.
That's crazy. Yeah. Anytime you got a new GM or new coach, new power, you have new allegiances and new loyalties and new visions. How you see a team being is not necessarily the team that you've inherited whenever you're in charge. And I experienced it. We got a new GM, and I was literally told during the negotiation process that there is no loyalty between us. And it was really?
Wow.
Yeah. I was literally told that piece of information. It was oh, okay, sounds good. So I'm gone, I guess. And then Jim Irsay says, nope, you're franchise tag, brother. You're not going anywhere for at least a year. We're going to figure this shit out. And I was very thankful for Jim for that. But there was certainly a time where new GM came in, and I was not a good punter, but I'm low man on totem pole, and I'm being told that. Couldn't even imagine whenever it's 20% of your salary cap, 22% of your salary cap as you're trying to build this team up. It takes a lot of courage to make that decision. On that note, the big three here in Indianapolis sign off on a massive trade to get Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts. He'll be wearing the number 1. Obviously, 2 1s and A.D. Mitchell go to the Jets. Everybody that knows Sauce has said, man, awesome dude, awesome in the locker room, awesome player. You're going to love him. Fans and some other people say the Jets are getting 2 firsts and A.D. Mitchell for just Sauce Gardner. What is your take on how this trade played out? And I don't want to say winners or losers, but just maybe your takeaway from it all.
I loved it for both sides.
Whoa!
Indianapolis first. You like that? Was a little trick. Indianapolis first. This is a team that looked at their roster and said, okay, We're not this young squad of just first and second year players. Like DeForest Buckner is a veteran, and Quentin Nelson is a veteran, and Kenny Moore, and those guys deserve us to go all in at their ages and what they've done for the first half of this season to go all in and make this move. I will tell you, speaking to sources around the league and with both these teams, Chris Ballard has been calling around the league for a move over the last several weeks. Sauce Gardner's name was not mentioned, but he had been calling the Jets about players on their team because they were obviously in a fire sale mode. About 48 hours ago, Sauce's name came up, and the Jets were not looking to trade Sauce Gardner. Remember, the same first-year GM who just traded him, Darren Muji, signed him to a 4-year, $120 million extension in July. And this is his first year, his first massive move on the defensive side of the ball. But when that deal came in, it was almost described as like a Godfather deal that they offered that they could not say no. So I like it from the Colts side because Ballard looks at it and says, all right, we've got a veteran team. They're all healthy. We're playing good ball. We've got a crazy tough stretch coming in the next 4 weeks. We need to stay on the ball. This guy makes us that much better in an area of weakness. And from the Jets part of it, they just got what essentially the Cowboys got for Micah Parsons for Sauce Gardner, who's got 18 career wins in 4 years there. So they weren't going anywhere. They haven't won with Sauce and Quinnen. They were like, crap, we can't say no to that. And to Ballard, like, all chips on the table. Here we go. Like, we're all in on this team.
Big swing. And if Sauce is the one that lifts this defense to, to a place where we can win a Super Bowl, who cares about the future draft? Exactly. BA said yesterday, whenever we got Gronk, the 4th round came around, we didn't have our pick, and we all just looked at our ring. Oh, there's our 4th rounder right there. There's our 4th rounder right there. That's pretty nice. And then we move along. First rounder, obviously different than a 4th rounder, but if this works out and we win, nobody will say a damn thing about anything else.
I love it. You're right. And it's the same thing that talking to McVay and Snead over the years when the Von Miller deal happened. Now, people always talk about that team and it's F them picks and they got Ramsey and they got Odell and all this stuff. Von Miller was the move at the trade deadline. They called Denver every day for about 2 weeks. And then finally, the last day, they were just banging on it so hard that Denver said, fine, take Von Miller. Here, we'll get the exchange. That's what this was. And I came on your show last week and I said, don't read all the stuff online. Don't listen to the thing. There's going to be a big name, but those names don't even become evident until the day of. I said that on this very show. I said, don't read, don't get fixated on the names that everyone else is talking about. There's going to be a big name that goes the day of, and that was Sauce Gardner, because I will tell you, Sauce had no idea he was being traded. Other teams around the league were texting me being like, did you know he was up for sale? I'm like, he wasn't up for sale unless you offer 2 picks and a wide receiver that they can use on their team today.
I like that the Colts are that aggressive. They're going to be judged for it going forward.
Oh, yeah.
And I think our team is in a good spot. Lou Anarumo told us he's happy. He's pumped up. Love the addition. He, it elevates the entire defense, what he just did for the team. Lou Anarumo is so excited. Remember, think about where Lou was and what was going on, okay? Losing all his players. We're not paying. Yeah, right. Defense? Stupid. Nobody's paying tickets. Nobody's buying shirts. We're selling jerseys on offense. We're not selling jerseys on defense. We're not paying any of your guys on defense. Lou's like, well, what am I supposed to do here?
Figure it out.
He loses. They say, get the hell out of town. Chris Ballard,
he's left
Shane
in the
Steichen,
bag.
immediately, excuse me, you're available right now? Yeah, we would love to have you. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to sign 3 guys this offseason on defensive side. And then right before trade deadline also, we're going to give you a guy, another lockdown guy. It's like Lou Anarumo sitting in a place that I assume any defense coordinator would love to be in. Yeah. Team clearly investing on the defensive side of the ball while assuming that the offense is already figured out. If this works, that's great. Now, on the flip side of that, this New York Jets team seemingly sending a message. You said fire sale. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire sale, just a full rebuild, letting go of these young, phenomenal players that you already paid. Like, what's the vibe around Aaron Glenn? Do you feel like they'll be patient with Aaron Glenn and actually let him build? You would assume they're going to use this draft capital and go get a quarterback, kind of start that new chapter. But we've seen the Jets do this time and time again since probably Rex Ryan's departure. So what's your thoughts with Aaron Glenn and the patience level with him?
You have to try to separate the history of this team, which has been plagued with, quarterback selections in the top 5 that haven't panned out and have had success elsewhere, and where they're hoping to go. I will tell you this, a lot of the organization was at the Mangold services yesterday, and they purposely held any news of these trades until afterwards. And Darren Muji was like, I'm well aware of what's going on right now this morning during the thing. I'm not going to try to make a headline here. However, the night before, these deals were pretty much done and put to bed, and they felt comfortable because now it gives them the flexibility to do what they want with a quarterback. We know that this isn't going to be the quarterback draft class of 04 or even 2023 or one of these groups where it was coming out like, hey, there are 6 guys. In fact, every week it seemingly changes who's the guy. So what this does is having 5 first or second round picks in the next 2 years, it gives you a little wiggle room. Do you want to trade up to get one in 26? Do you want to stay pat and get one in 26? Do you want to save that for 27? Use those picks to maybe get one? Or do you want to package them and get a veteran quarterback in a monster trade because you've now got 5 first or second round picks? This didn't exist before yesterday. They didn't have this flexibility. They have this flexibility now. And before we say, well, the Jets are going to screw it up, let's give them a little grace. Darren Muji's actually had a pretty good draft. If you look at those rookies on that roster right now, they're playing pretty well. And the offensive line, which was what the focus was, has been really good. So let's see about it. Let's give them a little grace. Let's give them a little patience. But you can't hold regimes of the past and the failures of Zach Wilson and the failures of all the different quarterbacks that have come through here. You can't put that on Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn just yet.
Well, they paid Justin Fields $20 million a year. Now, obviously, that is who they thought was going to be their quarterback. Maybe he will be. I mean, who knows how the rest of the season goes. And maybe they will save it for 2027. That's an interesting thing you say. You can't hold the regimes of the past or the current regime kind of their feet to the fire for the past regimes. Jets fans are. Jets fans are just big like, time. Yep, that's what we thought. We'll trade away all our young, good players to try to find other good young players, and then that'll work because we hit on these guys. These guys are really good. Look, other teams are willing to give up 2 first-rounders and a wide receiver to get this guy.
No doubt. That's the thing. Those guys, that 2022 draft that Joe Douglas and Saleh did got them, obviously – Garrett Wilson, who is the offensive rookie of the year and is a solid receiver. Sauce Gardner, who just went for 2 first-round picks. Jermaine Johnson, who's an outstanding pass rusher. And Breece Hall. You're looking at those 4 names, and you're like, gosh, they all panned out. And guess what? Even with all those guys, they stink. Even with all those guys playing well, they stink. Quarterback matters, and it's becoming more and more evident every single day. And whether it's nature versus nurture, and like, look, Sam Darnold's awesome on Seattle. He wasn't great with the Jets, and Zach Wilson might have a fine NFL career. Didn't work with the Jets. Well, you have to keep swinging the bat. You have to keep trying. But all those other players, those guys drafted pretty well. It doesn't matter if you don't have a quarterback, and that's where they're at right now.
They kicked Aaron Rodgers out of the building. He's having an okay year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No doubt.
They outpaid everybody for Justin Fields. Sam Darnold was available from what we're understanding. So I'm not saying like, hey, let's make sure we give this current regime a chance here, but like, they're the ones that brought in Justin Fields and it's not working, right? Aaron Glenn's the one that kicked Aaron out of the office immediately upon walking in after he flew 4.5 hours over there. So it's like they've made a couple decisions here early, right? We've seen them already. And now they're halfway through their first year and saying, next year's our first year.
That's right.
Next year's our first year. Next year's our team. I would like to wish Aaron Glenn, who I am a fan of, good luck in this entire venture. But if you're a Jets fan, I'm sorry, man. I am. I'm sorry. Because one of the most entertaining guys in the entire NFL now gone. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, poor kid crying.
Yeah.
Get another team.
That's the first time he's experienced what life is as a Jets fan.
No, he said in it too. I don't want to be a Jets fan anymore. His
Greeny
dad said,
pointed it out.
Don't worry. I'll buy you a new jersey.
That's it. He's wearing a Quinnen Williams jersey in the clip. It's like you can't even make it up.
Exactly. Speaking of Quinnen Williams, Shregs, I guess maybe that wasn't a shocker to some people. But
you said that. Yeah, you said it wasn't a shocker.
Yeah, exactly. But what was kind of the idea around that whole thing? I saw a lot of people, Dallas fans in particular, kind of pissed off because it was kind of like, hey, we gave up everything we got in the Micah Parsons trade to get Quinnen Williams, and especially given what their record is and all that kind of stuff. How did this come to be, and does this kind of, like, are the Cowboys, did they just flip their defense? Are they all the way back now all of a sudden after getting Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson?
No, they're improved, though, because of these guys. You look at the 4 names, Kenny Clark, these two, obviously Logan Wilson is a good linebacker, as much as people have been rolling their eyes because that was not some slam dunk, headline grabbing move. And we thought we were getting one. Quinnen's legit. And then Overshown comes back. So there you have 4 guys. At least you can say they're going to not be run all over by Bam Knight and DeMarcado next time the Cardinals come in on a Monday night. This fact of this is like, they're 3-5-1. And I don't know if this team is going to the playoffs, and I don't necessarily think they are. They do have a rest of the season to play out. And in those games, they've got a primetime game against the Raiders on Monday Night Football. They got a Sunday night game against the Lions. They got a Thanksgiving Day game against the Chiefs. They've got a 4:00 window with Brady and Burkhardt doing the Eagles game. They've got a Christmas Day game on Netflix that we're going to have to do flips over where they play the Commanders. So they're going to be on TV a bunch in your face. And I think, honestly, at the end of the day, Jerry was like, we have to stop the bleeding. He already put it out there saying earlier in the day he had a trade in his back pocket. And he was hot to make a trade. I think Jerry was hot to make a trade. And I will tell you, talking to the people around the league, there wasn't an offer as good as this. And when it's out of division and out of conference, and it's a 28-year-old guy that we like, but I don't necessarily think we're winning because of. And his career record with the Jets was 31-67. I think it's okay.
I appreciate the angle that you're spinning here. Sauce Gardner won 18 games. It's like Sauce Gardner won 18 games. That's a wild.
I'm saying as a whole.
That's a wild. Yeah, but that's what you just said, though. That is. I understand the narrative is we have them on our team now. We can't win, so we have them not on our team. We can't win.
Not them. They were the reason they won any of those games. That's the problem. And it's like,
well, that's why you were trying to get young guys that are good. Is the entirety of what you're doing in the draft. And it's I guess they already paid these guys, so they're not considered young anymore, I guess because they're already taking up so much of the salary cap. But just being able to replace greatness, all right, good luck. Good luck. Yeah. We are excited about it. Now, on the flip side, if I was building a team or in my first couple years or first year with the team, and I was offered 5 first-round picks over the next 2 years to build this team up in my kind of view and vision, I would certainly say yes to that as well. And now, granted, would I say, 18 wins this corner? 18 times we got to say yes. Yeah, 18 times we got to say, yeah, it was fun.
Cornerback wins.
This guy. Yeah, that's just, but I understand the narrative is.
It's more of the collective. Sucks. We've had these great young players. We suck.
So let's get some new great young players. Maybe we won't suck.
Try.
Yeah, let's at least give it a go.
Got to get a quarterback.
Okay, so Jets fans should be excited. Jets fans are pumped.
They're 5 years from now. 5-6 years from now, you could be super excited.
No, the Jets are actually going all in on the future. So the future should be bright. Now, the future's not right now, okay? We got 9 more weeks.
Right. And you know what?
This thing is going to happen.
You know what I did see as well is they traded, kind of a bunch of stalwarts franchise players and then hit them immediately after with, boom, we're raising ticket prices next year.
No.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
They wouldn't do that.
Is that why Jets, Jets. Is that why Fireman Ed's pissed?
Probably.
Well, do we have a health and wellness check?
Is he pissed?
On Fireman Ed?
Oh, he's got to be.
He's got to be so upset, dude.
I think he's pretty pumped to retire for the 4th time.
What?
He might be on another golf trip.
Fireman Ed ran towards fires, not away from him. He's allowed to go golf whenever the hell he did.
And he left early to get there in time.
What are you talking about?
His golf trip.
Well, it's the boys. You want him to show up the boys?
That's what I'm saying. He said I left the golf trip early.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes, it certainly is. The end of it, too?
Probably a sweet golf trip.
Oh, my God. Imagine how many times.
Every tee box. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, before every shot he
We're
hits.
at the halfway house. Do it again, Ed.
Run it.
Yeah.
They walk into the halfway house. There's a little snack in there. 2 people accidentally in there at the same time. You want to see it? Yeah, you do. Oh. Hey, Ed, we love you, man. Sorry you've been battling so publicly.
That's a good bit.
That is a good bit. We got a lot of good stuff going there. Okay, let's talk a little bit about yesterday. AQ Shipley has a question for you.
Yeah, obviously we keep talking about all of the trades that did get done. What was the closest deal yesterday that didn't get done?
Oh,
I was surprised, AQ, that there wasn't a fire sale in New Orleans. Now, I know they gave away Penning and they also traded Shaheed. But to me, I thought all those veterans, those guys, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, all those guys could be up for sale because that team's going nowhere either. And yet, they held on to those guys, even after a terrible loss to the Rams. So those guys will finish the year. And if I was thinking as a Saints fan, maybe like the philosophy the Jets had, where it's, hey, we're not going anywhere. We got a bunch of veterans. Let's unload them, because there was interest in all those guys, but they didn't make those deals. The other name was that was being tossed around a lot was Breece Hall, and the Jets didn't trade him. That was more of like a, hey, that's our best offensive player this year. We're actually in on Breece Hall. And if he goes somewhere else in free agency, we'll get a compensatory pick that might be better than the value of what we were getting offered for him. So I was looking at the teams that were obviously sellers, and some guys weren't sold, and it was just like, well, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze to get rid of them for like a 5th or 6th round draft pick.
I like whenever, is this good business for both of us comes to play, at the very final hour, whenever we're right up against it, are we going to do this or are we not? And it's like, well, I don't think we're getting good. You don't, and you kind of back out of those deals, always chirping, always chatting. That's why when these big ones happen, the amount of courage it takes to get that fun, because,
do it.
Schefter was reporting yesterday about how the deal's not done. The deal's not done. Quentin Williams and Dallas Cowboys. He goes, we're close. It's like, that's sometimes the hardest. When you're in goal
100%.
line, pre-tush push days, when you're in goal line, those are the hardest things to get. Negotiations and contracts can be that way as well. So to get to that point and then actually make it happen is a huge deal. So if your team's a buyer at all, like we are, so many people probably said, probably not, probably not, probably not, probably not, probably not. So for your team to say, yes, let's go for it, that's why trade deadline day is so beautiful. It's like, okay, now we know in the building they're going. Mm-hmm. Now we know that they view it the same way we do. You know what I mean, Schrags?
Yeah, and it's become different. It wasn't this way 5-10 years ago. It was more incentive to just keep your guys and just ride it out. But I kind of loved yesterday because teams were taking swings and other teams were being honest with themselves and looking in the mirror and saying, the Jets case, like, what are we? We're not winning with this. So the other part of that, like Dallas deal, there was other teams that were calling about Quinnen. But when you start saying like the particulars of like, all right, we're going to get the better of your 2 picks when it's the Dallas pick or the Green Bay pick because of Micah Parsons, and you're going to give us the better of your 2 picks. That's the nitty gritty. That's the stuff that usually holds deals up. But both sides were motivated enough to get it done, and Jerry bent on that one. And now the better pick between the Packers and the Cowboys will be going to the Jets.
Jerry Jones threw the snowball straight up into the sky. Here's Logan Wilson. I told you I got a trade coming in my back pocket. Right. And then Quinnen Williams. Right afternoon.
Bang.
Dallas Cowboys, I always stir some shit up. I told you literally yesterday. Didn't I just say this? I will stir shit up. And I certainly did. Everybody's talking about Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner, that's cute. Dallas Cowboys just loaded up on the defensive line. Everybody said I'm a big, dumb dipshit. We'll see how it all works out for him. Now, with the things you were talking about, the particulars, first rounder, second rounder, players being moved as well in both cases. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Trey, to piggyback off of AQ a little bit, once those bigger trades, went down, did trades like Jalen Waddle and Trey Hendrickson and Bradley Chubb, did those just become too pricey? Like, did they have a certain, pick? I know Waddle was allegedly fetching one first-round pick, but once Sauce goes for 2 and a player, did those prices get bumped up, and is that why some things didn't happen?
I think so, and I give credit to Champ Kelly, who's the interim GM down in Miami. Chris Greer gets fired, you're handed this plate, and it's basically like, well, I have no incentive to not do anything. I'm an interim GM. I want to make moves. I want to show the owner. And the value just wasn't there for them. Jalen Waddle was too good for what they were being offered. And then in the case of Bradley Chubb, you'd think that would be a very movable piece. They probably just didn't get what they thought was worth a player who could still be a good pass rusher for the rest of the season. So Jalen Phillips goes, 3rd round pick. That sounds about right. Especially a guy in the final year of his contract. And then the other 2 was like, no, we're not going to trade them 20 cents on the dollar just to do it, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I do too. But some of these trades that end up happening for really good players are mind-blowing. Randy Moss won for what? 4th?
4th, I believe.
4th rounder. And Napoleon Harris, I believe, was the player.
Hey, Napoleon was a dog. They used to talk about him back in the day. You fear Napoleon. This guy, a lot of spite.
Favorite in New England.
A lot of it. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Everyone. Honestly, it was the first Napoleon they accepted in New England.
Yeah, it was like a full complex.
Yeah.
It was a full complex they put together for him. All right, we appreciate the hell out of you, Schrags. You're the man.
Oh, I love it. You guys are the best. Thank you.
You're the best, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Schrager.
Yeah,
yeah, they didn't think they got enough for Waddle. Man, Waddle's a good player.
Yeah.
Put the tape on. Also got a sick celebration here to sell shirts. That's a whole nother business that we don't even talk about. That got to be at least worth a second there, don't you think? Maybe third. How about whenever Sauce goes for 2-1s, all of a sudden everybody at the trade deadline's like, oh, I didn't know we're giving up that shit.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know we were giving up ones at the trade deadline. It did kind of come out of nowhere.
We were shocked. We're like, oh, shit, we got Sauce.
Wait, Cam Little.
2 first-round picks.
2 first-round picks.
These guys were yelling in the back, screaming.
Yeah, the Cam Little interview is running, okay? Shout out to Cam Little. His interview ran 3 times yesterday. First time ever that anybody's conversation has run 3 times in the same show. Now, in entirety, 1 time, but, it got cut off both times. We were trying to chit-chat with the guy who just broke the longest field goal in NFL history record this weekend at 68 yards. That thing's running. All of a sudden, in the back, all you hear is, yo, yo! People are going to the bathroom. People are doing the whole thing. Got it. Let's go. And then it pops up on the screen. Sauce Gardner's coming to the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, my God.
Is this real?
AI. Got to be AI? Nope. We're back. It's real. Okay, we're celebrating. Holy hell, the Colts are all in. Colts are, this is awesome. The big 3, of course. We knew that. They knew. We didn't do it. Goes for 2 first rounds. Two first rounds. Hold the phone. I didn't know we give up 2 first rounds at trade deadline. And then BA's like, who cares, baby? Who cares? You got Sauce Gardner. That's the real thought. Is your team good for right now? That's what trade deadline is for. Right now. This season. Now, when people want to judge it, they're talking about the future. What's the future look like? What's the future look like? The New York Jets get an A for that because what the future is going to look like with who they're going to draft. It's like, well, all the Colts care about right now that is this year. That is what that pick is for. Now, granted, we got Sauce for multiple years. You just signed that deal, which is great. But this trade deadline move, especially if you're a buyer, it's like this piece sends us this year to where we want to go. You never know when your year is going to be your year. This Colts team's thought they've been good for the last couple of years. They're in the middle of it like, wait a minute, we've been building for this moment. Why would we not go for it? They go for it, and we make the biggest play trade deadline. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. This is definitely for this year, but also for this window going forward. I guess this Daniel Jones window, because this lets you know, like, hey, we believe in the quarterback. We're probably going to lock him up long term. He's going to be driving the ship. You got Sauce now for multiple years. You got Ward on the other side of him for multiple years. You got Cam Bynum for multiple years. Kenny Moore, he's one of the highest paid nickelbacks in the league. So you have one of the best secondaries definitely on paper. And that should help those guys up front, be able to get home too. We don't necessarily have that elite closer up front, but when you have multiple coverage guys on the back end, that definitely helps the guys up front.
I think what we're seeing from the big 3 is if we win, that's how the business grows. Some people that get maybe handed a team or kind of next generation of team are worried about literally just dollars, okay? Because this is the family business, just worried about dollars in this entire thing. But we've never really understood that because like any business, if you make a good business, that will make it more profitable. Look at the New England Patriots before Bill Belichick got there. Then you win for 20 years. Look at the valuation of the New England Patriots after you win. Like when you win, the business goes up. So this is just like with the Pittsburgh Pirates ownership where we go like, hey, if you were to actually put your money into the team, what might happen? Think about this. Your bottom line might be more because you're better and you're getting bigger deals and you're on more TV, more everything can happen. I appreciate that the big 3, seemingly with this move and with everything else that has happened this season with the moves and signings, they're like, yeah, we would like to win. I think Carly Ursay in her opening press conference said, we want to be the greatest. We don't want wins will happen if we're the great. However, we can make this team the greatest is what we want to do. And it's like, they're living up to that right now.
Yeah.
And that's a sick precedent. I don't think they're going to be crazy. Like they're not going to be like Carmine over there. Like, hey, we're known for doing this stuff. But I think they're very much like, we want to win. When we win, we live through the Peyton Manning era with the Indianapolis Colts. When we win, life is like,
and they will be judged.
Super Bowl, everything. You're everywhere, and they will be judged on this particular move.
It's a big swing. Whenever you're sending that PJ out for somebody that you sign, whether it be a free agent, somebody you draft, whenever you send that bird out, that's going to be one of the signings, one of the moves that you will be judged for going forward. So I love them taking this swing while the offense is on kind of their historical run right now. Obviously, you hit a road bump against the Steelers last week, but with Daniel Jones, with Jonathan Taylor, the O-line, and then these receivers around Daniel Jones, I feel like they're having career years too, and it's almost like just scratching the surface or when they're going on that side of the ball. So for them to make the investment defensively, I mean, that's all you can ask for as a fan.
Gonna have to pay Danny Dimes and Jonathan Taylor. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's no stranger to football greatness. He is a Pro Football Hall of Famer. His name is mentioned anytime you talk about the greatest wide receivers in the history of the NFL. A man who is unguardable just anytime he was on a football field, including whenever he was at Georgia Tech. The only way that you'd be able to stop him is if they stopped throwing him the ball, which they did in the Gator Bowl second half against West Virginia, and we win that game. Ladies and gentlemen, for our friends at Real Truck, an aftermarket product and accessory brand for truck, Jeep, and SUV owners, they are announcing their opening of its flagship retail store in Rochester Mills, Michigan.
Okay.
If you got a truck, you check out Real Truck, and you make that truck the best truck possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Detroit Lions legend, superhuman Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Calvin.
How you doing, dude?
What up, guys? What up? What up? It's good to see you, Pat.
Hey, great to see you, too. Obviously, we're big fans of yours. We saw you Pro Football Hall of Fame weekend, kept it moving. Nice to see you get celebrated every year amongst your peers, as you should. Tell me about Real Truck, because I know, okay, I think you did some well to save the world at one point. I think you got into maybe some greenery business at one point. Now, obviously, teaming up with Real Truck here for the announcement of their November 13th retail store opening up there in Rochester Mills, Michigan. Like, how are you the depth of businesses that you've been a part of, I want to let you know, almost as historic as your playing career. How'd we get tied up with Real Truck, and what do we need to know about them?
No, awesome. Appreciate that. No, with Real Truck, man, they just saw what I was doing in the community, man. Just really trying to help these young student athletes, just trying to help them in their, path to, through college and onto their careers. Just trying to give them a boost, whether it's financially, through mentorship or whatever way we can. And, they kind of, they had synergy with our mission and what we're trying to accomplish through our foundation. And, with what they're offering the foundation, man, all the proceeds that of the truck that they're auctioning off will be going to the Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation, obviously to boost those student athletes and families both in Atlanta and Detroit. So it's pretty awesome what they're doing. They've done a bunch of these collaborations. So kudos to them for putting their hands and having an impact in the communities that they're working in. But it's dope to have this close to home here in Rochester Hills, Michigan. So I'm gonna take my Raptor over there and get it all fitted up because I've seen all the accessories they got going on.
I can't wait to hear that thing purr and hum. Obviously Real Truck's got it cooking. And you can see the brand new custom Ford F-150. It'll be showcased at Real Truck, the store in Rochester Hills, Michigan. And then in 2027, the vehicle will be auctioned off with 100% of the proceeds going to Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation. That's a beautiful thing. I like whenever the community companies and great people come together to make magic happen. Shout out to you, Calvin. Let's talk about magic. This Detroit Lions team, brother. Hey, listen, I know that you could probably still play, and maybe you get that truck all suited and booted and you start feeling like you're 28 again. But this feels like a team you would want to play for, this Detroit Lions team. What is your take on this particular squad?
Yeah, man, no shade to any of my coaches I played for, Rod Marinelli, Jim Swartz, Jim Caldwell. But Dan, man, that player coach, man, it's nothing like having a player coach. I was fortunate to have a player coach in Sean Jefferson throughout half of my career in Detroit. And I understand, the buy-in that you get. And that's what those guys got up there. They got buy-in because half of that staff, if not most of that staff, are former player coaches. But just the energy and the environment to compete and to thrive and to become the best version of yourself, not just player, but yourself. That's what Dan is creating there, man. It's a great culture.
Going to win a Super Bowl? What do you think?
Are they going to win a Super Bowl? What'd you say?
You think they can? Because let me tell you, Foxy over here, right?
Yeah.
Foxy, diehard. Foxy loves you. Foxy has been praying to the football gods for another Calvin Johnson since you were debuted as a Lion and forever as a Lion, right, Foxy?
1,000%, Calvin. Thank you for everything you did in Detroit, brother.
Yeah, but are we at the point this year? Are we at the point this year where you can go on a run, or do you think you're setting up for like next year? For instance, both new coordinators. Now, I don't know if Kelvin Shepard's going to be there next year. He's just defensive coordinator. His name is starting to get floated in a couple of different jobs because of how awesome he is. You talk about former player. Mm-hmm. We were teammates with him. Yeah. He's beloved.
Might be LSU's head coach.
Exactly. Yeah. That is what we're saying. Like back home.
So.
Yeah.
Might be,
but I'm saying, though, like with the brand new coordinators, with everything, do you think this team has the same juice as last year where we thought they were going to go win the Super Bowl? You think same thing this year if we just missed the injury bug as much as we had last year?
I mean, we know we have the juice. There's last game, it was a little bit of a struggle, but we saw there's a little stretch there over the last month where they got hot on offense and they were really moving the ball up and down the field, both running the ball and passing the ball. If we cannot continue to do that, if we get stuck in one facet, then yeah, we're not gonna, our days are numbered. Put it like that.
Yeah, D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, Calvin, I know you're rooting for your Lions, but what's it like still watching your old quarterback, Matt Stafford, still spinning it, still playing at a high level, MVP level? What have you seen from him, I guess, differently, like his evolution from the time that you played with him?
Man, what up, bro? Good to see you.
Great to see you too, brother.
Man, it just looks so easy. It looks so easy for him right now. He looks, stressless. That's the side of Matthew that, I got to see latter part of my career, and he's just taking it to a whole nother level. He's gaining, making different throws, not all fastballs, and he's just seeing the field really good. I wish he could. Wish he would have. He's still not running the ball like I want him to as a quarterback, but that's never been Matt's game either.
Yeah, but he used to take some massive hits.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the shots he would take. I mean, he's tough, dude. Still doing it. Everybody remembers his mic'd up where it feels like his shoulders out of place. Yeah. And he didn't score. He got to go do another play. And then somebody comes over to him. And then he's still
the Cleveland game, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It is like, what a dog, especially for how long he's been able to do it. All right, last question here for you. We talk topical NFL stuff. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Calvin, Sauce Gardner got traded yesterday from the Jets to the Colts. What type of corner for you gave you the most trouble, and what type of corner is Sauce Gardner, and how much better do you think the Colts defense will be because of him?
Definitely an improvement to that Colts defense. For me, the corners that gave me the most problem were the ones that didn't necessarily press. I liked it when you're aggressive and press, but the ones that more so played that catch technique where they were like, 3 yards off, they didn't really go at you, let you more so come into them, and then they kind of latch on. And then with that, if you're a tall, long-arm corner, those are the ones that gave me the most trouble because, not in today's game, because today's game, you can't touch the receiver. But back in the day, or like 10 years ago when I was playing, they would latch on that first 5-10 yards and it never get called.
They would always call it really properly at the first 5 yards and end it there. And I do love hearing older players, especially ones that are like the greatest of all time, going, would have been nice maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm taller than everybody, I'm faster than everybody, I can jump higher than everybody, and they're not allowed to slow me down at all. That is the rules precisely. Sweet. Boom. We are doing this one. Right down the side. You did that back in the day as well, though. So you need to know that we all understand your greatness, and anytime a good wide receiver comes out, they always pop the clip out and go, I don't know if they're ever going to get the Calvin Johnson punt bracket coverage, though. Mm-hmm. And that's like kind of a staple now. You changed the game, brother. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Appreciate you, bro. You changing the game right now, man. I love the show. Y'all keep it up.
All right, we need you to come back whenever we have more time. We love chatting with you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Calvin Johnson.
100.
Yeah, Calvin.
Real truck, Rochester Hills, Michigan. That guy from Wells, I believe in Africa.
Yeah.
I believe he was building. He has a greenery company. Obviously Hall of Fame football career. Then now a truck partnership. It's like this guy, one of the most well-rounded business people of all time.
Legend.
Unbelievable. And then what he did on the field was unstoppable.
Great family as well. Come from a great family.
Georgia Tech, they first half using him.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he went to Oklahoma and not Georgia Tech?
Beat Oklahoma too. Thank God he wasn't there.
70.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice about change their life. We'll see you on the other side.
$4 million in prizes and charity as a result of the field goal kicking contest. And Pat, what do we got going today?
Yeah, Reese, I'm happy I can't see that graphic from where I'm at. Just hearing about that is obviously something to make my wife and daughter not be thrilled. $4 million out the door because these college kids have been showing up in such a big way. Congratulations to Garrett Morris here. You were the ticket winner. You are not going to be the one doing the kicking. How come?
I cannot kick.
Okay, so you're ass at kicking.
I'm ass at kicking. I climb rocks. I don't kick.
What's your major?
I'm an accountant.
Okay, so we're going to be counting numbers later.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it'll be some numbers off of
Jonah!
Okay.
Oh, this is great.
All right, Jonah! Hey, so you were a kicker in high school, is that right?
Yeah, I kicked my senior year of high school. I was the all-region kicker, baby. Jordan.
Oh, really? We got a couple blockers.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need a couple blockers.
Oh.
No. Your senior year, what were you?
How many attempts did you have?
I had about 5 attempts, made 3 of them.
Oh,
you went 3 for 5 and made all region?
Good job by you.
Yeah.
All region.
Let's make this for $750,000. $250,000 to charity, $1 million to the all-region kicker, Jonah. 3 back, 2 over.
He's got a shot here.
Timeout. Timeout, dude.
We got a timeout.
Timeout, dude. You know what I'm saying?
You're for icing him a little
Yeah,
bit.
right. We got blockers.
Yeah, let's talk.
We got
it over.
some. We got $1 million kick, Jonah. Why don't you think about it a little bit?
Here he goes.
Ooh. No good! Jonah, we will still donate $250,000.
Oh, he called a timeout before the kick. He called a timeout.
$250,000 is going to go to charity. You two will get an opportunity to win $125,000 each. $250 in total for you if you're able to make this kick, Jonah. Sound good? For $500,000 out the door.
He curled that in. Oh, Steve's waving it off. I think that was good. I think that was good, dude.
Can New York tell us if that was in or not, like this is the NFL?
I think it was good.
Count it! $500,000 after
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Wild Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Hour 2 of the program begins right now. Football! This is the greatest sport on earth, and we're lucky to cover it every single day. It's not just me here. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, and also the NFL matchup show that you can see on ESPN, depending upon what carrier you have.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Let's make sure we figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Please.
We need it. Bad. Now let me clarify. What I said yesterday has obviously made its rounds where me saying, hey, stop saying.
Go to the website.
Yeah, I need you to stop doing that to me. The way I said it made it sound like I was taking shots at the people that were saying it or tweeting it. Sure, because they agreed to do it. This is mostly from whoever said, hey, you know what? All our liked people, we need to throw them right in the middle of this fire too. You know, have them go tell people, that is mostly mine. So if you like to correct it and run it back, that is who I am. It's not necessarily like, hey, Herb Street, I'm saying, hey, because Herb Street was probably informed by somebody like, hey, would you like to? That person needs to not do that. Okay, Herbie's got enough on his plate already. We don't need to be putting, because it's at the end of the day, you're going to get 20 people that go to that link. Okay. We know this because of affiliate business. You know, the beginning of the internet business days is links. Okay, send people to your links so companies know how many people are using your thing. So do you have an active audience? So then we've done the whole send to website thing. We've done the whole, what happens, people very lazy. Okay, even on an app, people are lazy. They don't even want to do it. And as soon as they see you doing that, their immediate reaction is, no, you figure it out, smart guy. And also, shill corporate You want me to fix the problem? Okay, yeah, I'm the one. So I just think it's all bad. I think for the people that I am a big fan of. But on that note, none of us are a fan of the situation. Everybody's trying to get this thing over with. We all do, I think, except for potentially the people that are currently actually sitting at a table that aren't reading the petitions that are coming from a website.
No.
Okay? Those people are not doing that. That is not how that's going. So we need them to put their swords down for the good of ball.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Yeah, kind of needed it last Friday, but need it right now.
Ink to paper.
Yeah.
We need it. Actually, you know what? Get the deal done. Celebrate for a night. Okay? Don't tell us until tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah. But just we need it Saturday. We need this by Saturday morning. Okay? Need this by Saturday morning.
Maybe pull a Jerry Jones like Friday night. You're gonna be happy tomorrow morning.
Oh, wait. Hey, it's Christmas Eve, isn't it? Yeah. A little smile on your face going, why don't you leave some cookies out for old Santa Claus Jerry Jones? Yeah, maybe there is a little bit of that's what we're going to live in. We're going to live in that world where that's going to happen. Congrats to the people that are negotiating this deal that are definitely reading the website telling them that they need to get a deal done to try, kind of drive them to get the negotiation to the right place. Congrats to them getting that deal done for all of us. Thank you guys. You guys are heroes.
Thank you.
A lot of negative things said about all of you guys, but you guys are now heroes for getting it back in the middle of football season.
Yeah. Need it.
12-year NFL veteran, Super Bowl champion. That's A.Q. Shipley. We appreciate the hell out of you. And joining us live from Manatee, Ohio, is a man who has a statement to make about YouTube TV and ESPN's current disagreement. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk. A.J., the floor is yours.
Give him hell, Hawk.
A.J., the website. Get to the website, A.J.
Yeah, I do appreciate you letting me start off with that. Yeah, I actually went to the website 4 or 5 times and signed up and, I guess typed up my complaints. I don't know why you went out of frame. You must be going and checking the website as well to see the massive amount of traffic it's got.
No, computer's right here. I was letting you kind of have the floor. What I was saying is the floor is yours, basically, is what I was saying there for you to do that. But on that note, thank you for going to that website because it does mean that you would like to be able to watch ball again. I'm the same way. I didn't go to the website because I thought to myself, is this a waste of time? Maybe it is. But maybe it is.
What is it? The website? Has anyone truly gone there and checked out what you do?
Yeah. So there's a couple different options there. You want to send a tweet? You want to send a tweet? We got you right here. You want to do this? You want to send an email? You can do this right here. You want to watch? You can do this right here. It's got options for you. It's more options. It's more. You actually get a link to get to more links, and it's like people love that, especially in 2025. Now maybe I don't know when the internet started. People loved being able to just kind of. Oh, yeah, this is fun.
When Al Gore started it?
I do believe he is credited with birthing the internet. And
I thought so.
What a wild turn the internet has taken now that it kind of...
Al Gore's?
I believe Al Gore's...
That was Beyonce.
I thought he claimed... or Beyonce. One of the two, yeah.
Beyonce started the internet?
Maybe together.
It was Beyonce's internet.
Well, I think that is a section of the internet. Like Beyonce certainly has a portion of the internet.
Yeah, the Beehive.
Yes, exactly. It is. Yeah, and you buzz in and you buzz out of it. There's also NBA Twitter, which we know.
Yep.
Now, it did have a rebrand, NBA Twitter. Always been the best part of Twitter, I would say.
Well, Black Twitter's still there.
Whoa.
Black Twitter. I know what you're saying.
No, me? No, that's not what I'm saying. Boy, you get dropped into there, though, as a white, it is a great place to be or worst place to be of all time. Just depending upon how it's going.
You just never want to be the main character.
Never.
Ever.
No, you're just going to but if you get into the, what portion of Twitter are you referring to now?
It's Black Twitter.
Okay, so if you happen to get into that particular portion of Twitter, boy, and you are a white, it is enjoy the ride. And go ahead and just keep updating that thing because you're about to hear shit that you have never heard before. AJ, it is great to have you back. We missed you. Sauce Gardner is now a member of the Indianapolis Colts. Quinnen Williams is now a member of the Dallas Cowboys. There was actually some massive moves made yesterday. What is your takeaway from the trade deadline as you kind of gather it all in?
Definitely more superstars moving around than I thought. And I said it felt like it happened obviously late. I mean, Sauce going to Indy, I instantly thought of you and just thought how. And I've seen the clip of everything during the pre-record. I've seen it all. It's pretty awesome, and it's bizarre that it actually happened. Honestly, like the timing of it, everything about it is wild. And Sauce is awesome. Like, why not if you're the Colts? I think didn't Shreg say he feels like it's a win-win, like in that whole situation, even though people can say whatever, whoever won the trade right now.
Shregs has to say that because he has friends on both sides. Remember, these insiders have to play fence all the time. Okay, there has to be some sort of positive, except for with the Lions. I don't know if Shregs has any ties to the Lions because remember before the season he was like upside friend of mine. Okay, even though the team looks bad and is going to inevitably not play bad. Dahn, I don't think Detroit Lions. That was one of his misses. He was taking massive takes, and he literally laid out, this is a massive take, a massive say. But I think Detroit Lions are going to have a down year. And I'm like, wow, Schrags never really does it. Schrags is always at least something positive from everywhere. That's life of an insider.
That was my takeaway. Schrags knows no one at the Lions. So, hey, this is a team I can bury and not make anyone mad.
See, that's journalism. We're trying to get to the bottom of these takes, AJ. We've missed you, buddy. I don't know if you know this, but last night, huge night in the college football world. The actual rankings in the actual bracket that is coming from the actual group of people that are going to be deciding who the college football playoff inevitably is at the end of the year whenever they start at 12 and count down to 1, rolled out their first official rankings of the year. We saw them put their hats on the hat tree, and now we see what they came up with in that room. Let's go to Hammer, Dahn, AP Tone. Tone, what did the college football playoff committee tell us with their first projected 12-team bracket?
Yeah, I don't think there was a ton of surprises here. There was 2 things that I took away from looking at this, and the first one being Oregon at 9. When I projected it, I thought they would be higher, but the committee disagreed with me. They are the lowest ranked one-loss team from the Big Ten or SEC. They are behind Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas Tech, who's in the Big 12 as far as one-loss teams go. So they are, like, Oregon needs to be careful. Oregon still has Iowa this weekend at Kinnick, which is huge, USC, and Washington. Like, all those teams are ranked. All those teams are good. Like, if Oregon messes around and loses any of those games, they're definitely going to drop them behind Texas or Oklahoma, teams like that. So, like, Oregon, I wouldn't be happy if I were them when this came out, because one more loss and they could definitely be out of the playoff as a 2-loss team, which would suck for them. And then the other thing I was looking at, Notre Dame's at 10 right now as a 2-loss team. But go behind them, the 2 teams right behind them, Texas and Oklahoma. Texas has Georgia and A&M left. Like, if they beat Georgia and A&M, guess what? Texas is going to be ahead of Notre Dame. So Notre Dame drops to 11. Oklahoma has Bama and Mizzou left, and that Bama is at Bama. Like, if Oklahoma were to somehow beat Bama on the road, I think they jump Notre Dame too. So while Notre Dame's in there right now, I don't know if they're safe. Obviously, if they lose, they're out. But Oregon as well, as a 1-loss Oregon, if you drop to 2 losses, I think you might go behind Texas and Oklahoma in that situation too. So those 2 teams is what I kind of took away from last night's rankings.
Okay, let's check out what Tone's predicted CFP committee bracket looked like versus what the CFP committee bracket was. What did you get wrong? You got Oregon ranked differently, but basically have all the same teams. You basically are seeing the field how the CFP committee's seeing the field. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, as you said earlier, I saw all those old whites walk in there and put their helmets up on that hat rack, and they went in there to do their business. And yeah, I had Oregon higher. I thought they would be higher. Maybe 5 was a little too high, but I didn't think they would be behind, Texas Tech. Like, I thought for sure they'd be ahead of Texas Tech just because normally there's no respect for the Big 12. Not saying there shouldn't be. I'm just saying in the committee's eyes. But yeah, all the teams were correct, and just kind of Oregon was really the only one that was out of place.
Okay, well, that a baby Tone. That's why you're best in the game.
Thank you.
I see you're growing back your beard. I thought maybe you were just sticking with mustache for a while, or is maybe this the look?
No, just the mustache was a horrendous look. That was a miscalculation of epic proportions on my part. But no, I don't mind I don't mind the mustache with it's starting to come in. This is a week's worth of growth. Maybe like another week with the mustache. We're starting to find it a bit here.
Yeah, holiday season, Tom. Holiday season. Congrats to you.
Thank you.
Steelers get a huge win over the Colts. Tone batting 1,000 in college football, and he's starting to find it with his face. Joining us now is a guy who's starting to find it in the booth, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I was listening for a long time this guy talk about a game in which his brother dominated and my team was the best team in the league and was losing pretty bad. And I'd say he did a great job doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, future first ballot Hall of Famer, a member of the Bull Ring of Honor, ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt.
Yay.
Jage, owner of Burnley as well, and Espanol. The soccer team's absolutely crushing it. How come the Texans aren't calling it the Bull Ring of Honor? How come? I saw there's an announcement. There's another member going in, a fourth member going in, I believe, this weekend. It just said Ring of Honor. I thought for sure this must have been a Mandela effect. I thought it was called the Bull Ring of Honor.
It's not.
No, it's just a Ring of Honor.
Come on.
That's a miss.
Yeah. So
I mean, you have certainly taken that bull by the horns and led it around the track. So it's got a second nickname for sure.
No, I thought that was the
official title.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. And then I saw the logo and the photo, and it's like, oh, it's not that.
No,
It's just,
but we did welcome Miss Janice McNair, sweet, sweet soul, one of the best women ever. So she is now up there, and rightfully so. She's the best.
So there's 4 of you now in the Bull Ring of Honor. Are you guys going to play euchre? Is the crew going to get together and maybe play little cards against each other?
I don't know. I'm there this weekend. I'm very excited. I got a Houston game this weekend, so I'm really, really looking forward to that, and really, really hoping we can get some offensive production going. That would be a plus.
Yeah, that would be a plus for an offense to maybe not turn the ball over and do what they've been doing all season, especially in a game where maybe it's a homecoming for one particular squad. And let's go back to the game that you called this past weekend as opposed to the one that you're going to talk about this upcoming weekend, which we'll certainly dive into. CJ Stroud, that's a big hit. And obviously did not look good at all, but we'll dive into that later. Let's talk about Colts Steelers. You're obviously calling it. Your brother has huge play after huge play. The defense very dominant. Obviously a special teams turnover as well. This Colts offense didn't look the same as it always has looked. Jonathan Taylor was never really able to get going, and it's because the Steelers defense was so damn stingy. Your takeaway from the game is this is the Steelers team that everybody kind of thought they could be coming into the season, and has the defense kind of flipped the switch on, or is it just against the Colts when the 2005 team's in the building and that's the only time they're going to be good all season? What are your thoughts as you watch the game from inside?
I got a lot of thoughts. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and say that my prediction from last week of they just couldn't win in those ugly throwback uniforms, maybe that was true. They put their regulars back on and they play good again. The 2005 team being in attendance, certainly you don't want to embarrass yourselves in front of that group. You got Dick LeBeau and all just the legends there. So the defense wanted to come out and play good, I'm sure. But it was just all week long, they had talked about simplifying their defense. In our meetings and everything, they said they wanted to simplify it and just play fast. And I do think that the Colts may have abandoned the run a little bit early, partially because the Steelers were playing the run very well. But the Colts offense we've seen all year is efficient. It is on schedule. They stay ahead of the sticks. They get tons of yardage on first down, creating short seconds, short third downs. And they just weren't really in that. The first drive of the game, they go out there and score a touchdown. But then the game got a little weird. They had that muffed punt. They had, obviously, the interceptions, the forced fumble by TJ. That was really kind of in the stadium, the turning point. You could feel the momentum change. But, 6 takeaways in the game is a ton. That Steelers defense really did have a good day. And people are always looking for a reason to doubt the Colts. You know this. You're a part of it. We were talking to Zaire Franklin about it, and he was like, yeah, they always move the goalposts. It was, we hadn't beaten anybody. Then it was we hadn't beaten anybody outside. Then it wasn't on grass. And so this is kind of one of those first ones where, was it because it was outside on grass? Who knows? But looking for them to get back on track in Berlin.
It wasn't because of the grass. Okay, the boys are just fine going into a mutter if they have to. Okay, they just had an off game, and the ball was going, obviously, a different direction than it had all season. We liked that happened as a fan. Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Okay, let's get it out of the way. We're still 7-2, still leading everything. But 6 turnovers, you assume, and you only lose by 7. Hey, almost had it at the end. Appreciate you shouting out the old onside kick. I appreciate the love.
The last onside kick. Didn't realize that it's been that long since an onside kick. That speaks to how we got to fix this onside kick thing, man. There's got to be at least some sort of chance here.
So since he just got one against the Bears, but I think that was because it was a shorter kick and the Bears end up hitting it with the foot. But I think there's some protections on the guy. But yeah, you guys showing this one was really cool, really sweet. Because I completely forget about that one, to be honest. Yeah, just bend it over a guy's back. Don't worry about it. Bend it like Beckham. I don't even, to be honest, when you showed it, I had not thought of that particular kick ever. Really, since retirement, because there's so many more. The one against Houston.
I thought for sure it was going to be ours. Yeah,
we had a good time. Yeah, okay, so we need to stop showing this. I mean, that's a nasty ball. No,
You
I mean, that is an
You
absolutely.
can't tell me that you thought that was getting recovered. You cannot tell me that you thought that was getting recovered.
No, but it did dance exactly how I wanted it to. I mean, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. I mean, I bent that son of a bitch. I mean, that
You
is
gave a chance. You gave your cover team a chance to get it.
And that thing was dancing. That thing's dancing like a top. That guy's scared to death. This thing's coming at me sideways. I don't know what to do. And he tries to fall because he thinks he's going to take a quick thing because it's oblong. Yeah, right, brother. Bend it like Beckham who just got knighted, I think, yesterday. Around it. Boom. Let me hit a go route. Hey, brother, run a go route. I'm going to send this thing to you on the other side. Yeah, I need to like that one more. Completely out of memory. Had no idea that even happened until you guys showed it. So you kind of breaking news to me about that. I'm like, man, I fucking forgot about it.
That is a very nerve-wracking position to be in as that hands guy who's responsible to fucking try to read the bounce. That is very, very nerve-wracking.
See, a lot of mine were surprised, though. And the onside kick now has kind of gone away from that completely. It's just kind of, to your point, Jage, it has kind of just become over. Yeah, this one.
Come on.
Yeah, this one was cool. This one was cool, Jage.
You don't need to go to the well this many times.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know Foxy was going to be doing this. I didn't know we had all of them back there, but I do appreciate the fact that I'm going down glory days. We guys even on the field. That's what people are wondering, And the reason why it was wide open is because we had hit a surprise onside kick to the right earlier in the year, and then we hit one to the left earlier in the year. So Houston Texans were like, well, if we go on the right and the left, this guy can't do shit. They completely forgot about the middle of the field. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad idea because no kicker really thinks that they're safe when they do that kick. So, as I'm kicking that, I think, I'm going to get my spine fractured here, because I'm going to go down on this, and this is going to become boom, boom, boom. So as I'm doing that, I'm literally laying. You see me if you saw my face, it's like a ready for full. Oh no, I might not be able to walk out of here. I mean, who knows? Nobody touches me. I mean, they weren't even close.
Nobody.
I mean, what a perfect situation. I mean, it was the greatest. I mean, I got up. I'm like, no contact. This is the greatest of all. On that note, thank you for the love. Tell the CBS people that I very much appreciate them showing me do something good as opposed to something bad, which is normally the case in this entire situation. I would like to let you guys know you called a good game, too. I thought you called a very, very good game. All right, let's talk about some other shit going on around the league. Go ahead, AJ.
JJ, I know it's most important on the top of your list what you want to talk about. Is it true that you may clone yourself and possibly your brothers with this whole situation with Tom Brady cloning his dog, I believe?
Come on.
It's a great question, AJ.
Come on.
It took
You
me
said
a
to
second
pivot.
to
We
see
had to
where we
pivot
were
away
going
from the
with that.
Steelers.
Yeah, I thought we were going to do football still, but hey, Tom Brady's the greatest football player of all time. So
Might be back.
Certainly topical.
There's a lot of dog talk in the analyst world. I'm just going to keep my dogs on my Instagram story, and that's going to be about the end of it. They're not.
Hold on, no.
What?
Did we know that I could clone Valerie, my dog, who's a pit bull Shar-Pei dog, who I absolutely love. Now, I don't know if they're just going to be able to pick up her mentality and mindset from being a street dog and sheltered dog and everything like that. I don't know if you're going to be able to clone that. But if Valerie can just be 2 years old again, just sleeping at the floor of the bed, it's like, hold on, I got the same dog. Oh, she's got a different attitude now. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, Valerie's going through a different stage, and then I just got Valerie for the next 50 years. Is that what's happening now? That's what Tom Brady told me.
Is Chuck the big one? Is Chuck the hefty fella?
They won't let you clone him.
You could clone him.
I mean, you try to.
Can we clone him?
His legs have so much on them.
Okay.
I mean, give him a break, okay?
The Ottoman. Can we clone the Ottoman and just shrink it?
Okay. The Ottoman is
Give him
Chuck,
stronger legs.
and he has an incredible stature, I will tell you.
Yeah.
He stands there strong and fat, but he's very tough to move, and he's stubborn. Actually, if I could clone Chuck and get a better mindset, which is possible, I guess, maybe I do that.
Another shot from the beginning.
Yeah, and maybe we did get him on Doggy Zempic from day one because we know what's in his blood.
Yeah, exactly.
We know he can become super fatso. The cloning
When you clone him, it's starting back at the start, right? It's just like a baby.
I didn't know
Chuck,
we had
all
this.
over again.
Yeah, here's Chuck.
I had the same question. I don't know if that's
God, man, that's unfair.
And I'm the only one that didn't have a leash on, because he's too fat for the leash that they gave us. So he ran, though. Look at him, his little legs.
Damn near won.
If it was skiing, he would have won.
Yeah.
Dude, that is not.
Chuck's awesome.
Okay, we're not thinking about cloning Chuck anyways. Chuck's got a long life ahead. Valerie, though, certainly on her final
long life
days here. And
AJ, I feel like you've looked into this before. I feel like you've looked into this before.
To clone animals or to clone humans? What are you talking about?
All of it. I think you've looked into all of it.
No, I saw the movie Multiplicity. It doesn't always work out. There's always going to be some defects when you do that.
Good call.
What
So
about
I don't
the dog,
think that's
though?
a smart thing.
What about the dog?
So-
if you could bring back Carl, my old German Shepherd, I would do it. If he had Carl's mindset, that's what I need, that mindset.
I don't think they can clone the mindset, JJ. I don't think they can do that. I don't know. Tom would
Well,
know
that's
better than
up
us.
to you. Parenting, nature versus nurture. Maybe it's you that put the mindset in him.
I don't want to give me that much credit for Valerie, for sure. I don't know about Carl. Maybe my wife kind of said.
Carl was Carl.
Yeah, he was. Hey, rest in peace, Carl. Carl was a hell of a dog. Tom Brady doing this, though, does add to the thing about, like, man, these super duper duper rich people just do sweet stuff all the time. Found out he can clone his dog. Yeah, give me her. And you asked, is it a baby dog?
Yeah, I think JJ asked it as well. I don't know if it's a dumb question today. When you clone it, is it just do you pick the
Thank
age?
you for asking, because I'm with you, dude.
Is it like a surrogate situation?
Does it come back? Yeah, does it come back as start from scratch, or are we starting from like what are we doing?
Start from scratch.
I mean,
starting from petri dish.
I just want to be on the record.
It just appears.
I think it's fucking weird. And I thought I was in the majority, but apparently I'm not after the show. I'm not a big pet guy, so maybe that's what it is. But it was more people on the. Oh, maybe
I'm with you. No,
So,
but
hold on.
what was the consensus though? It was the same thing. It was, hey, if I can clone Murph and he is the exact same dog as he is right now, I'll take him. If I get a knockoff version and he's not acting like him, I'll kick that dog in the stomach as hard as I can because that's not the dog I want. I want my dog.
Don't kick your dog in the stomach.
Well, but this
Timu Murph.
well, that's what I'm saying. This thing's a monster. He's created by science. He's not a dog. He's not my dog.
Put him down.
Listen, Tom Brady, enjoy your dog, dude. Okay, I don't think any of us are going to clone our dogs, but
it's $50K too.
you got
to just call it the same name. Like, do you just go like same name and just pretend?
Definitely. It's like the Uga situation. This is Valerie 2. This is Valerie 3. Just like the Buffalo,
Ralphie.
They got that figured out. Have you seen the newest one?
He's got spunk.
A lot of spunk.
Yeah.
Have you heard why the new Ralphie was introduced, Jage?
No, but I do remember our Buffalo Bison talk. We did have that.
Okay, so what happened was Ralphie 5, I think is which one it was, middle of career, prime. Okay, they thought they had at least 3-4 more years of Ralphie kind of giving it a go out there. And Ralphie just said, nope, I'm not doing it anymore. They brought
Andrew Luck.
He's brought some hard times right there for the Colts. Why'd you do that, Jage? I'm talking about Ralphie 6 coming in and saving the day. That's what Danny Dimes is. That's what Danny Dimes is.
Maybe Danny Dimes is Ralphie 6.
Danny Dimes is Ralphie 6. That is 100% true.
I don't know. Things aren't going very well out in Colorado. So
no, but Ralphie's killing it. Have you seen this Bison run? It runs.
It does. It does. You're exactly right. But like Colorado and Wisconsin might be a pick 'em right now.
Okay, so let's talk about Wisconsin.
All right.
You own Burnley and Espanol. Why don't you own the Wisconsin football team? I see Willie Compton giving speeches and donating his time and everything over there in Nebraska. You're both red. You're both in the middle of America. You're potentially competing for the same type of players. Feels like you got to step up and maybe sell one of those soccer teams so you can invest directly into Luke Fickell's pockets in that team. Have you thought about that?
We need to play better. Yes, we do. Significantly.
Why don't you go give a speech?
I did. Didn't work.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
Let's move along. Let's definitely move along. D-Bud has a question for you, Judge.
Hey, I know it's a lot of travel right now. You sound a little backed up. I mean, I know you kind of take. I kind of take you as a homeopathic guy, not the big farm guy. So get your sleep, get your rest, hydrate. But back to
also, there's some drugs you could take.
No. He take. This is raw dog.
Let me hear both sides. D-Butt, what should I do? And Pat, what should I do?
Sleep, hydrate, and eat right. You already exercise, so that's all you need. I'm sure AJ agrees.
And for me, you just call somebody that's in the super duper world and say, hey, these are my feelings right now. And they'll say, you got it. We're sending 2 IVs to you with the nurse in about 14 minutes. And then you'll say, we're going to give you this. And then you're going to have that thing out of you in about 72 hours. I would never do that because I don't like getting pricked. But I do believe that is what you super duper owners of soccer teams can do in this entire thing. We're pulling for you. And you only got to beat it one time, remember, throughout the season. And then you're on to the other side. Go ahead, D-Bud.
But back to the NFL, big news yesterday with all the trades, On the other side of it, Cowboys, Jets, Colts, Seahawks, who actually came out to be my winner, in my opinion, with the trade deadline. Who's your winner as we sit here about 24 hours later?
I'm with you. I mean, the Seahawks are a wagon, dude. Like I think the West Coast kind of loses. I think there's true football fans and deep football fans obviously know it, but they're putting something together out there. And then you go ahead and you add Shaheed to it. That's Sam Darnold's playing unbelievable football. That whole West Coast right now with the Rams and everybody, like there is some very good ball going on out there. I mean, the Colts make a massive swing, but also pay a massive price for it.
Yeah.
So you come in and we were talking about it during the game. Like, were they going to look at a Trey Hendrickson edge rusher type? Are they going to look on the back end? You get Sauce out there and you get Mooney back. All of a sudden, like, where are you throwing the ball on that defense?
That's what I'm
So it's the Colts clearly also putting Danny Dimes in a very nice spot when it comes to negotiations in the offseason if he decides to take that stance, because you're basically all in at the moment and saying that this is going to be your guy.
Yeah, and we have to figure out where that money's coming from because I think Jonathan Taylor, if we know anything about how his business goes, he's going to want to be paid as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to pay Danny Dimes, we got to pay Jonathan Taylor. We've paid a lot of people on this team, and they're going all in, and they showcased it even more yesterday, and we're all incredibly pumped about it. Let's talk about trade deadline a little bit for you. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Jage, something just to consider with Brady as well. You ever want to win a divorce, bring back your kid's dog growing up. That might help. When you're looking at the trade deadline.
Not a bad play.
Good call. Exactly.
Yeah,
you want to go to your mom's house? Well, guess who's here? The dog that you grew up with that was dead.
Ta-da!
It's back. But JJ, with the trade deadline, have you ever kind of gone through that process where your agent was letting you know, like, hey, there's a chance you might get dealt here today? Or were you always just kind of, hey, that doesn't even matter. I don't even think about that up until the day unless your agent reaches out to you?
The only time it ever happened was my last year in Houston, where it was at least like somewhat where I was like, should I be listening here? Should I be paying attention? Because we were obviously going through some stuff there, and there was some organizational stuff. There was just a whole lot going on, and I didn't even know at that point. It's really interesting because your agent and everybody can tell you like, no, don't worry. You're not going anywhere. Nothing's going on. But you still see all the stuff on the internet, and you also realize that 99% of it is all bullshit. But I won't lie and say you don't think about it. And you start to look, and you're like, all right, so if they did do that, how is this going to work? Where am I going to go? Like, it's a really interesting thing between that and then free agency. And I hadn't been through that at any point in my career, and it's wild to put yourself in situations and know, like, I could be living in a completely different place with a completely different life.
And then he moved to Arizona, and become a mega golfer. You see, he was out there he's got those hockey stick golf clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Became a valuable member of the community over there. Him and AQ used to actually sweep streets at night. Cleaning,
that's right. Picking up
garbage and then make sure that.
Congrats on I haven't talked to you since. Congrats on the skeleton coming back. That's fantastic.
Big day. That was a big day. That was a big day in the Shipley household.
Thanks for calling attention to that, Jage. I think you mentioning it might have been the thing that made those frat boys say, oh, J.J. Watt wants us. Now, that only happened because the Houston Texans said, Jage, get the hell out of our building, please. And that was whenever Nuke was happening. That's a tough realization for some people. We talked about Trent Richardson whenever he came out and said, whenever he was traded away from Cleveland to Indianapolis, it was the moment where he was like, oh, this is business. He thought it was kind of like a shattering moment to hear that a team doesn't want you anymore. I think players experience that at the end of their careers as well. Like sometimes guys who've been the greatest for a long time are finally told by a team for the first time, like, hey, we don't want you. And there's like a jaded feel. It doesn't feel like any of the guys nowadays feel like that. Like Sauce came out and was like, hey, it's just business. You got to do what you got to do. I wonder if that's because the NIL era where these guys have been around money for so long. It's like, hey, business is everything almost. You know what I mean, Jage?
Yeah, I think the business side of things has certainly become much more understood by everybody involved. I also think we've talked about it before, like the old school mentality of like, this is my team. This is like, I live and die and bleed for this team. It's a lot different with even fans, like with fantasy football and with the ability to watch all the games. You see people from a certain city who in the past, I only support this team. I don't support anybody else. Now we're in an era where you're supporting all different people. Sometimes it's just players and because they're on your fantasy team or just because you like them, or maybe they got traded away. So it's the whole jersey swap thing. It's a little bit of everything. Like it's just not quite as like tribal as it used to be.
Aaron Aaron Rodgers jersey, Hockamiley.
Yeah, big time.
Hockamiley. Everybody's going up there.
Who got it? Did somebody get it?
I'm not sure. I am not sure. Somebody did, though. And the thing that I like is obviously the Colts #1 team in the NFL still, and they're humble enough to understand, one of the legends out there.
Did I see, is Sauce getting #1 from Downs?
Dahn's is going Dahn's to Business alongside his brother. His podcast, actually, Dahn's to Business podcast. And he and Caleb will both be wearing the #2. Caleb currently at Ohio State, maybe the best football player in college football as a whole. And Josh, superstar for us. Obviously, Danny Dimes and he have done some magical things together. He moves to #2 because they're Dahn's to Business. Yeah. And then Sauce.
I didn't even know you could do that in the middle of the season.
Me neither, especially with like the jersey thing, because anytime guys want to change numbers, they're always like, well, you got to pay back the amount of money that jerseys have already been made. That's always something.
You'd assume Sauce probably footed that bill for him.
Yeah, I'd assume after getting paid. Like, hey, this is kind of how this whole thing goes. Dahn's to Business, though, being their podcast that has just launched, and them both wearing a #2, and him coming out here saying too slippery, too sweet, too everything. It's too neat. Like, that is I think that is a very good move. Yeah. I like what they're doing. And also, the culture in the locker room is great. You see that immediately from before him even stepping foot in there. Yeah, you're cool, dude. Let's keep it moving. Let's roll. It's no worries. And everybody coming in. Lou Anarumo, did you see his quote, Jake?
No, I did not.
Well, we reached out to the building and we said,
I don't have I don't have the stuff. I can't watch the ESPN shows. I don't have it. I have something. Oh, no. I don't know what I have.
Tell them where to go, AJ.
I didn't go to the website that you told me to go to.
I never said go to the website, Jake. Don't you put that on me, Jake.
I didn't. You told me that I had to go to some website.
I'm so sorry.
I saw you do a PSA, and I didn't go to it.
Okay. Once again, not the boys' fault that are doing it. That should have never been an idea. Hey,
The suit said it was your idea. I heard that it was you who said, guys, we should crowdsource this amongst all of our talent. Mm-hmm. This is how we should do it. I know the social media.
Hey, everybody's really mad at us. Can you go tell them?
Let me go sign up.
Other guy. We were bummed out. We were so bummed when other guy was forced to do it.
But when other guy said it,
I did it.
I went and did it.
Go do this now.
That's basically what he said. And when he said that, I was almost like, oh, shit, okay. Other guy's talking. I got to go do it.
That one got traction. That one had like 2 million views on it.
We'll be talking to Other Guy here in about 30 minutes or so. And once again, it's not like, whoever's idea that was just coming from a place of just not understanding the reality of everything. It's like that. What?
Thought we were going to just rally. We were all going to be like, yeah, let me do it. Where's the petition? Let me sign up. I want to help corporate America.
That's exactly. Exactly. Yes. And also, hey, they like you, right? Well, let's change that. Go ahead and, like that. What are we even doing? Hey, it's all right. Just know that all these people that people think are like these, maybe a lot of things have been saying about corporate show and stuff like that. These people all love sport, want sports. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I get so like, man, why are we doing this? Like, Herbie's already got enough on his plate, right? Herbie's already got enough people for whatever reason because he's been calling games for 30 years and has the voice that he has in this entire thing. Yeah, let's go. Just tell him also to tell him to go to the thing. It's like, God, you do that.
Your X account is benefiting fantastically, though.
Well, I think many would say there was a benefit for maybe all parties involved there. But on that note, yeah, it was an honor to be able to stream that. And shout out to X to be like, yeah, absolutely. We were thankful for that. And who knows what the future looks like there, in that entire thing.
Are we on X right now? Streaming?
I don't believe we are streaming live on X. Maybe.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are streaming live on X. Yes, we have.
Cool.
No idea. I don't even know if I can watch this show in my own house right now. I have no idea.
The thing about X is...
Sign a petition, man.
Phone, laptop, they don't have the TV app yet.
No.
And that's kind of like YouTube has TV app everywhere. So everybody can pull YouTube up and put it up there. But if X wants to go in the content world, which allegedly they do, right? They really want to go. It's like, I think there's some things they can build up to be able to become a real thing. They're going to have to get there though. But other than that, it was like them being so nimble and welcoming on Saturday in like a 25, 30-minute period. That all came together in like 25, 30 minutes. Because I thought the YouTube TV deal was going to get done before Saturday. I think we all kind of thought it was going to get done.
Yep, I did think that.
It's like, hey, college football, we're in the middle of college football right now. Ratings up and to the right. Like, this is certainly, for all parties here, this is really good news. And then Monday Night Football comes, we still don't have it. But on Saturday morning, whenever it's like, no, it's not happening, it's like, there has to be something here, And then kind of make some plays. It reached a lot of people, kind of trying to track, how do you compare that? It's like you don't. These are two different worlds. You can't compare it to a TV number or a YouTube TV number, what an X number is. It's a different place. But it was an attempt to be like, hey, we understand what's going on, and we would like to put other. So I think that's a good thing that ESPN did. And everybody's just kind of attacking them. It's like it's a negotiation happening. You know, there's a lot up here, but what we're saying is there's fucking ball.
Yeah,
we need to see ball.
Football. We need it. And I'm not entering my information on another freaking website, and I'm not getting a confirmation code sent to my email, clicking it and coming back and putting it in, and then I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I did it once. I have some sort of subscription. I have no clue what it is because I can only watch freaking half the content apparently, or it's replayed content. It's bullshit. Figure it out.
It's
a miracle.
This is J.J. Watt talking here. This ain't some rock for brains defensive tackle from the NFL. No. This is a guy that is your average American, J.J. Watt, saying, I already signed up to watch this. Why I got to sign up again? And then with the ability for your phone to be able to take a picture, scan, QR code, then I got to type in another password, another code. It's like we're all kind of done with it.
That thing, when that thing pops up, it get hot.
This guy's breaking TVs.
Hates it.
Listen,
then you do it and you scan it and you're like, all right, I'm in. And then they're like, no, you don't have that one. So too bad. I mean, I'm trying to watch my guys. Like I played for the Cardinals. I wanted to watch the game on Monday night.
On that note, Cardinals have the biggest win they've had in a long time. Nobody saw it. AQ, do you have a question for Jade?
I do. Let's talk about Walter Nolan and Calais Campbell, the youngest defensive lineman and the oldest defensive lineman. Calais gets 2 sacks. Walter Nolan makes his debut, a sack, 2 TFLs, played great. What did you see from him?
I love it, man. I mean, the Cardinals, we talked about this earlier in the year. Like, they lost those crazy close games in quick succession, and their season would be looking completely different. And I mean, as a guy who still has a bunch of friends on the team and in the building, like, I'm sitting there like, damn, it would be so much fun to watch these guys having success. And then Calais, obviously, dominating at the age of whatever the hell he is. He's just still so damn good. Obviously, interesting moves there at the quarterback position and everything that's going on. And then Marvin's dad comes out and rips the offense. Then Marvin has a great game. And it's like, wow, maybe we should rip the offense earlier if that's what it's going to look like at this point. But I don't know. It's tough. I know what it's like down there in Arizona. I want them to be good so badly, and it would have been awesome if those one-score games had gone the other way and we were sitting there looking at a different story.
Jacoby, the quarterback, obviously incredible leader and ability to navigate through the offense, and they have a lot of faith in him as well, as they should. Huge Monday Night Football win. Marvin Harrison Jr. said he was pumped up to be a focal point of the offense, and we assume that'll be the same going forward.
Can you tell me what Walter Nolan did in the game? I'm not joking when I tell you I did not see the game. I'll just read all that up.
Yeah, so he had 1 sack, a batted pass, 2 tackles for loss, and played against 2 really good guards. He showed up. I mean, he looks like he's going to be a presence.
Nice. Look forward to seeing him on regular television next week.
Well,
it'll be cleared up. If you go to the website.
Speaking of that same subscription, I got that same subscription because I used to be able to watch things. Now you can't watch anything. It's just replays.
You got to upgrade.
I don't know what this.
They got you for.
They don't even let you upgrade.
It's not money. I got the money. I just don't want to sign up. No. I don't want to enter my information again.
So do you have to do it? Sometimes you have to do it on the device in which you registered. Have you ever seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
Where you have to do this on the device in which you register. I'm like, I don't know what fucking device that is. When was
the
this?
amount of people told me to put bunny ears on? No offense. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get it to the right television in the house. Like, I'll be honest with you, I got a couple of them in the house. And I don't know how to get from my roof to the TV in my living room. It's a little ways.
But on
it's
that
a little
note,
ways.
I don't know if the bunny ears even work with modern television. Like, if you have a smart TV, I'm not 100% sure.
People were screaming at me in the comments.
No.
Get some bunny ears. Get some bunny ears. What do you want me to do with bunny ears?
Doesn't work for ESPN. It would
ABC,
it would work for basic cable like ABC, NBC, CBS. But yeah, if you ain't getting ESPN with bunny
You know what? Take a key, put it on a stick, hold the smart TV, go to the highest hill, and just get a lightning rod. That should be able to run it.
You got to put a disclaimer on that, dude. You got to put some kind of.
Oh, sorry, that won't work. Maybe JJ. I don't know if that'll work.
Some kid's gonna go out there at the top of a hill and just get smoked by a lightning.
Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Jeez Louise.
AQ helped me out on how to get it on ESPN because he explained it to me. Like when you upgraded your browsers to premium, wasn't it? It's the same idea, right?
Well, see that changed because they've changed the state laws everywhere. So that's changed too. Put your ID in AQ. Put it in.
All right. AJ has the last question for you, Jage.
Yeah. Jage, obviously, on that note, the Cowboys brought in Logan Wilson and Quentin Williams, especially Quentin Williams. What does he bring to a team when you have a big dude like that is that dynamic in the middle? Like, he can help a lot, I think. I don't think people understand what kind of impact a big dude like that can have on a defense.
Yeah, sounds like they could have used a Monday night from what everybody's saying. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Quentin Williams is a guy. Like, I love Quentin Williams' game. I mean, it's like he can play the run, he can play the pass. I mean, you look at the Jets and you're like, all right, so you trade these two stellar young pieces that you have in hopes of drafting more stellar young pieces. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, it's a huge haul, and yes, they got a bunch of great stuff, but Quentin's great. Do I know if he's going to fix that Dallas defense? No, I don't know that, but he's certainly going to make it significantly better. The guy's a damn good football player. When you have somebody that can plug up the run like that in the middle and rush the passer, it makes your entire defense better. So good for them. Now, if you compare, I know there's been that side-by-side done with the Micah Parsons trade and everything that's been done with the picks and everything with it. I mean, Micah Parsons is still Micah Parsons.
Yes, he certainly is. And money time Micah is going to show up in a big way for the Green Bay Packers, we think, late in the year, which will obviously pay off the entire trade and then some. Here's some Hembo stats about maybe Quentin helping. Jerry Jones on trading Micah Parsons. We need to be able to stop the run. Okay, he's here, there. We tied. Most run stop wins as a D tackle this season. Quentin Williams, 61 of them. There you go, Jage. That's all you need to see. Okay? Hembo's dropping a stat. Most run stops by D tackle, Quentin Williams. Period. That's all you need to know. So
most run stop wins, not most run. Those aren't tackles. What exactly are those?
Well, he's eating up.
Just like
ball.
Bending your gap.
Most run stop wins. I mean, wouldn't it have to be a win for you to stop the run? How do you have a run stop loss?
Here's the explanation, please. A defender can earn a win by doing any of the following: beating his blocker so he's in better position to stop the run, disrupt.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Swimming out of the egg.
Flight? What the hell is this?
Can you let him finish, please? No. There's a semicolon. Disrupting the pocket or running lane by pushing his blocker backward, okay? Containing the runner such that he must adjust his running lane, okay? Or recording a tackle within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's a run-stop win. And guess who has the most of them? Dallas Cowboys, Quentin Williams.
Wow.
James, P-Bud,
these people that just make up new things. Like, this is... I've seen there's
you should see the EPA on these run stop wins.
Yeah,
in the grades on the trades.
Website, please. Yeah.
Seth Walter says that. Do we know who that guy is?
Is that a real guy?
He's a graph man. That's the only thing we know. The guy just makes graphs.
No,
a lot of them.
Is that what he does? Because he gave the Colts a D and the Jets an A.
Well, if it's not coming from Bill Barnwell, then you don't need to worry about what it says.
Thank you, Ty.
Yeah, exactly.
Gump's a big Bill Barnwell guy.
I know his ball. I
did not expect Gump from the back saying, whoa. Bill Barnwell will tell us the truth in this entire thing. Jage, how's Burnley? How's Espanol?
We're doing good. Espanol suffered a loss midweek.
No!
We're doing good. We're in 6th right now.
Burnley's
got West Ham coming up this weekend. And Espanol, we got Villarreal.
Villarreal, good squad.
Yeah, so it'll be good. But Burnley West Ham will be a great one, and Espanol is another shot. Life is good.
Yeah, it is good. Wisconsin's going to
get out of the relegation zone. We don't need to go there. Burnley's out of the relegation zone. Espanol's in 6th. That's good.
Burnley's out of relegation. We're going to stay up with the big. Okay, Burnley. Let's go.
Tough schedule to start the season. You guys been playing well.
Gumpy, what are your thoughts on Espanyol maybe
Gumpy.
going on a run after taking on Villarreal this weekend?
They should. Villarreal's playing midweek, so you could get them a little bit tired, rotating some changes. Espanyol bounces back this weekend. Got to beat West Ham if you're Burnley. West Ham's struggling.
Is Burnley still parking it or not parking it? I forget what their problem was. They would have the lead, and then they wouldn't park it, and then the other team would just blow right through them.
I tell you what, I'm not shitting you. This Burnley team's playing some good footy.
Really?
Thank you, they are much better than when they were up in the Prem the last time around.
Okay, how about Espanyol? What do we think of Espanyol? Obviously, they were like third in all of the Spanish Super
La Liga.
League. Yep, there it is,
Yeah.
La Liga. Are they still up there? What style of play do they have, and are they exciting?
They're very impressive to watch. They're top 6. Hopefully, maybe Champions League or Europa League for JJ's boys.
Champions League?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the boys rolling over there in Spain, man. We got Pere and Mila. We're living good. We're living good in Barcelona right now.
You've never been a part of Champions League, obviously. That has to be massive for ownership if you get in the Champions League, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is the ultimate goal, to be playing European football and everything that comes with it. So
He just saw dollar signs. He just saw dollar signs. Look at that face.
Well, you got to be real careful because that's when people get in trouble. You make it, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, you got all this cash, throw it back in," and then you got to be. The business side of this has been really, really fun and a lot.
Bank account.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
No,
The Pittsburgh
no,
Pirates
you
ownership.
don't. No, you don't put it. You do it smart so that you can sustain yourself. We've seen teams go and play in Champions League ball and get relegated. Like you got to be really smart.
A lot more
with how you
games
build
during the
this thing.
week. Your team can get thinned out, get banged up. Like you got to build depth in your squad to play in those competitions.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're not just pocketing and looking at the bottom line, Jage. Okay?
Yeah, trust me. There ain't no pocketing anything going on over here. It's expensive as shit to run these teams.
You're the best. You're the absolute greatest. Hope you have success in that as you have in everything else in your life. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. And you're this
Thank you,
weekend in
guys.
Houston. You're in Houston.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Houston versus Jaguars, who are hot on the Colts' tail, 5-3. Colts
7-2.
7-2. But if Berlin slips, if Jags, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's happening in this AFC South? It got real interesting after that Pittsburgh game.
Well, and Cam Little's hitting 68-yard field goals. And
How about that?
they're trading
How
for
about that?
wide receivers that everybody wants. I mean, Jacksonville is a whole different team than they were. And Houston appeared as if they were going to be on a different trajectory there for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud gets hurt, kind of changed that conversation, I guess, huh? That's kind of everybody's just
Yeah,
out on the Texans all of a sudden?
I mean, it's tough, man. The Texans defense right now is literally playing like a historic defense in the NFL. Number one in total yards, number one in total points. Like they're doing everything possible. It's just they've had 10 attempts to score from inside the 2-yard line this year, and they've scored on 0 of them. 10 times inside the 2-yard line, scored 0.
That's heartbreaking.
You have to be able to put the ball in the end zone, man.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, but that's what's going on there. The defense is playing phenomenal, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And if you wouldn't mind letting the Jaguars fans know, because they saw the announcer pairing come out, and they were not happy that I was calling the Texans game, and they think it's going to be a one-sided fest. So if you wouldn't mind calming them down, because they're in my mentions already.
I told I said here earlier, listening to you call the massive TJ Watt
that.
success and Steelers game against the Colts, I didn't think you were. There was one time you said "we" very ecstatically, and I was like, okay, I'm going to red zone. Scott Hansen's getting my ears going forward. But that was at the very end. That was at the very end, because then you said,
Well, I said we about us. When you kicked the onside against us, I said we. And Ian had to remind me that I have to tell people that I played for the Texans. He was like, when you say we, you mean, I said the Texans.
Oh, yeah, because you went to Arizona. We talked about that. But on that note, I think you do a very good job at calling it. You also, you got moxie in there, brother. It is entertaining listening to you kind of go about doing your thing. And the energy alongside Mr. Eagle there is fantastic as well. I think you're crushing it. We're proud of you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys very much. I learned a lot from y'all. So I try and take some of your guys' fun and energy and banter with me as well.
Yeah, I see Ask Jay just still going. It's a good one. You should continue to do that, especially because we can learn more about one of the greatest of all time. And all I need you to do is go to keepmynetworks.com, and maybe you can continue to watch ball. You're the man, ladies.
You post it from the sauna next time. Do it from the sauna.
194 in there, bro.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
That's really
I'm with
hot.
you. I do. I got the red light in the sauna and cold every day. I love it. That sauna is no joke.
I don't red light. I got the rocks. The rocks where I'm tossing.
No, I don't do the red light. I don't do infrared. I do real sauna with you. I'm with you. I'm not an infrared guy.
They said my inside's getting better. Oh, you do red light after the sauna.
The AQ face thing, yeah.
Yeah. You still doing that? Looks like it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I got the tower now. I got the tower.
Oh
wow!
Just walking
there
in.
naked?
Full body, stand there
Upgrade.
naked. 10 minutes each side.
Oh.
Hold on. So what's happening?
Visual.
You put your arms out like that, like you're Jesus?
Like
How
a
do you
spray
do it?
tan? Are you staying there for 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn?
Your shoulders got to be so tired.
And it's
You don't stand. Why do you stand there with your arms out?
You spread your feet.
Oh, God.
Make sure they get that.
You never know. You never know what you're going to need. Honestly, you
This
never
is
know.
what you're saving your networks for, people. Make sure you get that on your network.
Jade.
Sign the petition.
We're talking about health and wellness here, and obviously you take that away. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. JJ Watt.
Yeah,
That was an aggressive move by you, I will say, on television.
Yeah, it was good though.
Well,
It's authentic. You make it save someone's life.
yeah, you're a method actor, man. He just went right back into that infrared full body scanner and said, what do I normally do? Well, I do this, and then I do this, and then I normally do this for a little bit. Kind of get a little insides, kind of get it going. All right. Frankie Louvu's suspension was lifted, and now he's just getting a $100,000 fine. My source says from the league aren't happy.
Really?
Yeah, that the suspension has been lifted. They think it is a very dangerous play. They are taking it very seriously. The NFL heard what BA said yesterday about how it's not good. It's even more dangerous than the horse collar. And if we listen to what Jim Harbaugh said about it whenever the rule was kind of being initiated, and I think now we all kind of see what they are referring to whenever this tackle happens. So I think the league is very much like, hey, we need to get this style of tackle out of the game. And obviously it was put up for review. Former player
Derek Brooks.
Derek Brooks overturned the suspension and gave a $100,000 fine, which is a lot of money. Obviously, that is still a lot of money in the fine.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the NFL, I guess, is not necessarily thrilled that that was lifted from a one-game suspension because they would like this completely out of the game. So they think precedent has to be set. I assume Derek Brooks said $100,000 is a lot of money. Frankie Louvu will change the way he tackles. So it's an interesting dynamic here on what they're trying to make the game and what they're trying to not make the game.
Well, then they have to call it. Like, if you're not going to throw the flag, none of these are flags. Like, he doesn't get called one time for it. And, I mean, believe me, I don't want to see more flags. I don't want the refs more involved in it. But, like, how are you going to fine a guy, or it's not fine, but how are you going to suspend a guy when none of it gets called in-game? Like, doesn't that kind of have to change the in-game refereeing then?
AJ Hawk, your thoughts on it all? Obviously, we've been, that's so nasty right there.
Yeah.
We've all been a part, we have as a show, been a part of this becoming a rule. This would have been the first ever suspension for it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's not necessary to do this. Obviously, you got to change the way you tackle. It looks so dangerous, but some of them, especially like this one, I don't think. Yeah, I could have seen this one called. That one looks so nasty because you could have gone through him and tried to go through the quarterback instead of pulling him back on top of you. Yeah, I don't think he has any ill intent, but it does. These ones, I think sometimes you can definitely avoid these.
Yeah, and I think it's his style of tackling, which we went back to like James Harrison. Like James Harrison, whenever they were changing what the rules were, he got like $750,000 in fines. Back whenever $750,000 was, and still is, a massive number. But I'm saying, like, back in the day when that was happening, it was huge. But they were transforming how people had to tackle. And James Harrison, since he's a little kid playing youth football, only tackled one way. And then he gets to the league, they're like, we're not doing that anymore. And he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? And now he is teaching his son, hey, you're going to do what Dad did because this is football. Let's make sure we remember that. But you can do it differently. And what the NFL saw was, although at the beginning it was a huge wave of, oh, no, we're not going to be able to do it, an entire generation of football players changed the way they tackle, change the way they do everything. And it's like this is almost what they're trying to do with the hip drop tackle, even though there's not as many people that use the hip drop tackle style, maybe like Frankie Louvu.
Yeah, and it's tough. And I understand why the league will be upset because this is a very dangerous play. But I do love the move of just finding him $100K and then letting him play because every game, it's not like the NBA or MLB. Every game matters so much. So I do like the decision by Derek Brooks, but Louvu definitely has to change the way he's tackling. And $100,000 that'll get you learned real quick.
Yeah, $100,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean to anybody.
Oh yeah,
anybody at this point, $100,000 is still a lot of money. But the NFL is very much like this can't be. Because those are nasty injuries too. They look nasty. Yeah. You know, and
those are worse. Those feel worse than the horse collar for sure to me.
Yeah, and BA mentioned that. He's like, it's like a horse collar, but it's even worse because you got a full body on the bottom of it. And those are also the injuries that, get picked up by people that aren't football fans.
Yeah.
Those can be career altering.
Yeah, it's just all not good for the NFL and for the football. So they're trying to change that. Derek Brooks, like, 100,000 seems fair. They didn't even throw a flag on it, but if he doesn't stop, we'll obviously take the next steps. We're trying to set a little precedent here. We're here on ESPN currently. We'll be off in about 11 seconds or so. You can join us digitally. We're live on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and TikTok Live. This show's dumb. The fact that you watch is even more crazy. Have a good one. Goodbye. That might be the best send-off I've ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it might be the best one ever. But I do appreciate the fact that I, reach out to the NFL and like, hey, heard you guys' little punishment got lifted. And they're like, yeah, not happy. This is
so mad.
Like, yeah, like legit. Like because they don't want it in the game. That is, and for good.
The only way you can work on for Lulu, though, is in a game because guess what? He's not tackling like that in practice, especially during the season. You're not taking people to the ground like that. That's not happening.
But with how natural he is at doing it, it's clear this is how this guy made it to the NFL probably. Yeah. Like this is his style of football. And it's like, buddy, you're just Clay Matthews right now. You're James Harrison right now.
You saw it with Kareem Jackson. So Kareem Jackson, James has been suspended, but Kareem Jackson, for lack of a better term, he was like a headhunter. He was like an old school throwback. Like you come across the middle, you throw a high ball like you're going to pay for it. And he played that way until it was over. He was suspended, like 3 games, I think?
3 or 4, yeah.
Which is crazy NFL talk when you're talking about something that's happening between the lines. So I understand why the NFL wanted out for player safety. But I do love that this shows that there is a real process, that it's not just the NFL just dropping a hammer and saying, hey, this is how it's going to be, forget what anybody else says. So I do love that part of it.
Yeah, the NFL not liking it is good.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's
for players.
For sure. Yeah.
We should be taking a victory lap. The players,
absolutely.
It's terrible that it's happening, but the players should be like, yeah, okay.
We have some power. Like we have some recourse. If they want to punish us, we have a little bit way to fight.
Way to point that out, actually. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a great call. Like this is the first time have we ever heard the NFL be like,
we don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got to think about it because usually you think like, okay, it's judge, jury, executioner, but to have somebody at the table that can say, okay, nah.
Checks and balances.
Louisville, like he's a guy. He brings the energy every, whatever your thoughts is on the Commanders' defense, that's your thoughts. But he's one of their guys that they rally behind for sure.
Let's talk about some other news around the NFL. A little bit better news. Drake May was doing a Q&A at Bryant University, which is in
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, which is obviously in New England. Listen to this reaction for Drake May. That's fucking sick. Let's go to Connor. I mean, Drake's new king of New England.
Oh, yeah.
Alongside Tatum, obviously, and all the boys for the Celtics. Feels like this is the next generation of sports stars up there. And shout out to having the perfect guy. Feels like he's humble. He can handle it. This isn't something that is going to change the way he operates. And all he's doing is getting better and better. I love that you guys are all the way on board from beginning and bottom of the Revolution region all the way to the top. Is this kind of what you were sensing from the beginning of the Drake May era?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, definitely didn't think it happened this quick, but that goes back to Mike Vrabel. And, you mentioned Tatum, Joe Mazzulla. Like, the leaders of all the 4 main, franchises, Alex Cora, the Red Sox. I mean, Marco Sturm for the Bruins. The Bruins are actually outperforming how everyone thought they were going to do. Like, the head coaches at all these stops is kind of my whole entire thing, is why I think everyone's very confident in the sustained success because, Drake May, hopefully he plays for 20 years, and hopefully Mike Vrabel's his head coach for all 20 of those years. And then there's clips coming out of Vrabel going up to Drake May right before their last drive where they kind of iced the game before, taking the victory formation. And it's Vrabel going up to him saying like, hey, all the shit that happened before this drive doesn't matter. Like, go get a first down. Let's win the game. Let's get out of here. And we're 7-2. So people loving Drake May, incredible. Him being only 23 years old, incredible. But more so Mike Vrabel doing this on Sunday.
We're going to need one drive. So everything that's happened doesn't matter. We're going to need one drive to win the game. I don't know what drive it's going to be. But we're going to need one more drive. All right, one drive, man. One drive.
What Okay, and Diggs getting in there. Some good leadership. And Diggs said, I don't know how Vrabel got me to buy in, but I'm all the way in. But buying in, obviously a big deal. Leadership, a big deal. But Drake May being the right guy for it all seems like a perfect fit.
Awesome.
And you saw it from him whenever you golfed one round with him. After Clyde Christensen, who's former Indianapolis Colts coach, right? Who's been around a long time. Peyton, Andrew, Tom, you name it. He was at North Carolina. It's his alma mater. I believe he was going back there because family to live closer after a life of coaching the NFL. And he told us when Drake May was coming out, this is the guy. He's Peyton, right? But he's also very athletic. I mean, he led us in rushing, right? I mean, you're talking about everything that's right about a quarterback. This guy, he's youngest brother. Got older brothers, very competitive. He's not the only successful guy. He's been there. He's been popular. He's been big man on campus for like the last 3 years here at North Carolina. There's nothing that's going to rattle him or change him. That's what Clyde Christensen was saying. Then you went and golfed with him, and you came back an hour later, sat down on our set and was like, Drake May's the number one guy. It does feel like he's the perfect guy for all of this.
Yeah, because it's one thing to be the big man on campus, and I think it's another thing to be kind of the little brother and kind of look up to kind of who people you see as your heroes, whether it be your dad or your big brothers or your uncles, your sisters, your mom, just a bunch of athletes, and you kind of become that little brother, and then you get thrust into this limelight. And like all these quarterbacks, like all the great ones that we either played with or cheered for, they're all very different. They're all themselves. They're all unique. They're obviously all talented, but him being himself, and then that little clip from Vrabel, like it seems like a small thing. That's a big thing because a lot of times in these high-pressure situations, especially with young players, it can be kind of like too much. And a lot of times it's the coaches on the sideline that make it worse. You know, they're panicking or they're trying to get – so just to have a head coach come over there and say, hey, I trust you, settle it down, whatever happened. We just need one drive. And then I've seen clips of even Diggs being mic'd up, going up to the coach, being like, hey, anything you want me to echo and get it back and around the team. So when you have vets that are buying in, you know, Vrabel's doing things right. But we talk about with the Jets, none of it matters if you don't figure it out at the quarterback position. It looks like he's figured it out. And whatever role you play on this New England Patriots team, you will be a king in the New England area. Like, if you are a Patriot, it didn't matter. Like, I'm sure it was like this in Green Bay or in Pittsburgh. You can be the 52nd man on the roster. You're going to be going and getting a few grand for the rest of your life, signing autographs whenever you want. So I love what he's doing. And obviously, you know, they're used to championships up there, and they look like they have the right pieces in place to go and get another one.
Yeah, you become a made man in Pittsburgh as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the 2005 team going back to Pittsburgh this weekend was such a big deal, I think, and an influence on the current team. But New England has had so much success, and just getting a chance to relive that through Drake May has to be special. What are they calling him?
I saw it on the internet. I really wish I kind of thought of it first, but mobile Matt Stafford, and it's basically to a T. I mean, AQ brought up one of his throws against the Saints where he's stepping up off the wrong foot, just a little flick, touchdown, and I'll tell you what, it looked a lot like Matt Stafford.
Drake May passes Patrick Mahomes for longest streak of games, a 200-plus pass yards and 100-plus passer rating by a player under the age of 24. He's under 24 still.
Oh, yeah.
8 of them straight, and they're only rolling. AJ, what do you think about the culture that Vrabel's setting? Are the Patriots for real? The Patriots are for real. Drake May's number 2 in the MVP odds right now.
Still playing the Jets twice.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, it shows how valuable it is when you figure out that if you're drafting a quarterback in the first round, it pays to get it right. And when you get it right and then you pair that up with Mike Vrabel and what he has done throughout that whole team, yeah, like that's why the Patriots are rolling. And watching Drake walk in, like, that's pretty awesome, man. Like, that's such a New England thing, too. Like, these college kids chanting MVP for him like he said he didn't expect it. Like, it's a good time to be a Patriot, I feel like, right now. It probably will for the next 10, 12, 15 years, it looks like.
And that's why no matter how you feel about the Crafts, like, it took balls to fire Gerard Mayo after 1 year. Like, it really did, because Vrabel was out there. And Drake May might still be Drake May, whether, Mayo was there or not. But if Mayo's there, McDaniels isn't there. And McDaniels is a huge reason of his success. And not to mention, like, Doug Marrone, who's the O-line coach now, huge reason for the offensive line success. Like, for the Crafts, truthfully, hats off, because it was nothing without that.
When he said McDaniels, you gave a big point. You love what they're doing with Drake, huh?
That's exactly where I was going to go next. Scheme and fit are everything, and McDaniels is back to doing the same stuff they did when Brady was there. It's fullback. It's, hey, let's start with the run game. Let's get the play action going. Let's get him easy throws early, get his confidence up, and then let's take the shots. And he has the ability to take the shots. They've gotten better with the O-line. You mentioned Doug Marrone. That's one of the biggest hirings all offseason. Former head coach, O-line guru, right? Like, he comes in there after having Scarnecchia there for so many years as the O-line coach, took a step backwards, you get Marone back in, now they're playing at a high level.
Yeah, I love the thought of McDaniels going back up there having success and already tasting what head coaching was like and being like, nah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm good. We're just kind of chilling here. Family likes it here. I mean, we've seen a lot of places. Yeah, we turned the plane around, obviously going to Indy, but we went out to Denver. We did some other stuff, and we're good here, especially with how good Drake May is going to be. I think BA almost had that mindset with Andrew Luck. Now, BA hadn't been a head coach a couple different times with having failing whenever Andrew Luck became the offense coordinator, but BA was with Andrew's rookie year. And I think if you asked BA would have been good with just, all right, we'll just do this. Now, I'm getting offered some other stuff, so I'm going to need a little bit more. You can go ahead and find that somewhere else. All right, fuck. I'll go be a head coach, I guess, Arizona Cardinals. And then I'll be a head coach, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'll win a Super Bowl. But some of those coordinators, they do see something, and they see what their life has been. And it's like, this is a happy life for my family now. Yeah, I'm going to get paid a couple $1 million here, and we're going to have success. We're going to be hunting for it. Maybe they stick around up there.
Especially playing with it for a defensive hit or not an offensive. Like, it's your show. Like, you run the show. Like, we trust you with the offense. And obviously Josh McDaniels, he's a made man in New England. He's won multiple Super Bowls. You know, Coach Tom Brady, all the good things. But like, yeah, when you have that pairing, obviously that was the pairing with Bill and all the different OCs that came through. I'm sure OCs probably like that with that relationship as well.
All right, so those are some takeaways from the week. Let's go to AQ's takeaways from week 9 of the NFL season.
Yeah, here we go.
Brissett's brilliance on Big Dahn's. Obviously, you're the Arizona Cardinals color commentator. Had a big one on Monday night. As those of us that couldn't watch on YouTube TV listened to your call, and that's kind of how we survived through it. Also, we appreciate you doing that. But you're saying on Big Dahn's, Brissett showcases brilliance. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he's been great on third down. I think a lot of times, I mentioned it earlier, you just run a screen or hand it off on a draw. They run pressure right here. First third down of the game. Watch the subtle move left. Put it right on Marvin Harrison Jr. And by the way, he was fantastic in this game. They targeted him early and often. Next clip right here. Again, bring the blitz. You get the overload right. Check out this blitz, D-Butts. They're going to drop out the left and bring the DB. Get the overload to the right. There comes the DB. Sit in the pocket and deliver another one.
Trusted it.
That was 3rd and 10. Huge gain. 15-yard gain. This last one, 18-yard gain on third down. Again, here it is. 5-man rush. That's another blitz. Sit in the pocket. Feel the pressure. Deliver it on time, dimes.
It feels like there's one guy he's throwing that ball to a lot. Jacoby sees, we got a man out there. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, we should throw him the ball. Yeah, but he dropped the ball early. Yeah, but also he didn't do the combine, he didn't do the meetings, and we still draft him really high because this guy is a freak show. They're really finding it out there, it feels like.
Yeah, I love it. When you build that continuity, you build that trust with the young wide receiver and the quarterback. Same thing with Trey McBride. Like, when you build that with them, because you wanted more out of Marvin Harrison since coming into the league. You see these young wide receivers take over early. So get him going. His pops came out and said, hey, I don't know what the fuck's going on out there. So they figured it out. I love to see what I see him.
Some about brilliant Brissett. I mean, there's been a lot of conversation about what goes on over there. Jacoby Brissett, incredible leader, and I think everybody's feeling it in the building is what Peter Schrager said. What's your next takeaway coming out of week 9 of the NFL season, AQ?
Darnold dropping dimes.
Oh,
He started this game 16 of 16. He was unbelievable. Let's take a look at this first play right here. Hits Arroyo, the rookie tight end. Watch this ball. Just over. Look at that seam ball. Oh. How good is that? And there's about 16 clips like that in this game. I only chose 3 here. Let's look at this next one. Sit back. Watch this. Little hitch. Drop it to JSN on the sideline. Just drops it in a bucket. This last one.
2 minute, too.
Let's take a look at Gray Zabel, the left guard first. Let's take a look at this one. He recognizes, we got a dropper. Boom. Get him out of the way. Step left, hit the 7 route to the rookie Horton. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's special. What they're doing on the road, too, is insane.
Yeah. 11-1.
Warriors.
Yeah, on the road. And this is a long-ass trip. I mean, D.C., Seattle, that's a long-ass trip. They look more prepared than anybody else. McDonald's an incredible leader. Darnold, perfect quarterback for them.
He's incredible, and they are the best in the National Football League. Kubiak comes in as the offensive coordinator. They are leading the league in play-action pass. It's incredible what they've been doing.
Good for Sam Darnold, by the way. We've talked about it a lot of times. Good for Sam Darnold. We thought he was going to Seattle to disappear.
Yeah.
We thought there was a chance that was going to happen. They had a completely different mindset. They're taking over there in the NFC West. And then, obviously, your big takeaway, number 1, is... Curtain call. Yeah,
let's take a look.
They played like steel curtain, didn't they?
Yeah, 2 batted balls right in a row. 36 years old. Cam Hayward, look at this. Stops a touchdown, batted pass. Wow. That's the first guy. Now let's get to the next one. Here we go, Mr. TJ Watt. Did you see that? Can we run that back real quick? Watch him fake the long arm. then go to the dip and rip. Goes right around, sack, fumble, and recover.
He baited butter right there.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah,
now, let's go to the other side.
No, I'm just saying, why are they doing it against us?
Sorry, here it comes again. Other side, Highsmith. This looks familiar, right? Dip and rip, go around, sack.
So honestly, I was watching them get beat like turnstiles against this Steelers team. And, you just showcased a couple of them here. Our offensive line has been good. Is this the depth issue with the quarterback? Is this just a pure pressure? Like, what is it? Why do you think this happened on this particular game versus maybe every other game this season?
So I think their tackles were a little soft, and they didn't do as much play action with the chipping and all that stuff, which I'm really confused about because they got some of the best edge rushers in the game. The other thing inside, Quentin Nelson always struggles against the Steelers for whatever reason. If you look over the years, he's always struggled against Cam Hayward and Fletcher Cox, both big, powerful dudes in the middle. So I think he puts a little bit too much onus on trying to sit and then get swimmed. And then there you go. You get the batted ball, you get the sack, you get whatever it is.
Yeah, Cam Hayward's a beast. Been around a long time.
Monster.
Yeah, he's one of the pillars of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why they had to get a deal done with him before the season started. But their D-line played like, I would assume Steelers fans thought with the amount of money that they've given to them exactly how they would have hoped they would play all season. Let's head to Hammer. Dahn. What do you think about the steel curtain call, AP Tone?
Yeah, it's awesome. And AQ highlighted the guys on the outside in Highsmith and Watt, but he talked about Cam, who's 97, 95, Keanu Benton, and 99, Derek Harmon, our first-round pick. They were awesome as well. So the three in the middle stopped the run, and then the edges were able to pin their ears back and get to Danny Dimes. So, if we can do that, Super Bowl.
I think there's a sack on there of 95. I think this is the clip right here, actually, against Gonzalez. Look at that move. Little Reggie White inside hump move.
Jeez. I mean, that looks like teach tape there on how to use your hands, especially in the middle of a line. Jalen Ramsey playing safety and Tomlin committing to that, or Jalen committing to safety going forward because of injuries. What does that do for the Steelers defense?
I mean, I like Jalen Ramsey. I love him as a defensive player, period. He can play the slot. He can play outside. He can play safety. At this stage in his career, I'm sure he would probably want to pick one, and just because he's such a smart player. So when you can see the game and prepare and game plan and do all that shit, watch cut-ups, whatever you're doing from one position that you're going to be playing majority, that can make you much more impactful. But you got to stay healthy, and you got to have guys that are talented enough to hold up on the edge.
AJ, the Steelers defense always been good. That's why the steel curtain is a real thing. Pittsburgh defense, defense.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. It's just kind of what you think about. Honestly, Bill Cowher, obviously his team's great defense. Talk about that. You go all the way through this Tomlin era, it's always have good defense. They spend a lot of money. Pittsburgh's expecting good defense. They spend a lot of money on good defense. So when they don't have great defense at the beginning of the season, there is calls for fire alarms to be pulled. They show up like this. Do you think this is what they're going to look like the rest of the way, AJ Hawk?
Yeah, I think sometimes, what 6 turnovers, coaches always say turnovers come in bunches, so start getting them, and then bam, they will continue to show up. I think as a defense, you can kind of build momentum and have games like this that are pivotal games that where you look back on after the season and you think okay, we finally started to put it together, and that was one game where we figured out where it clicked in a lot of our guys' heads of, hey, this is what we are capable of doing.
It's good breakdown.
Do you take any ownership of giving them the fucking rat poison and finally putting them at number one?
Listen, some people got to learn how to handle success, Whenever you get success, you got to handle it. You got to show up the next week. They laid an egg. I don't know what to tell you. That's not my fault.
Tone, final thoughts?
Yeah, a couple unsung heroes. Peyton Wilson, I believe he's had 13 tackles back-to-back weeks. He's 41. He's the one who batted it coming off the edge that Jack Sawyer caught. And then trade deadline. Didn't happen yesterday. It happened last week. Got Kyle Duggar from the Patriots. He played, I think, 74 of 75 snaps or something, 68 of 69, something like that. He came in, didn't hear his name once in a bad way in the game on Sunday. So him and Ramsey at the safety positions really kind of shored things up.
Congrats to you, Steelers fans. Back on the wagon.
Right.
Age, I don't know if you know that they're winning the Super Bowl again.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I felt that. I mean, you could tell on Tone's face. That's what they think.
Did you get a text or anything about not picking the Steelers this weekend?
I did not actually know. I forgot I didn't pick them.
Yeah,
now you say that.
Yeah, you took the Colts. We all did.
I told you I got to take I said I was a believer of the Colts, and I was like, I got to pick them now until they prove to me that I shouldn't pick them, I guess.
You remember last time whenever we were out in Utah, they were chanting Fire Canada. A lot of Steelers fans in Utah. Okay, I think that's just, I don't know why. I don't know if Pittsburgh has marketed Utah, but it feels like there's a lot of Steelers fans out there every time we go out there. So many Steelers fans on my way off stage out of there going tomorrow we got the Colts. And I go, we might hang 50 on you. We might, literally just so matter of fact. That's how I was talking. Hey, this Colts offense, absolute juggernaut. Your defense, not good, right? Isn't that kind of what's been happening? We might run wild on you. All those people watching that Steelers game, they thought the same thing going into it. Yinzers won't admit it, but they were definitely all thinking the same exact thing. Holy shit, we're going to lose by 60 to this Colts team. Our defense can't stop a fucking nosebleed. There's no chance we're going to be able to do that. Then 5 turnovers. They're swarming all over the place. They got sacks in bunches. They got the boys going crazy. The 2005 team's in there. Yinzers are like, I can't believe the Indianapolis Colts thought they were going to come in here. What fucking asshole said that was going to happen? It's like, everybody was thinking that. Now, fully different trajectory. And it might be the 2005 Bulls.
Yeah, I think that's the X factor. I know it definitely played a role. I don't care if it was college or pro. Like, if you have a whole team of your guys who came in and kind of, hey, this is the standard. Obviously, still curtain goes way back, but like,
carried the baton.
Yeah, we got Dick LeBeau in the building. We got all these legends, and the Steelers already do a great job of keeping those guys around. Yeah, those guys are going to play better. I didn't think they were going to show back up as the legit fucking steel curtain, but they definitely.
That's a lot of people showing up for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of people showing up for
legends,
and that makes sense for Pittsburgh. Like, it just makes sense for the entirety. Hey, Q, a lot of happiness these dudes brought to our lives.
Yeah, they sure did. And I got to play with some of them when I got drafted there. I mean, look at big Casey Hampton. He looks like he can still play.
Yeah, he certainly can. He actually looks better than me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
looks incredible.
Casey had to do what Casey had to do. I also think Casey, after the amount of respect we have for sumo wrestling, I think we can speak on this. Casey Hampton would have been a grand master champion sumo wrestler, I think, if he would have known about the sport. I think with his leverage, his ability to kind of do his thing. Look at Faneca. That guy was down to like 135 pounds at one point because he was running Ironman.
Yeah.
Things like that. Good squad. Jeff Reed just being right in the middle of the staff. I do love it. I'll continue.
Shout out, B-Man.
Aaron Smith.
Oh, yeah, there he is up right.
Travis Kershke, big hokey up top. Oh, I like it. Kendall Simmons, remember him?
I do.
AJ Hawk.
Ike T.
He doesn't.
AJ.
I'm just looking around. I'm perusing through there. Sorry.
Hey, who's 81? Who's 81 down there? Who's 81?
That's the greatest special teams player Steelers have ever had. That's Sean Morey.
I remember the name. Sean Morey. Great hair. I like the way Sean Morey.
91 could still play as well.
That's Aaron Smith.
Aaron Smith, greatest 3-4 defensive end of all time right there.
Great jawline, too. That fucking guy looks like he just got done roping. Jesus Christ, what a dog.
Larry Foot.
Bottom left.
Jeff Harding's up top right in the middle behind Reed.
Dan Kreider right there in the middle, number 3-5.
Yeah.
Who's number 3?
Jeff Reed.
Jeff
Yeah,
Reed.
that was kicker. That was kicker.
He then went on to become the lead singer of Creed.
Well, actually,
he looks sweet.
Jeff Reed, exactly. Hey, everything you're thinking.
Who I thought.
Everything you're thinking right now, awesome. Jeff Reed is, yes. Just by looking at him, yes, he is everything.
Yeah. Legend.
Yeah, he is. Made a lot of kicks for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of kicks for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I didn't realize Tommy Gunn and Chuck Pagano are the same person.
Yeah.
They look identical.
I guess Tommy Gunn, Maddox, top left corner there, 8, quarterback obviously for the team. He does have a little Chuck Pagano in him. I guess he was a super vibes guy in the locker room.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I guess Tommy Gunn was a real lightning rod in there.
XFL MVP?
Yeah, I guess he was really the straw potentially in that locker
room.
Really? Yeah, from what I've been told, I've heard some stories of some stuff just in the past. Who knows what's real, what isn't, but all of them are like, yep, Tom B. Maddox is awesome, basically, is how they talk about him. That whole team is, and you're right. Them being around certainly did something. Wisenhunt there, I just saw him. That's my first time catching eyes on Wisenhunt here. I forgot
look good.
the amount of legends that are in there. Who, former GM.
Kevin Colbert.
Right there.
Yeah.
Golly, that's our childhood.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up, boys. I wish it was a different week. So to hell with Mr. Lawton for scheduling that for the Colts weekend. Can we have that be another? Hey, homecoming weekend. Can we do another one? Can we do another weekend? Maybe not the Indianapolis Colts. Let us kind of have our thing and do our thing here. That would have been great. Let's take a break. On the other side, Stanford Steve will be joining us for another college football convo. And I'll tell you what, with the College Football Playoff Committee's first bracket reveal, there's going to be a lot of talk about A.J. Hawk. Who's sitting in number 1?
I think that's the Ohio State Buckeyes.
They played anybody?
I don't know. Have they?
They've shown up
last night.
They've shown up and dominated everybody.
Yeah.
They've dominated everybody.
Oh, who they played last week, AQ?
Relax, dude. They played a terrible team last week.
Penn State didn't just shut
I was
down.
there. Hey, I was there. They got athletes. They got studs, man. They look good and they look the part. They look good.
They looked the part against Oregon too.
Yeah.
Remember that goes a couple overtimes.
Oh yeah.
They win that game. Who knows where we're at right now?
Yeah, they're probably ranked number 3 or 4 in the playoffs.
Because then they probably beat UCLA.
Certainly beat Iowa.
Then they beat Northwestern at home.
Then they play Ohio State when they got a Heisman Trophy candidate, and they just let him run by him all day long. Like he didn't know he could run. Like they didn't know he could get behind the defense.
Oh, they trust their guys.
They were calling quarters.
They trust their guys.
Shit.
Wait till you see this highlight of the linebacker come up, Arvell Reese.
He's the guy. What number is he? 8?
Yeah, so there's about to be there's about to be an offensive play here. Jeremiah Smith, obviously one hand, he's insane, and then you get this sick look, right?
Oh,
yeah. He's gonna be an awesome pro as well.
Teach tape.
He's like 6'4", like 245 too. He's a monster. He's huge.
You and Sean Perkins before the first college game day, whenever we're there for the Texas game, and Texas is back to being who maybe everybody thought they could be. They're like, hey, I was like, Sean, who should I say up there that makes me look like a super genius? He goes, number 8, Arvell Reese. He's the one. I go, sweet, thank you so much. I go up there, completely forget. Just basically just completely forget. And then I think he had like 6 sacks or something in the first like 2 weeks, something like that. They're like, hey, Arvell Reese is the guy. I'm like, Sean knew before everybody. And I could have looked like a genius. But instead, I'm riding alongside the wave of holy hell, who's that guy with everybody else. But you look at their schedule. Desmond Howard makes a point. Now, he's a Michigan guy, so he's always going to make a point about Ohio State. But it is like you guys have just smacked everybody in the mouth, basically. It's just everybody. Yeah. And it's not your fault. I mean, fuck. It's not Ohio State's fault. And they've showed up and dominated everybody, but we don't really know. We have no idea because everything has looked so damn easy for them. But that might just be who they are.
Yeah.
They might just fucking do that to everybody. We have no idea. Certainly did to Penn State. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah.
We're narrowing it down.
They're tracking planes. I heard. Aren't they tracking planes flying?
Yeah, we're narrowing it.
All right.
Throw your hat in the ring, AQ. Sorry.
Paying probably pretty good for that position.
Yeah.
Tell me to do it for $15 a year.
1,500 because you love Penn State.
I would just do it for one of those stupid Jeff Landry contracts that he was talking about.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, just
incentive
game by game.
Someone's a little salty. They don't know Nebraska football.
Oh yeah. You.
Stand down. Be your friend, tell a friend something nice about change your life. We're back in 5. They can run it. They can spin it. They can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now.
That's crazy. It's not nice. You got people do that. And also take us off the fucking team. We do not deserve to be on that.
They all commit and love what's going on in that weight room. They all commit and love what Jim Harbaugh's preaching. And everybody in the building's happy. Everybody's like excited to be there.
Mark first row. Mark pressure in the first row. Second row is on here.
It is infectious what they got going on. And how many owners are spending $300 million on a new facility just for a practice facility?
This is Butler Birdies. Wow!
Oh my God! Oh shit! In the bunker.
Great shot.
But then for them to do it upright for the last couple, it's like, look out for the Chargers, dude. Mm-hmm. Look out for the Chargers.
Coach. Hey, we got a gift for you. Here we go. Okay, so we missed your birthday, we missed Christmas. We couldn't.
Whoa, look at that.
Your perspective on high five is one of the greatest things we've ever seen.
A long-time great event.
I love the high five. Yeah, give each other a high five. Boom! Bam! Boom! Bam! Yeah! Boom!
Boom! Oh my God!
Wow! Boom!
So we wanted to make you basically something that you could high five. My dad made this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You can tell me.
Yeah, boom.
What's that feeling?
Yeah, boom. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. And we tested. I think you can get a pretty good pop if you need. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Obviously, national champion, Michigan man, and greatest high five.
Yeah.
Because of what you brought for the high five world.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to give a handshake to that particular high five trophy. Did break the hand off. We had to put it back on.
There you go, handshake.
Oh, no!
There we go.
We have so much respect for him.
You guys just roll deep. This would be entourage level, wouldn't it?
To be honest, we didn't know we were going to be able to get 11 people in here, and then we would pull up and we'd have 11. That's where it should be. To roll 11. Yeah, always start 11. I mean, wow, it looks like a lot of highlights against one particular team.
They played more than one game. Why do they have all these TVs for one game?
Imposing our will.
This sucks.
Party in the backfield.
No one.
No one. How beats is the hut, but this might be close.
I love that Chargers team even more now.
If you were to touch this grass, it would feel as if the history of football was kind of one with your soul, one with your body. And then you look at the views, the sand, Gabriel mountains with the cotton candy clouds, the way the sun will rise and then the sun will set, and as the sun is setting tonight, there's going to be a football game taking place. You're talking about movie stuff. What do you think it is about your team and that locker room, and why do you think you guys have been able to show up every week?
I think the buy-in on our team is unbelievable. We talk about a player-led team. I think a lot of people say that, but so rarely do you actually see it.
Two Goliath Big Ten teams. What a magical matchup here in the Rose Bowl. And watching Ohio State do what they did to Tennessee, it felt good for the North. They did. It felt good for the bowl.
Look at that field.
God, look at those mountains.
Look at those mountains. San Gabriel Mountains. There's the field.
The San Gabriel.
San Gabriel Mountains.
I believe that means the Gabriel.
All parties and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours.
AJ Hawk's working for the bowl. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to beautiful Pasadena, California, the granddaddy of them all, the 111th Rose Bowl, which will be taking place on the most beautiful field in the history of football. The Oregon Ducks, who are the Big Ten champs, will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. The college football playoff is obviously in the middle of a transition era, but we go back in time into a movie-like setting to battle in the Big Ten to see who gets to move on and who goes home. Our UFO just flew over top B-2 stealth bomber and in the national anthem. And on a day in the United States of America where a heinous act has happened, it's a nice reminder that we'll get your ass. You might take a shot, but you're never gonna win. And 10 for Will Howard. Same exact play action. Drops it off to Jeremiah Smith. With space. He's a monster. Jeremiah Smith. First touch is a touchdown. Time. Shot down the middle. Puka. Ooh, touchdown.
See the split safeties right here. So Will Howard knows his read, looks him off, steps up in the pocket. Great throw.
Takes a shot. And what happens? Jeremiah Smith comes up with the ball. Handoff. Run to the left. Jordan James. Ray Alba. Will Howard. Time. Oh, no. Jeremiah Smith's wide ass open. And that's a touchdown. Ohio State is kicking the living shite out of the Oregon Ducks. If Jeremiah Smith is on your team, I think you can win every game. Travion Henderson. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown. They can run it. They can spin it. They can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now. Gathers a low snap. Rolls left, throws back to the right. Jeremiah Smith's on the field. So that's another first down. Thus far, this game has been absolutely shite. Step in. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. You got Matt Hardy on the left there. AJ, chance.
I see it at the 47. Unfortunately,
my youngest son puked all over himself and went to the hospital, so my whole family's not here anymore to hear that. But I'm getting some updates every once in a while. He seems to be doing not much better. He puked over the whole section. Jeez. Instant urgent care, instant hospital.
Oh, no. What type of shite was he eating? Is someone making salmon down here? We came down here and smelled like fish.
Look at this.
For those that have never been here, I would recommend coming and checking it out. Although this particular game was absolute shite. Woo!
Hey,
Why?
let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this What Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Hour 3 of the program starts right now. Football! This man's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, AJ Hawk. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, Darius
Yes,
Butler
sir.
is here. 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, host of In the Trenches, Top 5. AQ Shipley is here live from Hammer. Dahn. Is AP Tone, an accomplished author of college football, and he will certainly be a big piece of what we're about to do. The conversation we're about to have is not like the other ones. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another college football convo with Stanford Steve.
Yeah, Steve-o.
What's going on?
Sweet. Digital camo.
Yeah, what's going on? I mean, you look really cool right now. What is? So what do we have here, Steve? What is this?
Just some Navy, Fear the Bones, Jolly Rogers, little Navy, big game this week.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, Navy, tough one against North Texas. Not as tough as Tyler Huang with you under the upright, though.
I stand by it.
Sorry, Jonah.
Jonah. Yeah, a lot of kicks I saw this weekend looked very similar that were all called no good.
I appreciate you doing this for the good of the team. I appreciate Herb Street bringing out the blockers. I respect the fact that Jonah was a high school kicker, all region, going 3 of 5. Yep. And I also love the fact that everybody was kind of saying, no, I think it hooked in. And you were like, nope. Because I heard everybody in the ear going, no, I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't think so, says Stanford Steve. Everybody in there was saying it's good, it's good, it's good. And you're like, and then you even went a step further. Yep, that thing actually, nope, sorry about it. That one left, brother. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
As this kid's celebrating, Steve's looking him right in his eye. I don't think so, brother. You think that? Once a review, obviously they counted it from the angles that we had, but I want to let you know, I appreciate your integrity to say, with these eyes, I didn't see it go in. And that's what that segment needs is good integrity in there. So thank you, Stanford Steve.
Yeah, I didn't think it was conclusive. That when it went to the review, I didn't think it was conclusive. So we're moving on. Can't wait till this week. We'll get after it.
Yeah, I hope
to go to Lubbock.
I liked your move. I want to let you know I do appreciate your move. And if the camera angle wasn't where it was, it might have looked a little different, like maybe it was a miss. Correct. And you're a hero. Instead, I think you're a number 6 or 16th trending topic in the United States of America, and a lot of people were saying this guy's an asshole.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, this guy's an asshole. So I appreciate you sticking up. And then your tweet later, that SMU kick looked pretty similar. What was that?
Same thing.
Steve's got a point.
And they said no good there. Steve's like, I'm the bad guy? I know ball is what Steve's saying. Oh, we covered the upright. You see? Oh, no, we didn't.
Same kick.
That's no good.
It's like the same kick.
That's no good.
That guy was all over.
That's no good.
That is no good, Ty. You're 100%
Side by side, they're both wide right.
Stanford Steve, you're a good man. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Love you, Steve.
We also did go to a website because you told us to.
Yeah.
Although we don't love that you were told to do that. We went because we love you. We support you. Same with Herbie. And just know that Stanford Steve, even though people were saying that you're trying to, rob these kids of money and everything like that, we think you're a good guy. We love you, Steve. We love you, buddy.
Love you guys too.
Okay,
Appreciate you.
You know what else we love? The thought of starting with 12, counting down to 1. And last night, we got the first bracket from the actual committee that's going to be doing the selecting of the college football playoff. What's your big takeaway from last night, Steve? And what should you be thinking about? Basically, Tone's take was they don't respect Oregon much. It seems like Oregon doesn't have a lot of respect. They're one loss away from potentially being out of this entire thing. Is that something you agree with? And what else did you see?
I see where they're coming from with Oregon, but I get it, with the best win being against Northwestern. Now, the good thing about Oregon, they have plenty of opportunities moving forward. I thought the top 3, I wanted to see what that was going to look like, and I had a feeling Ohio State was going to be with what their game control and what their dominance has looked like. Plenty of people have talked about the competition that they've played, but I look at them being ahead of Indiana simply due to one reason. Look who Indiana scheduled in the out-of-conference, and look what Ohio State did in scheduling Texas in that opener. So I have no problem with Ohio State being number 1. A&M might have the best win in the country at Notre Dame, but there's other games with the defense. I thought the board chair made good, valid points with how dominant the defenses of Indiana and Ohio State have been compared to one, little thing about A&M. Yeah, the defense has given up more points. The biggest takeaway to me is that this committee seems to be rewarding close losses. And when you look at Notre Dame with 2 close losses at that, last play of the game, they're ahead of say, Texas, Iowa, plenty to play for, moving ahead. But it seems like they got a lot of credit for, keeping it close against Indiana in a home game. So that was one thing I thought was pretty evident that close losses look to be a factor for this committee.
AP Tone, your thoughts on the close loss theory from Stanford Steve?
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely correct. I mean, Notre Dame lost on, a fumbled snap at home to A&M in overtime, and then a close loss down in Miami in week 1. And then if you want to talk about Texas Tech, who is right ahead of them, their only loss is on a last-second play to Arizona State. So when Steve's talking about the close losses, for sure, and Georgia's close loss would be better than Oregon's, obviously, because IU kind of handled them a good bit, and their one loss being to Bama, who's the number 4 seed. So yeah, as far as Steve's talking about those close losses, that is definitely a thing, and that's definitely going to drive people crazy.
Yes, definitely going to drive people crazy, but this is also going to make some football people pumped about, hey, who do you play? What are your losses? Where are your losses? What do your losses look like? When were your losses? Like, that is something that I think a lot of people hope that they add into the decision-making process. What are they going strictly off? Each kind of committee has their own thing, right? Stanford Steve, isn't that kind of part of the problem? Like, this committee might view things vastly different than last year's committee, and then people will say, well, last year they didn't. And it's like, well, this is a completely different situation, right? Isn't that kind of like the evolving process of the CFP committee?
Yeah, that's, I think some things are subjective and object. People want to throw all those big words around. I try and just watch the games and figure out who's the best. But the way my record is going this year, I can't be on that any say. So I'm going to listen to the people that are in the room in the committee. The one thing I will say is that the idea of the losses with Miami, I was interested in the Miami-Notre Dame comparison. And Miami being 8 spots lower than Notre Dame tells you, I think it's more recency. Miami is as frustrating in their losses as anybody. You got one loss where the quarterback throws 4 picks. Another loss, I believe they had 13 penalties in an overtime game where they had the lead and had a costly penalty for SMU to get a field goal. So Miami is the one, I think, the biggest loser to me right now, because when you look at them moving forward, there's not a lot of opportunities, along with Vanderbilt. They don't have a lot of opportunities to get wins and move up as does Oregon, or even say a Texas Tech or a BYU. Like, they have ranked teams on their schedule. So Miami being down that far, it was pretty eye-opening to me.
Yeah, bad for the ACC as well, and obviously lose games, that's what's going to happen, especially up there. And you start asking yourself, is there going to be 2 bids out of the ACC, or are they only going to get 1? Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Steve, looking at the games remaining, especially with those teams that are on that bracket, is Georgia Tech versus Georgia going to be the biggest game, you think, in that rivalry's history? But as far as just foreseeing what the playoff's going to be, Georgia Tech goes down, someone else goes in, Georgia goes down, they're out. All of a sudden, maybe a different SEC team, Texas, by chance they slide in. Well, what do you think about that situation kind of brewing now?
Yeah, I think it's enormous, Connor. When you look at Georgia Tech and what they are, their strength of schedule, I believe, is in the hundreds. And, that's a team that every year is going to play Georgia, right? So you got an out-of-conference game there. They go and schedule Colorado, who you think is going to be all right, but they're getting worse and worse every week. You beat Clemson, and Clemson might not make a bowl game. And it's just tough. And then, you have that game that catches up to you where you can't get your defense on track against NC State, and you get that first loss. But they are in control. The comparative thing, and that's why I think the Miami-Notre Dame thing is unfortunate also, is as big as these conferences are, we get less and less head-to-head, and I think head-to-head should matter a ton. So the Georgia Tech game is going to be enormous as far as comparative. It's an out-of-conference game. It's an SEC versus ACC. And, to Georgia Tech's point, it's not going to get in their way of making the ACC title game. But, yeah, that's I thought they were ranked properly with what their resume actually is when you take a step back and look at it. But they got a couple chances for some monster wins. But, yeah, that game is enormous, to your point.
You talk about the SEC and the ACC showing out there at that particular point for maybe how many bids should they have. And then the Big 12 obviously has a lot of teams vying for the Big 12 championship, still very much in it, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, BYU, Utah might be having a Holy War reunion at the Big 12 championship game. But then you think about that other conference, the one up north. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Steve, when you look at the back half of the rankings with Iowa, Michigan, and USC all clustered right there, do you think that suggests that more than likely the Big Ten is only going to be a 3-bid league? Because obviously you could make the case that either SC or Iowa would swap with Oregon potentially because they both still have to play them. And then obviously they're, kind of saving grace to get a fourth team in would be Michigan potentially beating Ohio State. But with the way this is set up right now, do you think that means that the Big Ten is probably only getting 3 teams in?
Yeah, that's the way it looks right now. What I will say to those teams individually, control your own destiny, what have you, it's there. The issue I have is if Michigan wins and beats Ohio State, they're going to be in the Big Ten title game because their other loss is out of conference. So you would have potentially Indiana, Michigan in Indianapolis, and Ohio State sitting with one loss and in the most recent number 1 team in the country, which would turn, throw a whole flux. Iowa, it's there, man. I would be pumped if I was an Iowa fan. Knowing that you're 20. Yeah, I mean, what a weekend for you. You got the Packers Monday night. We got Iowa, CBS 3:30. Good luck. I hope you don't have your kids this weekend.
Jeez.
You need some time.
Send the kids out there. Send the kids out there. It's a big one. Iowa can win maybe the biggest game that they've had in a long time during the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, it really is all in front of them. It was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek fun. Now,
lingering.
Yeah, lingering. But, like, I as of right now, I really do feel like they're going to beat Oregon this weekend. I don't think there's been this much juice around an Iowa team in quite some time in the building as well. But then the true test, I mean, obviously that's a test, but they have to go to USC. So it's like if they could get through both those teams, though, like, look out. Iowa might be sneaking in there as like an 11 or a 12 seed.
Go ahead, Tone.
Steve, I was just looking at that, and I brought it up earlier, but I wanted to get your opinion. Notre Dame's sitting at 10, and then right behind them, Texas and Oklahoma, both with 2 losses as well. Texas still has Georgia and A&M. Oklahoma's still got Bama. If it's a big if, but if those teams went out, is there a chance they jump Notre Dame and Notre Dame's sitting on the outside with their 2 close losses?
They should, but I don't see it happening. Okay. The most definite thing I feel about right now is that Notre Dame's going to get a home game in the playoff. When you look at what they've done, and I just wish they were down a little bit so they had to earn that 10-game win streak to get in. And you prop them up again, like I said, to the 2 close losses, and then everybody throws away what they looked like last week against Boston College.
It's a good football
Boston
team.
College is atrocious. Stanford beat Boston College. They are not a good football team.
Stanford's playing good ball.
Bill O'Brien said they're showing up and fighting. Okay, you want to be negative, get the hell on out of here.
Sun's up.
Sun's up, we're playing football.
I love Bill O'Brien, but they're not a good outfit. As I said.
Oh, that's what the guy asking the question
Not
said.
a good outfit.
Yeah, the guy asking the question, Bill O'Brien said, this sucks, basically. And Bill O'Brien said, I don't want to hear it. Okay, we need to be. This is a real press conference. It happened, yesterday, maybe 2 days ago?
Yeah, and even worse if you go back to how Bill O'Brien got there. Guy could have been the OC of Ohio State last year, if I do remember correctly, or was that 2 years ago? But either way, I think it makes sense now why Jeff Hafley left BC because they got no resources up there.
Well, Bill O'Brien said his son's up and we're playing football.
That's
so
right. Amen.
He's about sick of all the negativity.
Hockey season now for the BC Eagles.
Yeah,
Just
they're going to be in
that
that Frozen Four. We know they're going to be dangling around with their sticky mitts. We understand that that's going to happen. But yes, you're talking about Notre Dame's big-time wins. They're going to have to put on a show. I think Tone said at the beginning of the year, he said, if Notre Dame wins every game by 30 like they did last year, and they just kind of do that for the rest of the year, they're definitely going to get in the college football playoff. I assume they were already out because they had so many wins. But Texas A&M being who they are, obviously is a big deal for them. Like, I think that's a big deal. And then Reese Davis, who is a very influential person in college football. He speaks to the committee. He's one of the only people that get to do that. He hosts College Game Day. He said Notre Dame eye test top 5 team in America, and it's like maybe just the 2 losses are completely tough luck almost, because everybody talks about the Notre Dame schedule. Like, Notre Dame's able to schedule whoever they want. They're independent. They're going to be on national TV. They got enough money. They're able to kind of do what they want. They don't have a conference championship. They have it easy when it comes to that. It's like they scheduled some tough ones early. They lost them both, and then the national narrative for the first time was like Notre Dame is done. So it's like a very different Notre Dame season as opposed to like one where they're kind of who they played. Now it's like, well, they've actually played top three team, lost them close, very close, and they've dominated everybody else. They're going to get in, we all assume.
Yeah.
It's Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame.
They should just say at the start of the year, no matter what, Notre Dame, you lose 2 or less, you're auto bid.
That should be a part of the rules, because remember the SEC and the Big Ten allegedly are like, hey, if you make the championship game, you should be automatically in. So like that's what I think was being talked about, because, you know, the big angle started to become, well, these guys aren't going to want to play in championship games because it's another loss. Like, what is championship game?
Mm-hmm.
Championship game means nothing because these teams don't care because they just don't want to get there because they don't want to lose. And it's like, well, if you made an automatic bid for both finalists of the championships, then it's a whole different conversation. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. But whenever we get there, maybe it is like finalists for the championship games get in, and Notre Dame, if they have less than 2 losses, they also get a spot. All the other spots up for grabs. There's a chance that they actually do that, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, but it's Notre Dame, okay? Like, so we can say all this kind of stuff. It's one of the most powerful and biggest and most beloved institutions in the United States. So if they're even on the cusp of potentially getting in, they're going to say, hey, would you rather see Notre Dame or Memphis in the playoff?
Well, Memphis is obviously Group of 5.
No, yeah, I get it.
They got their own slot. There's no reason for you to attack Beale Street there.
I'm just saying, if Notre Dame is even close to getting in.
You think that committee's going to say?
Got a lot of old white people on that committee. How many of those guys are Catholics?
You think they're?
I don't know.
En nome del Padre.
Yeah. Et Fili. Espiritu Santo.
Espiritu Santo.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah. There is.
Let's get Notre Dame in this thing.
Now that is always the problem.
Probably Baptist.
That's what everybody thinks is actually happening. Okay, that's what everybody is thinking actually happening. And there's a chance anytime humans are involved, there is a little bit of bias. Now, let's talk about bias. Let's talk about trust. D-Bud has a question for you, Steve.
Yeah, I want to ask you, Steve, maybe even you, Tony, the eye test. Which one of these quarterbacks, if you pop up, which one of these quarterbacks do you trust the most down the stretch?
Ooh.
Mendoza, Moore.
It's Mendoza.
Simpson.
Sayin. Reed.
Bachmar.
Gunner.
Gronowski.
Thank you.
He's not on there.
He should be. He's lingering, though.
Lingering.
Yeah.
Gronowski's outside the graphic.
I mean, I look at all the toys that each quarterback has to play with, D-Butt, and they all have awesome deals where, saying continually, you see them open up the playbook more and more throws down the field. Marcel Reed, doing more with his legs in that win the last time we saw him against LSU. Simpson's a guy that's probably responded the best to adversity, knowing what Florida State looked like, but then ramping it up. And I thought him being the reason, 3rd down, 4th down conversions at Missouri, at Georgia, jumping them early. I would probably trust Simpson because I've seen him face adversity and I know what I'm getting. But, I mean, the guy we're not even talking about in Mendoza, I'm not sure what Surratt's going to do. Is he going to be out a couple weeks? Indiana sounds like they got pretty banged up, so I'm interested to see how many guys they have I'm not saying they're going to, blow it at Penn State. But right now, when you're saying with all things aligned, I would look at Tyson.
What are we even saying these words? Okay, blow it and all this other stuff. Let's not put that on the universe. Obviously, Indiana's having a miraculous run. Fernando Mendoza, an absolute stud. But you're right, the injury is certainly something. And AJ, let's talk about Julian Sain. He's the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman. Nobody really talking about him strictly because he has so much talent or because you guys haven't played anybody. Not your fault, but you seemingly haven't played anybody, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a tough spot. They are so good that no matter who they play, they're going to say, oh, this team sucks anyway. No matter, like Penn State started out, weren't they number one in the country, like preseason? Like, I understand things happen, but yeah, they're taking care of business. And I went to this is the first Ohio State game I went to in person this year, the Penn State game, and watching, I was like, we got a little pregame field passes with my kids, and then they usher you up and get you off the field. You can't sit there and watch the game there. And I hung around and watched like the first couple drives. And Julian saying the ball, man, I tell you what, Pat, when we see a guy throw a ball in person, you can kind of tell early. Mm-hmm. And that dude, he's got it. Like I know he's thrown to some studs, but this dude, he has the moxie, how he carries himself, how he walks to the huddle, everything about him. Like he seems like he's been starting for 10 years.
What year is this for him?
Second year, I believe, right?
Yeah, redshirt freshman, right?
Oh, so he's got another year at least. That's great news for Ryan Day and obviously the entire offense, but he's not getting much chatter at all. And I love that Coach Saban said he was at Alabama and the coach had him playing scout team for an entire year. What a dumbass or something like that. It's like he has been high on saying, Coach Saban has been high on saying since like before the Texas-Ohio State game. And now he's odds-on favorite to win the Heisman. Feels like the sports books are high on him. We need an Ohio State primetime match. We need a massive game. And AJ, to your point, Penn State was supposed to be that. They're not. It's like every game is supposed to be, and then it's not. Yeah. But there's teams that get caught by these teams, though. And Ohio State has not. They've maintained their dominance. And that defense is outrageous, AJ Hawk.
That's the thing I wanted to ask Stanford Steve. We asked, like, hey, which quarterback do you trust or pass the eye test? Which defense do you trust the most, Stanford Steve, when you look at those top 4 to 6 teams?
Yeah, I've thought about this a lot watching these teams, AJ. And to me, Ohio State plays better team defense. Indiana has better difference makers up front. But you guys talked about Arvell Reese earlier. Like I saw their their last practice before the Texas game. I'm like, who the hell is number 8? Where's he been hiding? And then he's just gone crazy this year. Obviously you love the back end styles, both of them, the speed they play with. So I trust Ohio State the most. I would just, if Indiana's in that conversation, I understand it, but they have more difference makers up front. But Fisher didn't play against Maryland. He's the quarterback of that defense. He really impressed me against Oregon. But overall trust, I go with the Buckeyes.
All right. We appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Oklahoma's defense also very, very good. They're right on the outside. If they're able to find their way in, and we're heading to Lubbock, Texas, down there. BYU, Texas Tech. What should I be knowing? I've been hearing a lot about tortillas, and then tortillas, I guess, are kind of bans or something like that from the game. And obviously, I can't wait to get down there. I've heard we got some cowboy mentality.
Oh, hell
down
yeah.
there.
I am very, very lucky, Pat. I was there in Lubbock for the greatest night in the history of Lubbock, the Michael Crabtree catch against Texas. It's probably the best sporting event I've ever been to in my life. The place was absolutely insane. If you go back, it's Halloween weekend. The Batman movie with Heath Ledger had just come out. Everyone's dressed as the Joker. It was nuts. And They get the Crabtree catch. They rush the field like 3 times. Like when there's 1 second left in the game, Texas Tech has to kick off from like their 5-yard line. And the field is just absolute madness. Like I said, the best atmosphere I've seen. So they're already camping out. Be ready for some steaks the size of your head. Yeah, I'm standing right there like the 10-yard line. You could see me.
There he is. Not the other guy. It's that other guy.
Absolute scene with what was. I think McConaughey went up to the press box because the sidelines were so crazy that night. But it was an all-timer. It is. You want to talk about West Texas, man? It's all in Lubbock, and now with the money, I'm hearing Coach McGuire said you won't even recognize it with the facilities and all that. So I can't wait. like I said, steaks for your head, the size of your head. I can't wait to eat one Friday night and Thursday.
I like big old meat. I like big old meats, especially, you get a little cowboy cut, on that thing, a little bit of savory sauce on that thing down there, And you got one big old hat, you walk in there, you hang that some bitch on the wall because we like to show respect to the place that we are. You got them boots on, you got a buckle on, and by God, we're tucking that some bitch in, and we're going ahead and button that all the way up. Maybe pops. Mm-hmm. Definitely got a little bit of inseam on this thing right here. Definitely a little inseam. We'll pop that thing up too if we want it. I can't wait to get down there.
You already got the fit picked up?
In my mind, I see what it looks like or could look like.
Where's some pearl snaps? Some pearl snaps on your shirt.
So, certainly a possibility. But on that note, there's a gentleman. I don't know if I should say his name or not, but he was some town. What's that, like the person who coordinates what events come into town and stuff like that? It's like a town
community organizer,
something along those. It was a voted in something. Okay, this guy, whenever we went down to Texas for something, he was there. He delivered me a cowboy hat. My name is blah blah blah. They call me the Wolf. Have you ever seen anything like that? I get things done. Yada yada yada. Welcome to Texas. Sick cowboy hat. This guy, sick. He had boots on, obviously the entire thing. I'm like, hell yes. I wore that thing on game day. That is I believe it was either the tan one or the black one. I forget which one it was, but it was the first time I wore one. It was from this man. This man is a Texas Tech grad. So he has reached out and been like, hey, listen, we got ideas here. So I think I'm going to be pretty suited and booted.
Let's go.
We got a lot of belt buckles being offered up. Obviously, they earn them down there. I just buy them. So it's a little bit different animal. Mm-hmm. But they are a sweet accessory to add to yourself. So I think it should be a pretty country-ass Saturday. I mean, they're camping. Yeah, we talk about them camping out. They got like tents lined up outside the stadium, I think, for them to get in there, set up Mario Kart outside. I mean, they are.
Kids taking shifts.
Yeah, garden tents and spots to get in there. It's like the place is outrageous, and they got a huge one against BYU. I cannot wait to get down there. Literally, Graham Harrell, what a stud, AJ. I heard you say his name.
He's awesome. Great throw. Great throw. Great. How do you stay in bounds on that?
It's kind of like that Ryan Williams from the other day.
Yeah, very similar. You're right.
Blake Gideon dropped an interception right before that, too.
See Toddy, brother.
I always come back and bite you.
Catch the ones they throw you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Steve, we appreciate the hell out of you. You look awesome, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, thank you for wearing a WVU. We won. Huge win.
Right. Monster win. Now we're a favorite this week. Come on.
Is the hard edge back?
I think so.
I'm thinking, yeah. Scotty Fox, quarterback? Yeah.
Damn right.
I'm thinking we got a guy. The moxie through the roof. Hard edge real. And these guys have all had to battle through one training camp with Rich Rod, one summer conditioning, okay, and hard times this season. So the guys that are still playing and still there, I think are a bit hardened. Like, I think we have kind of maybe got to the point where it's like a culture is close. And then obviously we're going to have to add in the offseason, but it's like maybe Rich Rod is able to find a little something out of these boys.
Yeah.
Maybe he is able to find a little something out there. And in the Big 12 now, I know Texas Tech is obviously going to be good. BYU is going to be good forever. Utah is the real deal, but Mountaineers start climbing all of a sudden. Now there's a little bit of an East Coast fist fight coming to town. They're coming straight out of the mountains with a hard edge and an attitude, and hopefully a lot more boosters going forward. We need more. Steve, why don't you come give some money to West Virginia Mountaineers?
Can the Jerry West estate help out maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they do.
dead.
Maybe they do, though. Yeah, but maybe they do. Johnny West, his son, his boy played basketball.
Yes.
He was awesome. Johnny West was a great guy. But yeah, if you run into anybody with a lot of money, just ask them if they want to pick up the West Virginia Mountaineers. That's what I'm doing right now at this moment.
Yeah, and we're going to West Texas. There's a lot of oil money down there. Maybe they like West Virginia.
Yeah, I fear, though, with us being in a Big 12 with them, I need to find a natural gas well.
Exactly.
I need to maybe get my own rig to kind of dive down there and get natural gas. Maybe we're the West Virginia Gas Mountaineers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe we get in there. I need to talk to Jerry Jones and find that shit. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen, Stanford Steve.
Yes,
AJ, I don't know if we've gotten your full take on Jerry Jones thinking that he's going to make $100 billion. So what are we talking about football for right now? What are we talking about football for?
What we can't do, we have technology now. He can still go manage $100 billion possible, I guess, that he's trying to pump out, and then still work on the Cowboys. Look, he's still able to make big deals, bring some players in.
That's right. He's the one on the phones making all these trades as well. He is the general manager for the Dallas Cowboys, and we certainly love the way he's just come out and said, yeah, if it's boring, I'll fucking stir it up. Just why not? Yeah, if not me, then who? We're going to talk about the Cowboys, but there's $100 billion present value with gas out there. That's why I'm talking to you on the telephone rather than trying to fix our defense with the Dallas Cowboys. I woke up this morning. I got sent a memo. I fucking printed it out. I read it. They said $100 billion. Whose $100 billion is that? That could be yours, Mr. Jones. All we got to do is get 3 miles down. It's going to be tough to do, but if you give us about $1 billion, we'll be able to get $100 billion. Is this in about a week or about a month? Probably like a year, sir. Oh. Well, let's get some shovels. Let's get this thing started. And that's Jerry Jones in a nutshell. He's always going to go for it. He goes big. Him getting Quinnen Williams feels like he says he's going big. I got one trade already done. That was the Logan Wilson one. I might have another one. Quinnen comes in there. You know, he's always going to be the topic. Are they ever going to be able to win? And maybe they need to make a play for offensive line. Because if you have a great offensive line, you have a great football team. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go in the trenches with AQ Shipley for our top 5 performing offensive lines out of Week 9. Who's number 5, AQ?
San Francisco 49ers.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't control who you play, obviously. Sorry, Bruce. They're not very good on defense right now, and everybody's running all over them. Let's look at this backside combo, though. You got Jake Brendo out with an injury. Insert Matt Hennessy, former Atlanta Falcon, gets to climb. Juszczyk out in space. Trent Williams doing his thing. Christian McCaffrey runs through a
big gaping hole. We love those.
If you go back to the beginning real quick, Foxy, remember a couple weeks ago we had Juszczyk as a tilt. He faked it, went this way. Now we gain +1 on this toss. Crack toss gains leverage on the defense. Love the way they ran that.
Is Juszczyk still the indicator on where everything's going? Is that what you're finding?
He always is, but the thing that they're doing differently now is now they're starting to send them one way and bring them back. So you can't get full tells. It's pretty cool what they're doing.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me every time. That's Juszczyk football. It seems like he is always going right where the play's going, and it's right off his ass, and it always works. Congrats to him putting together maybe one of the greatest fullback resumes in the history of ball. Who's number 4 performing offensive line of Week 9? Wow, the LA Rams.
LA Rams.
Wow, congrats to them.
Yeah, they did a great job. They ran for almost 170 yards this week between Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. Here you got Blake Corum. Check this out. You call the perfect play into a slanting defense. Everybody slants. Cool. All you got to do is seal the edge. Look at Parkinson on Demario Davis at the second level. Might be a hold, but got away from it or got away with it there. And then look at Puka Nacua getting this thing started. Outside wide zone. I mean, anybody can run through that hole, boys.
Puka Nacua giving it up for the boys. Obviously love everything about it. Sean McVay always has a good run game. You know, there was that one year they had a potential ass offensive line. They address it and move on. He respects the position, I believe.
The thing I love about what he's done this year, if you go back to 16, 17, when he first got there, he was ahead of the game. He was doing all the shifts and motions. They were going jet motion, and they were just pushing to spots. This year, they went back to simplicity. They are doing every single thing the same way, same formation, and they are downhill at you and running the zone.
Oh, I just saw the number 3 performing offensive line out of Week 9. Holy hell, that's good football
team. Football team.
Good football team. The Carolina Panthers.
Wow, congrats on that big win.
Pounding.
If we can pause this real quick, I'm just going to set this up. This was a pivotal play in the game, right? This is the play that got them into field goal range to win the game. And if you look at Bryce Young and you look at Rico Dowdle, they notice that Micah Parsons is standing up, Cooper standing up. See him talking? They're basically bluffing, making it think like, hey, we're going to run a pass right here, and you got him in pass protection. And then they seal it off. They hand it off. You get man coverage on the back end, brings the safety out of the box. Everybody seals it off, and you get the huge run right there.
First down, win the game, set them up, obviously, for the field goal. Bluffing the Green Bay Packers defensive front. Everybody's saying we're going to go for a pass, and instead Dowdle shows incredible patience. AJ, this Dowdle fella, Rico, is awesome to watch. Now, he can't be pumping and gyrating after he scores touchdowns. He's learned that lesson, I guess. We all have, that some refs just ain't going to have any pumps. I'm a no-pump ref.
Oh.
You can have 2 pumps maybe with other refs. You are no pump territory with me on the call. Rico learned that. And also I think we're all learning he's a dog, AJ Hawk.
No, he's awesome. And credit to Bryce Young. Yeah, he is very demonstrative when he's going over and pointing and bluffing this whole situation. So hopefully he continues to do that as the year goes. But yeah, look at that. All right, come on. I guess he would get you thinking though, if you're Micah and you're this defense. Well, is he messing with me? This is kind of weird. I haven't seen him do this a whole lot. That's the thing, man. Bryce Young is growing.
It's funny to think about, the respect the defense has for you is how they're going to respond to that. Okay? If they think you would just give that away like that loud and that easy, they're like, oh, this guy, what a dipshit. And then he can get work. If that was somebody else who's like an established, I'm not saying Bryce Young isn't going to become that guy, but if that is like Peyton or Tom or Drew, even who just signed a deal to call games for Fox, Drew Brees is going to be in the booth alongside Adam Amin, friend of the program. Good luck to him going in there. We all assume that this is the replacement by Fox for the situation that happened with Mark Sanchez in Indianapolis. But the fact that Bryce Young, pulls it off at the stage in which he's at, it's almost like the perfect time for it, because I don't think the defense thinks something is up immediately. Like if Peyton's doing that, everybody's like, huge.
Yep.
Peyton, why would Peyton? There's no way he would be giving away that much. Bryce might be a guy, huh?
He might be. That's next level stuff. And that situation right there was 2nd and 10, tie ball game, less than a minute. So, like, if you do throw a pass incomplete, now you got 3rd and long, and then you maybe give Jordan Love and those guys an opportunity. So that's good ball right there. That's winning football right there.
Hey, Carolina Panthers are a good football team.
It's a good football team.
They are.
That's a good football team. And Bryce Young, although he did have the lowest quarterback rating in the NFL this past week, he still got the win, did enough, did what he had to do.
They're running it
him right there.
Oh, yeah. They're running it.
No,
they
without a
love
doubt.
Rico Dowdle down
He's
there.
unreal.
I've talked to guys in the building down there. Love Rico Dowdle. By the way, let me say this too. They're on their 7th offensive line combination. They continue to get hurt, and they continue to run for 150 yards every day.
I would love Rico, too.
Who's that O-line coach, AQ, do you know?
Yeah, Harold Goodwin's my guy. He was my O-line coach 9 of my 12 years.
Goody and Joey Gilbert down there, the operation.
Big deal.
Great vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Those dudes, great vibes, incredible vibes. Now, they've been coaching a long time, especially in the offensive line world. But, yeah, that's an incredible job. And I assume they're potentially the ones that are telling you, we love Rico. This guy
that's
is
exactly
making
right.
everybody's life a lot better. Special culture they're potentially building. Speaking of a special culture, number 2 performing offensive line of Week 9.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, and they were the most physical team in this game. It wasn't even close. Whenever you line up against the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to beat them up physically. They got guys across that can be bullies like Chris Jones. They took it to him, but this is their bread and butter play. And let me tell you, Jackson Hawes, their new tight end, and Reggie Gilliam, every bit as important to this offensive line. They love this play. Send the tight end back, get the fullback up, get the seal by everybody else on the offensive line, skinny through there. Unbelievable job.
It's 1st and 10 in the second quarter there. Got a couple blockers leading the way. James Cook cooking for the Buffalo Bills. I like the physicality of this team. I like that they will fight you. Like the Buffalo Bills defense, what they did to Patrick Mahomes, and then offensive line-wise, we talk about Deion Dawkins. They will. And they're going to have to, I think.
Oh, they're physical. Dawkins is unbelievable. David Edwards, incredible, former Super Bowl winner with the LA Rams. McGovern's incredible at center. I mean, obviously, Spencer Brown's an absolute psychopath. He self-described, I think. We saw that a couple weeks ago. But their tight end and fullback are awesome. I mean, they got a really good team. And on the other side of the ball, their defensive line's playing really well, too. They got one of their guys back. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Hoecht. Is it Height? Okay, so he tears his Achilles in his first game back, which big loss for them because he was bringing some juice.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills back in it. Buffalo 6-2 right now, 2nd in the AFC East behind the Patriots, who are 7-2. They've already had their bye week. How will they finish? And wow, this is a massive one. The number 1 offensive line in Week 9. The Chicago Bears. Congrats to the Bears.
Wow.
I guess high-scoring affair. The Bears' offensive line had to be great.
If you turn on their film, there is bodies on the floor on every single play. And you got to give Ryan Poles a lot of credit. He went out and made some crazy moves this offseason. We're going to really bring in a bunch of new offensive linemen, and it has paid off. If you watch this, check out this. By the way, their left tackle, Braxton Jones, starts the season. He gets injured. They put this guy in, this Canadian who was on the practice squad, Theo Benedict. You want to talk about a block? Let's watch this dude. Climb on the safety, run his ass to the fucking sideline, bury him into the fucking bench.
That's awesome. Illegal.
How good is that?
What do you mean, AJ?
That's actually pretty awesome. I can't lie.
Okay, so that's the left tackle.
I don't want to be that defender, but that's great.
AJ, so that's the left tackle, and I think the boys in the back got another clip of Darnell Wright. Let's take a look at this. Here he is to our left playing right tackle against Shamar Stewart, the first-round pick. Take his ass and bury him on the other side.
Jeez Louise, the Bears are burying these Bengals bodies deep into the dirt.
That's it.
I thought I was trying to think of another B word, but they're for real, huh? The Monsters of the Midway are actually the Monsters of the Midway.
Who does that remind you of? That's the Detroit Lions offensive line just beating you up. That's what Ben Johnson's bringing to this team.
Wow, Ben Johnson's culture settling in everywhere. Yeah, so you're saying that the offensive line for the Chicago Bears is going to be good for the rest of the year?
They're healthy. Dolman, the new center, unbelievable. The 2 tackles are playing great. They got Jonah Jackson at right, and obviously Tooney's an absolute monster. I mean, they look really good.
Chicago Bears are a real deal, Ty. Good luck, bub.
Well, and Rutgers legend Kyle Monungai getting his first start and running for 170 yards, too. I mean, I've been saying it all year. You hear everything from Ben Johnson. Don't love it. You watch him play. Don't love it. But we'll see. You know, I mean, you can't play the Bengals every week.
Jeez. Bengals are in an interesting spot.
They really are.
They didn't trade Trey. They didn't trade.
No.
They didn't do
Nope.
anything. They didn't do anything. Bengals said we're sticking with our guys.
Yeah, we like our guys.
Let's go ahead and try to get this thing figured out. What an interesting time for them, and what an interesting time for the Chicago Bears. They have the number 1 offensive line in the trenches with A.Q. Shipley, as the Niners, Rams, Panthers, and the Buffalo Bills are the rest of the top 5. Congrats to you boys. Way to go. Way to battle. If your offensive line's good, your team's good. So that's what we've learned from this particular segment. So whenever you see the Carolina Panthers show up at 3, it's like, Carolina Panthers? It's good football.
It's a good football team.
This week.
Nah, it's a
Week
good
to week.
football team.
It's every week.
You're right. It is week to week.
It's week to week.
Connor maybe thought you forgot about a team, maybe.
They couldn't run it. They didn't run it very well.
Yeah, definitely not the Patriots. They fucking stink at blocking right now. They've given up like 8 sacks and I don't know, maybe 11 sacks actually.
They're close
the last 2 weeks.
They're close though. They are close.
All right, let's get to some deeper ball in the defensive back world. Let's go secondary eyes through the eyes of everything DB. Good D, bad D with Darius J. Butler.
Yes, sir. I talked about it on the offensive side. I think they won kind of the trade deadline, getting Sam Darnold and Kubiak another weapon with Rashid Shaheed. And we know what this defense has been under Mike McDonald. Now, you get in 3rd and 17. That opens up the full playbook for what we love, some exotics here, some overload blitzes. So if you run it back to the beginning before the motion, the defense does a great job disguising here, maybe showing some type of single high. If you see the safety up top, I believe his last name is Okada. Is that how you pronounce it?
Okada.
You'll see him up top. Look, has his hips open like he's going to rotate to the middle of the field. And then post-snap, Witherspoon, the corner up there to the boundary, you'll see him blitz along with some other guys, and they'll drop out, and this will be a 5-man pressure kind of umbrella fire zone. So he begins to be the flat defender, continues to sink, watching the quarterback, and goes up, climbs the ladder, high points his ball, and makes a phenomenal interception on the sideline. Got both feet in, just an unbelievable play. But it started with the disguise and then the post-snap execution, getting pressure in Jaden Daniels' face, and then going up there and finishing the play. So if you watch it from here, the blitz here, you see that blitz show from the left.
Great timing.
Timed it up perfectly, got the gap. Free hitter on the quarterback, can't step into the throw, kind of sails on them, and you go up and climb and catch the ones they throw to you.
Is that exactly how you want it to work out when you draw that up?
Absolutely. And you already know, it's third in the bus ride, so it's not too many plays that the offense, has dialed up. But for defenses on the flip side, you can do anything. So this is where you want to feast. This is where you want to draw up and run the exotics, as we call them. Just great execution from the front end all the way to the back end. So it lets you know some great coaching going on.
Seahawks are a great football team.
They are. Hell yeah.
Really
Seahawks
good
are a great
football team. All right, that's some good D. Do we
Hell
have some
yeah.
more?
Let's get to the next one. We had him kind of pop in on the show behind All-Pro Poe. Young boy Maxwell Hairston made his debut, got his first interception against Patrick Mahomes. Talked about it yesterday. Patrick Mahomes had his lowest completion percentage in his career against his Buffalo Bills defense. Just a great job here. Once again, another 5-man pressure, fire zone. Deepest is deepest. You're that cover 3 defender. You just get back, keep running, cue the quarterback, and then go up and high point the ball once again. And then it starts once again with pressure in the quarterback's face. Offseason acquisition, Joey Bosa getting pressure in Patrick Mahomes' face. Can't step into the throw and make the one he wants to Worthy. Great job eyeing the ball, going up and getting it, and finishing the play, picking it off from the rookie Hairston.
They were just super physical. Is that what it was? Just like on the offensive side? I mean, the Buffalo Bills offensive line on in the trenches, the Buffalo Bills defense on everything DB, good D, because of how physical they are and obviously making plays here. But were they just clearly the more physical team?
Yes, and that's the mindset every week in NFL. You want to set the tone. You want to be the more physical team, especially when it's two teams that, they're very familiar with each other. They know they're probably going to see each other again in the playoffs. So you want to kind of set that tone early in the season so that when you see them later, you know what's going to come. But you had some young – and they also – I think, lead the league in disguised defenses, and they have some moving parts on the back end.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. They disguise a lot of their coverages. Now, it can be some holes, and they can be susceptible to some things, but they played very well, and you never see Patrick Mahomes he was like 15 for 34, I believe. You never see that stat.
I think going back to Texas Tech, that was the first time since he was in college, I think. He was under 50%.
And he came into this game where, was he the favorite in the MVP?
Yep.
Like, he short his odds, so it was a great performance by that Buffalo Bills defense. Another great performance. This Jacksonville Jaguars defense, second in the NFL with interceptions. But I want you to watch the bottom of the screen. Cover 2, flat defender. You got the tight end motioning out, so he's going to widen them and try to run this quick hitch route. Great job getting his width, staying down in that Cobra-like demeanor, eyes back to Geno Smith, and then making a great break on the ball. This was a low-scoring game, so all of these turnovers, these interceptions matters. Great job by the DB getting the ball, finishing the catch once again. Unbelievable play.
Yeah, Geno Smith, tough with the Raiders. Obviously, this game goes to overtime, so every turnover, every play matters. The Raiders decide to go for 2 for the good of ball, but Jacksonville's seemingly like good football team too.
Finding ways to win close games.
Yeah, and their defense have they been good all year?
So the numbers, they aren't great numbers wise, but like splash plays, havoc plays, like kind of how the Steelers were early on. They're getting wins, just creating a bunch of turnovers. And last season they were bottom of the league in creating turnovers. So up to this point, second only behind the Chicago Bears when it comes to intercepting the ball.
Okay, now it's time for some bad D.
Bad
old D.
And unfortunately, we got to start down in Miami. Lamar Jackson, he returned, and Mark Andrews was eaten. Now, we got Mark Andrews down here. He'll be circled. And he's going to run, if you pause it here, what's called like a mesh route. So you got 2 crossers. You got him coming from the right side, and you have Isaiah Likely kind of in a similar position on the opposite side of the formation. And they're basically going to try to run their defenders into each other. Now, usually one guy should be high, one guy should be low. But Mark Andrews does a great job here of faking the pick and then just climbing, and the defender on him, if you run it back again, just watch. So our technique here, pause it right here. So you're coached up to tailpipe right here. That's what we call it.
Getting the tailpipe, D-Butt.
So actually, go ahead, explain it, AJ, with the tailpipe technique.
I don't. But you see, getting the tailpipe, exactly what we mean.
You guys are diving in guys' tailpipes. So just tell us what that means.
You get right up in his tailpipe, so then you cannot get picked, and you're directly behind him. So if he runs into something, like you're using his body as protection, you're sticking right on him, and then when you clear the pick, you can hopefully undercut him and maybe get a pick or PBU.
Okay, so the tailpipe is you're on the bumper there.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're on the bumper there.
Directly behind him. If you're inside of him, you're getting picked.
You hit somebody, I hit somebody here.
Exactly, directly behind him. But right before contact, if you run it back one more time from this wide copy, you can probably see it from the replay as well. Mark Andrews kind of takes like a little stab with his left foot and then immediately climbs. And I think this was designed because you had a free hitter. You had a free hitter in the pocket right up in Lamar Jackson's face. But Jackson continues to kind of sink back and they just make an accurate throw on his back foot. But great play design, great execution from Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews there.
So much chaos right there. So much trust out of Mark Andrews, too.
Yeah.
Because he's just running, looking back. There's another guy right in front of him that he could obviously get clipped. It's just insanity whenever it all times up perfectly. And Gumpy, let's talk about the Dolphins' defense here. The boys are taking care of each other. The Ravens don't even have to do anything.
Yeah, it was a rough night for Dante Trader. He's a 5th-rounder rookie out of Maryland. He's been very good all year, though. This was just an off night. He's also a very good lacrosse player, too.
Wow.
He's actually a dog. He's been one of our best secondary players all year.
Okay, we like him.
Good young player.
You're going to have these
For
moments.
sure. Learning moment for sure. And then Puka Nacua, welcome back. You'll see him. One of the things about 12 is hard to double him or even scheme how you're going to take him out of the game because you never know at the snap of the ball where he's going to be. Pause it right here. So he's kind of like an offset fullback right now when the ball is snapped. Stafford's going to do a good job, play action, and then this is just an absolute dot. I think it's pretty good coverage down the field. You can't ask for much better coverage, but you couldn't run down there and place this ball between the 1 and the 2 better than Matt Stafford did here from the pocket. It's just unbelievable accuracy, timing, and trust from Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua. So I wouldn't even – this isn't technically bad defense, but I just had to show Big Oos some love for being back out there, showing back up.
Yeah, and obviously hitting the pylon counts as a body part, I do believe. So that's to contact. Stafford's been doing this for so long, AJ.
I know. And look at the time he has, too. Credit to this O-line, because this is kind of a late developing route downfield like this. But, man, you couldn't throw this any better. This is beautiful.
How many times you play against Stafford? A lot?
A bunch, yeah. He came in the league in, 08 or 09?
09.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, probably 6-7 years, twice a year.
Yeah.
So good.
Damn.
And he was, he was the clear-cut number one pick for a reason. And something that Calvin Johnson, Megatron, said earlier is like, it's not just fastballs. You can see that the game is slowed down a ton from him. He's seen defenses change a bunch. You've seen him do it with different offenses. But he's just his arm talent, like he can make every throw. You see the look-off throws every other week. Like he's playing quarterback at a high level right now.
So not necessarily bad D, just great O, but
Great O.
Figure it out, D. Now, do we have another bad D?
Now that was great O and good D, but this is as bad as it gets. 41.
Oh, is this Hall of Fame nom?
42 right. This is a Hoff nom.
Wow. Bad D, Hoff nom.
I mean, anytime you got 83 points with 25 seconds left in the clock, it was bad D on both ends. But this is tough. I don't know what the plan was here coverage wise, because it's 25 seconds left in the game. You don't want to give that team the opportunity to get an easy catch and get in the field goal range and set up for a game with a field goal. But they just say, you know what, fuck it. We'll just let the guys score right here. Now, we see this week in and week out. You got to wrap these guys up. Like, I don't care how long you play. You can't tackle anybody in the National Football League with just a shoulder bump. You have to tackle these guys. You got to wrap them up. So for him to catch this ball and have two safeties right here with the opportunity to get him on the ground.
Man, I didn't even think about it. Are they playing no Moss here?
No.
Are you sure?
They could be.
Yeah,
hey, get the ball back to Joe Flacco.
83 points. Let's make sure we get the ball back. Is this no Moss?
This is usually the situation in defenses that I've been on where you're going to play. You're going to play. If you go back to the wide copy, you're going to play some type of sticky coverage. Maybe even bring some pressure, but you don't want to give up easy completion.
It looks like they're playing no Moss.
It looks terrible.
It looks like they're playing no Moss.
It looks terrible, but I mean, hell of a play by Colston Loveland, the rookie, making the biggest play of his career so far, and great job by the Bears sneaking out of there with a win.
And congrats to Colston Loveland and all the good videos of him coming out after he scores a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice reminder, like, hey, this dude's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Were they putting some bad videos out of it?
Well, just when Tyler Warren was doing his thing.
Oh, of course.
All anybody was saying was, remember, this was the second draft. I even said it a couple times because, like, we were going to probably take a tight end, and it's like it was chosen for us to take Tyler Warren. And it's like, this guy's the best player in football. So there's been a lot of that.
They'll probably be compared to each other for. I don't like that picture right there, but they'll be compared to each other for a long time. But Loveland is a talented, very talented kid.
Oh, is that? He's spitting
He's putting his mouthpiece in. What do you mean?
The ref looks super cool. Yeah,
ref's got rec specs on.
Yeah, the refs are incredible. We need to make sure that we get players. We need to get players into that reffing thing.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we get back into that. Now, I don't think the refs were as asked this past weekend as maybe a weekend before that, but I'm certain we could find some cases. They just need to not be the story ever, and that's going to be tough, especially whenever humans are involved.
For sure.
We appreciate the hell out of you, D-Butt.
Oh, yeah, appreciate you guys.
You too, AQ.
Thank you, boys. Great time. Thank you.
Great to see you, man.
Great to see you guys.
AQ looks good, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
AJ, he's getting a little conscious. He's getting a little body conscious.
He looks great, but AQ, I ran into a guy who said he is a, what do you call it, like wingmaker? What's your thing? What do you do in Arizona for the golf tournament? The big charity deal?
Thunderbird.
He's a Thunderbird with you.
Who is
I forget his name, but yes, he's one of
that
them.
helps a lot.
Memorable guy.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah, I forget. No, it wasn't Michael Phelps.
Did you call him a wing maker?
I didn't know. I forgot the term of what they called that thing.
A Thunderbird, but in your head it was wing maker. So I guess bird, maybe?
Yeah. I knew I probably wasn't right, but I thought that would jog his memory to what I was speaking of.
And we got there.
We got there.
We got there immediately. But just the fact that your brain remembered it as wind maker.
Wing, W-I-N-G, wing maker. What is the term? What is the real term?
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird's wing, W-I-N-G, like a wing of a bird.
Yes,
kind
exactly.
of close.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that is my exact point. The fact that your brain remembered it as wing maker and it's Thunderbird is a beautiful depiction of how that thing works up there. You Thunderbird save the city, though. Thank you for your service to Arizona.
Thank you. We donated over $20 million back to Phoenix this year.
Thank you,
Wow.
Wingmakers.
In 1 year?
1 year.
Speaking of wings,
Dang.
how big were those wings on a Heavenly Hawks? I hate that I wasn't able to be here I had so many questions.
That was so good.
Those things are platinum, brother.
So
Yeah.
many how
many inches
on
were
TV? How were they in real?
They're 22 inches, apparently. 22 inches for his 22-inch biceps, obviously.
Yeah, and we looked up the average biceps pythons, and boy, those 22, 23-inch pythons were gigantic for the time.
About 2 times the size of the average human. Wow. The untrained male, if you will.
Did you expect Heavenly Hulkster to kind of be the breaking news guy for Heaven, just as a whole? Like, all the names that Heavenly
He has
Hulkster
some
was.
stories. I mean, just tossing it back and forth with Jackie Robinson. That was that was awesome. Number one, obviously. Honestly, I was surprised to see him with the wings. And the halo. I thought that took more time, but you told me was it St. Pete?
St. Peter's,
yeah,
big time Hulkamaniac, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not shocked, but yeah, that was awesome to watch.
He even predicted the game. That was the coolest part for me. I was watching the baseball game and I was like, well, I know Will Smith. Like, well, why are we even watching this? We already know how it ends.
World Series winning home run, Will Smith, just like Heavenly Hulkster said. I mean, it was
pretty good.
Honestly, there's a chance Heavenly Hulkster.
You might see him again. I don't know.
Feels like we might have threaded the needle here to find.
You might see him around
to kind of figure this whole thing out. What a run! I did see Real American Beer commented underneath and was like, "Hell yeah, bro."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he is. He made it. All right, let's get the hell out of here. What a day! It's a nice Wednesday.
Yeah,
it's a great Wednesday. This.
It's like hot. Is it hot there?
It's warm.
Is it? I don't know.
Unseasonably warm.
Yeah, it's warm.
It's like high 50s, I think.
Yeah, 60.
Beautiful. 64.
Boom.
That's perfect. Oh, so we gotta sit outside right now, probably.
Boom.
Tebow?
Maybe
Be careful.
You say Tebow?
There are a lot of bugs in there right now.
I figured there might be.
There's actually a wasp in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Somebody got stung by a wasp. I had no idea that still happened in November. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that's still taking place. Did you know those exist still?
I did not. I thought, when do they usually die off or take on? Get out of here.
No way, November they still survive. I had no idea. I seen one yesterday, and then that some bitch came back and did a sneak attack on somebody, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, what was that? Stung in the finger.
Wasp. There was a wasp.
Wasp, yeah.
Is there a wasp nest in there?
Just spray that sucker.
No, I think this was just a solo act.
Solo.
Yeah, I think the wasp was all by itself.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The nest is in the walls, most likely.
Yeah, usually.
Most worker and male wasps, they die in the fall as temperatures drop. But the queen wasps, well, they survive the winter by hibernating and starting new colonies in the spring. Wasps also die from old age. These fuckers live to 12 to 22 days.
What a waste of a life.
That's it.
No, that's a worker wasp.
I guess it's two different because the worker wasp is the dog of the wasps.
Plus, how long is a day in wasp years?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Great question.
Starvation, predation, or environmental hazards like pesticides. I'll tell you what, the pesticides really flipped all these fuckers on their head.
Yeah.
You think they tell each other? Like, hey, you gotta watch this shit.
Go over there.
Do you think, what do you think?
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't think so. Natural selection.
Really? How about birds? Don't you think birds have gotten dumber?
Well,
what's that?
I know. I mean, I would assume Con Man is still on the bird train.
Technology has only gotten better, so I assume birds have only gotten smarter.
Saw a lot of birds on, telephone poles and wires on my drive home yesterday. An unruly amount. So much I almost got out of my car and took a photo.
Charging up?
I don't know.
You think they're all strapped in?
I mean, I'm not kidding. There was like 2,000 birds within a half mile.
You think there was a surge, a power surge?
I just, what's it about? I don't know.
You tell me, what are these birds? They're flocking, huh? The birds like to flock? Is that what they like to do? Oh, that's convenient. That's convenient. They all like to just stand on power cables? Fascinating.
I mean, you've been seeing them flying in circles, like together. It's crazy.
Yeah, the birds. I'm just talking about birds nosediving into cars. Remember, I don't know if they always used to do that.
Birds
I feel like
flying into my windows like all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, how stupid are these fuckers? I know
You
you
got
guys
clean windows. You got clean windows.
Yeah, I guess, but also I think maybe even dirty windows, these things will fly. They say they got bird brains, that's obviously not a good thing. But shouldn't these things be talking to each other? Like, hey, don't fly into houses, don't fly into cars and stuff.
Because we're talking high speeds. These things are dead. I mean, they're hitting their heads,
Immediately,
breaking their necks, exploding their skulls, and then falling,
Blood everywhere.
Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe they want to end it. They don't want to get eaten by a bigger bird. Maybe.
Well, then maybe they need a little therapy bird somewhere to get out there and have them chirping a different tune.
Legit.
You know, we need to have them to kind of figure it out because
Big bird.
I don't like having to explain to Mackenzie, this bird, it's not supposed to fly into this thing. It's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't an owl just fly into Shotty's house?
He did say that, I believe.
He's staying in the condo, he said.
Hey, staircase, bro. Staircase.
Yeah, owls are mean sons of bitches. You cannot let one
you're
of those
right.
things in your house.
You remember the staircase?
That was his defense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
That guy he led a colorful life, as you find in that documentary.
Yes, you do. We had the lawyer on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember this?
No. Who we talking?
Have you ever seen the staircase?
No.
Guy in North Carolina. Wife ends up dead in his house. He's the only one there. Obviously, he gets accused of it. There's a lot of shenanigans. In this entire thing. It's crime doc. Inevitably, his defense was that an owl flew in, grabbed her by her skull, and she tripped down a staircase and died.
Yeah.
That was his defense.
And it was a lawyer. Did he defend?
The lawyer defended him. Yeah, and said
He
this.
started the show.
He was the one. He was the one telling the entire story about how this was possible because these owls are fucking aggressive.
Yeah.
Which is one
skulls.
I think so, yeah. If my memory serves me accurately, grabbed her hair, skull, and then she tripped down staircase because of it or something.
Wow.
I'm going to watch this on the flight home.
It's a hell of a story.
It's a good dog.
I think it's like 3 or 4 part series.
Netflix?
Yeah, it was during the Tiger King had a run, then this had a run, then the staircase had a run. It was like one of those.
Takes a few turns, AQ, that you might not be expecting.
Perfect. Can't wait. That's what I need.
Is he free? I don't want to spoil it.
No, whoa.
Can't spoil it. Can't
Okay.
spoil it.
All right.
Just know that the lawyer that is representing him is the star of the show.
He's pretty good.
And he came on the program?
Oh, yeah. Reached out.
What was his name?
That's the HBO version. They made
Rudolph?
a show out of it on
That's
HBO.
a scripted one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's like the TV show. They're talking about the documentary actually on Netflix.
I believe. Yeah, Netflix.
But yeah, this thing did 2 different shows. That's when you know.
That's when you know it's a good story. And these owls, these things, watch your fucking. If you hear a whoo,
You're dead.
They take animals
too
too.
late.
it's not a who, it's a what. What's that?
They take animals too.
Yeah.
They always say, hey, make sure your cats are locked up. Don't let them out back or they're going to just disappear from an owl.
Because they'll come down and just.
See you later.
They do a little owl talk.
Can't their heads do like full?
Yeah, and
Turn all the way?
The way they blink is weird. You learn a lot about owls.
300 degrees, I believe.
Almost all the way. Like these PTZs.
Yeah.
They get caught right at the end. All right. Wow. Pretty good show today. Staircase is worth it.
It is.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it today too.
What is the lawyer's name? David?
David Rudolph.
There it is. David Rudolph. What year was that?
That had to have been. Man, was that before COVID? That might have been before.
Yeah, I think it was
COVID.
before COVID.
That might have been.
I think it was
circa
Just great access. They were
2019.
everywhere. Cameras were everywhere, and all the meetings he was having in the jail, cameras were allowed everywhere.
Hey, David Rudolph. Pretty good juice. We remembered your name since 2019. That's pretty good little.
It's a long time.
You wait till you watch it. You'll be like, yeah, this guy is the guy. He's the guy. If I ever have anything, this is the guy. I would like to call this guy.
Okay.
He's smooth talker, this guy. He's got ideas, but also a lot of personality, a lot of charisma, a lot of that stuff. Which is what you need in a store. Hey, Key, you want to try to throw a football into a hoop or what?
Sure.
You know, Penn State doesn't have a head coach yet. But maybe if you make this football into a hoop, they'll hire a coach and 25 random people will win $500.
Boom.
AQ, all you got to do is do better than you've done over the last few weeks, and you just got to put this ball, Baby Duke 2.0, into that hoop right over there. Now, there's steel net, obviously chain link net out there. So if it goes through, it's going to sound cool. But maybe you should try to put a little bit of arc on this one. You've been kind of attacking it. Todd, do you have anything to say to AQ before he attempts the impossible?
I do. Stop messing around, AQ. Put this thing in the bucket and then, celebrate as Billy Napier is named the new head coach of Penn State.
That's possible. I mean, who knows right now with the coaching options that are out there. D-Butt has some words of encouragement for you, AQ.
Just step into it, let it rip. You saw Jacoby Brissett do it. Just do exactly what Jacoby did.
AJ Hawk said, you know what, AQ? Maybe you do look like Jacoby Brissett. Maybe you are able to make it. And his final note to you before you attempt the impossible, AQ, is this.
Yeah, AQ, I think you remember, isn't it AQ who does very well when he gets his snap and he kind of takes a drop, like not when you're static. You need to be moving because you're an athlete. We know that. We used to drop step, dunk on old buddy, whatever his name was back in high school.
He didn't dunk on Nate Hartung.
He did.
He did not dunk on Nate Hartung.
Dunked on his fat ass.
Whoa. Big boned and big bellied.
Oh, yeah.
And big.
That too.
He's like Chuck. Oh, here we go. 25 people, $500. All AQ's got to do is make sure. Give a cadence here.
Yes.
Oh, no cadence. Silent count. Short drop back. Pocket's going to collapse for sure. Misses the backboard. Bonus ball. Ball's gone. Floor is lava. There's more balls here.
Don't die.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't have the runners on.
Ladies and gentlemen, A.Q. Shipley, a Super Bowl champion player coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, formerly of the Arizona Cardinals as well, the Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Philadelphia Eagles, will attempt the impossible as Boston Connor gives him a message of positivity.
Remember when you would make your shots with the basketball, where you would just pick the ball up and throw it, but every time you lined it up, it would be the worst fucking shot imaginable? Just lean back and fucking spin that thing.
Now that you're thinking about not thinking about it, why don't we think about making that shot? 25 people, $500, and maybe a hiring at Penn State for the good of the people. Ooh. Fade away, want a little sauce on it.
It was good distance.
Hey, you're in Sauce City. Add a little sauce.
That's right. Awesome sauce.
Like that. What's that, D-Butt? You think he's trying to miss?
I don't know. That wasn't even close.
I mean, you're giving away a lot of money on the weekends.
Okay, see, this is what we need: integrity in the games.
I'm trying.
We've already got a little controversy brewing with U-Ball.
Sure.
Okay, maybe people mailing it in when they have certain teammates so they don't have to team with the person.
What?
Yeah, that's already been
Who's doing that?
No, I'm not saying names. We all saw it. We don't like it. This can't become what it is. Guy throwing it through the backboard. It's like you're not even trying to make it. We know you're not even.
You got to lift your teammate up. You got to lift him up.
And then accidentally not jumping to tip. Oh, missed it. Can't have it. Not in U-Ball. We'll sort that out. Just like Dana White said, we're going to the FBI.
Yep.
Did you see his answer, his response, AJ?
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to set hey, enough with this shit. This cannot become what we are. Because he understands, as a man who is running the sports league, anytime integrity is questioned to sports league, you potentially lose sports league. Okay, completely. Like if people don't think it's fair competition, people aren't interested, let alone the gambling side of it. Okay, that's a whole other animal. But whenever fans and people on teams, everything, it's just like you potentially lose everything. And as soon as Dana hears about this, and this becomes a big storyline, I appreciate him saying that they were told there were some abnormal betting patterns on this one particular fight by IC360, which is their independent consultant for gambling, tracking bets that he employs for the UFC to track to make sure there isn't any fuckery, basically is what he said. So then he calls and says to the camp, like, hey, we're hearing about this. What's going on? Fighter says, nope, we're not doing any of that. I can't wait to win. Then first round loss, rear naked choke with the way it looks. Dana says he calls the FBI immediately and says, hey, we were told that this was potentially a thing. We reach out, we talk to them. They said absolutely not. We told them we heard about it. This happens. We think you should look into it. And then he said he talked to Cash, and then an entire fleet of FBI people were in his office chatting about it. So Dana White is coming out very loudly about like, hey, this fucking is not happening here. And if you want to roll the dice, there's a chance like actual jail time, hard time, this is going to ruin your life. So I think he's trying to play defense here for future situations as well as settle this particular one because he knows what's at stake here, AJ.
Well, yeah, you can't let it linger. Like the longer you don't address it or you don't say much about it, like people just run with it, I think. And so the fact that he's trying to jump in and get ahead of it, yeah, he knows. Like that's one of the only things I feel like that can bring huge franchise like that down, or at least take huge losses if people truly think this isn't legit. Like they're all manipulating everything.
Yeah, it's not a good vibe that could potentially be in there, so he's trying to cut it off. Now, people will say, well, you like the game all the time. It's different, okay? And I know everybody like throws that in there together. It's like, got to keep that separated. It has to be for the good of sport. And I know it's easily accessible now for the common person, but the people that are performing the act just can't do it for the good of everything. Literally can't happen. Literally can't happen. Can't happen. Feels like there's a chance it happens, which I'm starting to worry about U-Ball, too. You got guys throwing games.
Kidding.
Yeah, well, the rat fuck insider, I'm sure they'll leak it out who's doing what.
Is it the insider we hate or the rats?
He'll probably have the information wrong, too.
What do you mean?
Aren't they kind of one and the same?
Well, I definitely think that
Schultz and Shefty ain't the same, bro.
Well, I think there's definitely levels to insiderness, and the U-Ball insider seemingly has a monopoly on the entire thing.
He does.
True.
He's really the only insider. But is he the problem or the person that's giving him the information the problem? That's kind of the question. It's dog chase tail here. Dog chase tail.
Morgan Wallen's the problem.
Still.
Mm-hmm. Still.
Still the problem. Tour tickets available, I think, coming up very soon. Coming to Indianapolis 2 nights.
They went on
yes.
the 2 nights. Friday night went on sale today. My wife got in the queue. She was number 230,000 in the queue to get tickets for Friday night at Morgan Wallen. I don't think we're going to make it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to have to hope and a prayer that entire thing there, but hope and a prayer is not what the insider is operating off of in U-Ball. He's going off his facts, I do believe. Tony, you said that he's getting facts wrong. What do you mean by that?
I can't remember what the report was. I think it was that Bone left me for AQ to join the Fatso's team or whatever. I was never partners with Bone. I was partners with AQ. So actually, AQ was the backstabber in this situation.
I don't know why you threw Fatso in. It doesn't say that in the tweet at all.
I didn't come up with the team name. You guys did.
Look at the graphic.
That looks pretty official.
Yeah, and AQ's in there. AQ, you're part of the problem, bro.
There I am.
Real story.
That's pretty good technique right there. You see that?
Yeah, behind the line, too.
The
Good
foot
job.
looks like it's on the line.
No, it's behind.
He's got those shoes.
Sorry, you guys can play together. I found a different partner, a better partner.
Yeah, exactly what. So you were frustrated. Okay, so Insider got it right again. All right, why don't you come out here, Tone? I didn't like the thought of people trying to lose so they didn't have to team up with somebody again. I'll tell you what, yesterday Foxy and I had another day of Foxy and I U-Ball, and there was a team of D-Butt and Tone that were together. I'll tell you what, that sparked a little something in us knowing that we could maybe lose the title of these boys.
100%. We had to lock in, and ended up being the shortest game in U-Ball history, which goes to both teams because a lot of shots were made there.
That's right.
3.5 minutes.
We had 4-6 in the top of the first, Foxy and I.
You guys are on fire. Huh?
Foxy fought through some adversity, too.
Yeah, he pulled his calf.
Dude, yeah, what the hell was that?
Foxy pulled his calf.
My calf started cramping up in the middle of the game.
Yeah, he almost had an Achilles here in U-Ball. That's a real deal. The insider would have got numbers if he would have been reporting that. Bruce, they're kind of questioning everything about what you do for U-Ball, brother. I don't like it at all.
It's all right. We'll just keep our nose to the ground looking for any stories. There was also a close call I've been waiting to update the people on where there was I guess a vicious kick volley you would describe that almost decapitated Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, and we will certainly have to get that story out today. You can follow along at Bruce Brown, the official insider for U-Ball. And there was one of the funniest situations that I've ever been a part of. And I'll tell you what, people are getting after it in U-Ball trying to win some games. And all we're trying to do is celebrate the hell out of sports. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. AQ, anything to say here before we get out of here?
Full steam ahead in Arizona, boys. We know our guy for the next couple of weeks at least. Let's go.
Okay, that's Arizona Cardinals super fan and color commentator AQ Shipley talking about Jacoby Brissett being the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, who are currently 2-7, 3-6, something like that.
3-6. Let's go.
3-6, but have it all in front of them.
3-5.
Just like everybody does. Let's never forget that. Everything's always in front of us because it has to be. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, 2. Goodbye.